What?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Wednesday, almost 420, April 19th, 2023. This sports program starts right now.
Much mana!
Much mana to everybody out there who is choosing to watch this particular program on this particular day. We have a massive sports program for you, but not only are we doing the sports today, okay, we have some big time news. We got an incredibly handsome cowboy fuck coming on the show. Ooh. Country musician Parker McCollum will be joining us.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are saying, who's Parker McCollum, that watch our show? Now, ask your significant other that's right next to you or potentially at work or somewhere else. Send a text message. Ask that question, too. Parker McCollum is the country musician for, like, love.
Yeah, he's a heartthrob.
He is a heartthrob. Mm-hmm. He is properly jocked.
Yeah.
Properly jocked, super handsome, can ride a horse, says just ranching or light ranching, is an actual cowboy, sings about love all goddamn day.
All day.
I got a chance going to a very nice golf course with him. He is also a sandbagging son of a bitch.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
So whenever we talk to him, we'll chat obviously about his music, got a new album coming, it's going to be great, May 12th.
Okay.
We're also going to talk about him being a sandbagging son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. But we're also going to talk about maybe his life at the top of the fucking world right now.
Absolutely.
This guy did the rodeo down in Houston, from Houston, did the rodeo. I think it's like 70-some thousand people.
Damn.
That's a massive fucking stadium to be performing from. They all knew all the words. Now, did I know all the words to this guy's song whenever I first met the guy? No.
Probably not.
Actually had not heard really any of his particular songs whenever I met him. After meeting him, though, I said, cool fucking guy. Want this guy to be successful. I'll stream some of his songs. Turns out he's only got like 45 million streams on like 7, 8 different songs.
No big deal.
100-some million. He is megastar. I was a complete doofus for not understanding that because of how cool and humble he was.
Exactly. Makes sense.
So that's good news. Can't wait to chat with him. Maybe he'll learn us something.
Yeah, I'll teach you something.
Maybe you'll learn. Speaking of learning something, Mike Rupp will join us. He's former Stanley Cup champion. Obviously, the NHL playoffs are in full swing. The NHL playoffs are must-watch.
Yes.
They are very entertaining. Now, even if you're not a hockey fan, you turn on an NHL playoff game, normally people are going to be flying at a really high pace. There's going to be incredible skill. There's going to be incredible passion. And there's a chance that a guy's going to get stabbed in the face and need 75 fucking stitches.
Whoa.
Middle of the game. Morgan Barron, stabbed in the face by the goalie's skate. Had to go to the locker room, get 75 stitches. He was asked what he was thinking about. Were you scared? He said, I just didn't know if we scored or not and how quickly I can get back out there. 75 fucking stitches. Now, you do something to your elbow when you're a kid growing up, something to your knee, maybe to your jaw, and you have to go get stitched up. They're like, oh, you got 12 stitches in there. That's a lot. Yeah, you got 10 stitches in there. That's a lot. I got them literally all over the place. 75 stitches in the middle of a game, came back into the game. Only thing you wonder about is if we scored or not. These hockey players are fucking champions of toughness.
Yeah, different breed.
And the NHL playoffs are magnetic because there's not a lot of leagues that you can watch them fight each other.
What?
Skate around each other.
What?
Dance around each other.
What?
And then fucking stab them right in the face. That is a sport that is unmatched. Yep. Shout out to the NHL, obviously getting a lot of attention for the 75 stitches, but also being in playoff time where people should watch hockey even if you don't like hockey. Yeah. Hockey, all the dogs won last night.
Bingo.
So even the favorites aren't like just taking this thing over. It's real competition, it's real battle, and it's really life-threatening, as we saw with Morgan Barron's face. We'll talk to Mike Rupp in the second hour. How often do people get stabbed in the face? Normally it's a puck to the mouth, so they got weird smiles. This time, it's a skate to the face like Happy Gilmore was trying to kill somebody. We'll also have Von Miller on the program.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get to catch up with Von a little bit. I believe he has Von Day coming up soon. He's part of, obviously, Von's vision. He's fucking Von Miller. They're back in the building in Buffalo. He had no knee brace on. They're saying he must look really good. He has felt good since like 4 days after the surgery. Where's he at now? What are his thoughts on the Bills and the NFL as a whole? Cannot wait for today's program with the Talks Table. At Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Boys, how we doing?
Fantastic. Last night, like you said, a lot lot of dogs in the NHL hockey playoffs. I thought there'd be some closer games. I know Ty's probably a little bit more upset about that than I am, but
what happened?
The Golden Knights got their asses beat last night, but again, we just talked about it. You got a guy who gets his face pretty much sliced off, gets 75 stitches, only misses a couple shifts, and comes back out and plays. You have absolutely no chance to win the game.
What's that dude's name from that movie where the billionaire kid becomes Robin Hood? He, what is that, Batman?
Yeah. Bruce Wayne.
Okay, so, and then the,
Well said.
then who's the person at the end of
Two-Face.
That could have happened to Cuz last night.
Yeah.
He was getting full body weight pushed this way, a couple 100 pounds of pressure this way, with a a knife basically this way, with the knee, and that bone right there, pretty strong. I think this bone's pretty strong here.
Yeah.
So the couple 100 pounds on his face coming down this way, and then no give on this side with a knife here. That could have been heads I win, tails
big time.
you lose, or whatever the hell it is.
Goalie skate's usually a bit more heavy duty as well, so
Does look a little more heavy duty.
Yeah, it looks sharp as a blade.
And he basically just said, hey, as long as I can see out of my right eye, that's all that matters. I don't need the left side of my face at all.
Came back and played 75. Great work by the suture. As well. That's a lot of
A lot of moving.
a lot of needles quickly. And that's how it ended. That doctor should be very proud of their work.
Yeah.
Thank God for the helmet too.
The helmet, the one that he put on afterwards, or the one in general?
If he didn't, I'm just saying the helmet saved him a little bit, because if he didn't have the shield in that,
was
it
after.
might would have got in his eye.
So that's the thing. Like, it actually went up underneath his.
Yeah.
I think it went up underneath his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it lifted it up there.
It's like when you send an Isley chopped ham through the slicer.
Yeah, cut that meat. We've seen the Peyton commercial. Cut that meat. Cut that meat. When it has kind of like a guardrail.
Right,
on it.
yep.
One half of the hammer. Dahn. Tone Diggs is here. Tone. Underdogs winning's good for Gomblin. What happened in the NBA? I hit big. You know why?
Why?
Because the Suns remembered who they were. That Clippers-Suns game was certainly a little bit of a seesaw, teeter-totter, but they come back, get a big win at home. Now Chris Paul is 1-14 against Scott
Foster.
the ref that was trying to fuck him the last 14 games. Interesting night for the NBA as well. How about the Gombling?
As you can see, all the favorites covered in the NBA last night. The Celtics go up 2-0, and they're taking care of business that series. Cavs got a big win over the Knicks, who beat them in game one and tied 1-1. And then Devin Booker, had 38, I believe, to lead the Suns, 123-109, who were down early. Was a little worried about them, but all the favorites covered last night.
Devin Booker's a dog. We saw him play live. He looks like he's moving in slow motion. Kevin Durant, awesome.
Yeah.
Such a big fan of his. Also a massive fan of this man. Ladies and gentlemen, 14-year NFL corner, icon, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, Pac-Man Jones. Pac-Man, you watching much of the NHL or any of the NBA playoffs right now?
A lot of NBA playoffs, man.
What's that all about?
Waiting to see these Lakers tonight. I don't really know too much about the hockey thing. I'm getting
Go Boats. Hey, Pack, go Boats.
Go Boats.
Go Boats.
big win for Go Boats last night.
Go Boats.
Go
They won
Boats.
last night at home. Massive.
Go Boats.
Pac-Man said he was a big Atlanta Thrashers fan, and once they moved out of Atlanta, he said, I can't watch.
Is that true? You knew the Atlanta Thrashers?
No.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Never did the ice. Never did the ice. How about the Olympics? You ever watching these figure skaters?
Yeah, come on.
They do it. They do triple McTwisty Ollie thing.
Yeah, we got the guy.
You ever seen it? Nathan Chen.
Yeah.
That's right.
We got the guy.
Redemption story.
You don't do the ice?
Don't do the ice.
Okay, well, let's talk about the basketball then.
Yeah.
LeBron James and them might be able to go on a run, huh? Lakers might be able to do it. You're a big-time Bron fan.
Big time Brown fan. I'm eager to see how this go tonight, but
That Suns team's going to be tough in the West.
Yeah, they're very good.
the West is that's gonna be tough. You're right. It's
Nuggets are tough out there, too.
Yeah, Joker. He hasn't won anything. He's going to be pretty
the
motivated.
Clippers.
How about the Kings? Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, Kings are hot.
The West is
Golden
good.
State.
Guy
still.
got his actual sternum stomped through the court.
Yeah.
He's all right.
And a guy got ejected and suspended for a game. You know, immediately upon watching the Draymond Green stomp, we thought to ourselves, somebody's kind of asked for it.
Yeah,
He kind of put it. He put his leg in a rear naked choke. If you watch it from the beginning towards the end,
Turned a little.
and then he does a little
Sharpshooter
whoopty woo,
was
like a Mac Jones move almost
Bingo.
that somebody would do. And then he kind of lets him go. Draymond's tripping. Draymond decides instead of tripping over top of him and being a gentleman, he says, "I am Draymond Green." That's
right.
This guy did give me the green light here, basically by putting my leg in a rear naked choke, and he stomps right down in the center of Sabonis' sternum. Now, Sabonis has a bruised sternum.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance his ego might be a little bit inflamed. And what will this do for the Sacramento Kings going forward, who are up 2-0 over the Golden State Warriors in a best-of-7 series? And remember, in the history of best-of-7s, if you go up 2-0, you are winning 92% of the time.
It's a high clip.
But maybe Draymond Green, who is the consummate menace, we got to get Sabonis out of here. Nobody's going to think that bruised sternum will do the trick. Wait till Sabonis tries to breathe after I step right through this guy's heart. Is that what that was? This a plan? Or do we think that Sabonis, I had no idea Sabonis was going to be hurt from that. I did not know that was going to happen. But once again, wood on the bottom of that. Not very giving, I guess.
I didn't get a chance to go back and see that clip where he really had his ankle in the headlock where he could have got hurt also.
Yes, agreed.
If this wasn't Draymond Green, I don't think the player gets suspended. Only reason Draymond got suspended in this situation because of all the other shit that he's done in the past. I think this is gonna hurt them. I don't think the Warriors are gonna win this series, and I think they lose this week.
No.
Come on.
Clean sweep.
You think Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are just going to go out laying Dahn?
I can tell you whose fault this is.
Who?
That stupid fake video that Steph put out. The fake video's curse.
Could be.
Chucking the ball.
Could be, yeah.
Same thing
Sports
happened. Same
Illustrated.
thing happened to Tom with his stupid
Hole in
jobs
one.
machine and the hole in one.
Yep.
Never in the history of athletics has a player on a team who put out a fake video ever come back to win anything.
Well, and I don't know why Steph would do that. Because, I tried it. Now,
believable.
Granted, our court here obviously isn't full size, but those are NBA threes.
Yeah.
So we're probably like 10 feet short. 10, 15 feet short.
Sure.
It's makeable.
Which is certainly, that's a long distance. I get it. But still pretty far. We tried it. And the gym he was in was not the largest gym, but it could have been longer. I tried it from that corner right back there on the other side of that other side of the ball. Same way he did. I obviously made them sporadically. To make 5 in a row would be incredible. But I'm hitting 4 in a row, rattling off the rim. It's like the
Fairly
greatest.
quick, too.
Like within 5-10 minutes of trying it. The greatest shooter of all time, we assume he'd be able to fucking figure that out to be able to do it. So I don't know, like the Dude Perfect folks, allegedly a video came out, that they put out.
Right.
So is that them gimmicking what people think that they think that they're doing? Probably. I didn't follow it up enough. Person in a green suit, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sliding on a zip line, catching a ball, putting the ball in the hoop.
Yeah.
And Dude Perfect put that out there. So we assume that's not how they always do it. But there is a thought that people that are less athletic or less skilled would have to do that to accomplish some of the shit that we see on the internet. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's not like kayfabe crazy. Steph, we don't think that. Like Steph, it's like, yo, you're the greatest shooter of all time. Why would he sign up to do that? I still don't.
He's thinking about it day in, day out, I bet. If you give him 30
Has his
minutes,
reputation taken a hit? I think so. In my eyes, just from that one fact. I think a lot of people have forgotten about it.
You really think he could do that though?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he could.
sure.
Yeah.
I think if you give him 30.
You don't think so?
No. Not how the video was.
Yeah, but let's just say they don't choose to do that video. They line up from somewhere else that's just as bananas, and he shoots. I think he could have easily made 3, 5 in a row. He's Steph Curry.
You give him 30 minutes, he's making 5 in a row from damn near anywhere on the court.
I think so. You don't think he's the greatest shooter of all time, Pat? Greatest. That's why I think it's such a big deal to us. Like, Steph, why'd you do that?
Didn't have to do it.
You don't have to do that. Dude Perfect has to do that.
He might have had to go film Holy Moly or something like that. So maybe it's a little bit of a time crunch. And they're like, hey, listen, Joe Tessitore's fucking waiting.
How
Okay,
tough
I gotta go.
that'd be a tough decision.
I think
it would.
him and Tom both were investors in a company, too, that I don't know things were happening with allegedly.
Tony.
Well, Tom, none of us believe that Tom made that hole-in-one ever.
No.
Yeah, knew that right away.
Steph shooting, though.
There were some marks out there.
And maybe we're upset because we are marks. Maybe we're upset because we wanted to believe it.
Could be.
Well,
Maybe that's why, because we were so emotionally invested. Sorry, but
the Dude Perfect thing too. It's like you've seen him in action at WrestleMania do the first shot in, so
man.
you kind of believe that.
The hell out of here.
What? You don't think?
No.
The editing on this is
I don't
unbelievable.
even think he hit one.
Bro, I was hit.
It's very possible.
I don't even think he hit one.
What are you talking about?
Out of the whole rack.
You get like a soccer goalie do that too. They fucking hit that backboard every single time. They don't even shoot hoops every day. Now, granted, where he's at might be very difficult, but would the internet care if he was up at the other, if he was at the other NBA 3 right there, shooting a different style?
No.
Same reaction, and he could probably make it. This editing, though, is phenomenal.
So good.
But he might never win again.
They got the Steph Curry of editing to do this.
That's like you taking a ball and punting it and hitting it 5 times in the goal.
I'm not the greatest of all time at that, though.
But
Like
that
if
would
I
be
was one of
so
those,
hard to do.
if I was one of those
In that little
Aussies,
bitty circle.
if I was one of those,
He's done it from 50 yards away from outside.
yeah, I hit it into a garbage can, but like 5 times in a row is what
I'm
he's
just
talking
saying
about.
5 times.
But you're right. Like Hugh McCluggage is doing that, fucking whenever he needs to. you know?
Bingo. Bailey Smith
Exactly.
could do that anytime. Mason Cox
Right.
could do that with Aussie rules football. I almost called it Arena League. God, AFL was just Arena League.
Yeah.
That is not what it is anymore.
No.
With the Sharon.
It is the Aussie rules football league.
That's right.
Sharon.
Anyways, basketball's doing its thing. The NHL's doing its thing. Football's doing its thing. And we are right in the middle of a lot of different storylines.
Oh, yeah.
We are 1 week away, 1 week in a day away from the 2023 NFL Draft. It'll be our 4th annual draft spectacular. We cannot wait for it. Massive surprises. We are exploring the space.
Right.
Using it all.
The whole space here at the Thunderdome is being explored. We love draft night. Mostly because we have no idea who any of the people are after the 4th or 5th pick. And it's us just trying to predict and figure out how great a player will be, how bad a player will be, what it will do for a team. More specifically, who just got pissed off by this pick. That is kind of what the draft has become, because when a team drafts a new player, they're obviously indicating that they would like another player potentially to get phased out of the team. Correct, Pac? Pew, pew. That is every single NFL draft. If you ask the players in the league what they think of the draft, either me or one of my friends is losing my job. You ask the fans of teams, are like, can't wait to see who we get next. So our draft spectacular, although it is always good vibes, it's coming from a little different perspective than most draft shows. I think we have proven that. We've done it in a living room. We've done it in a stage. This will be the first one in the Thunderdome.
Yep.
We got surprise guests. We got inside information, I think.
Here we go.
We got some good shit coming.
Yep.
And we got dreams coming true for 31 different guys, because there isn't 32 picks because the Dolphins were cheating.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Exactly.
right. Paying to lose.
Boom.
No, that's not why they lost it.
Trying to lure Tom Brady.
That was when they
They're
lost
tampering.
it. Yeah. Trying to lose, they're like, you're going to have to pay us.
That was the thing they did too, though, I think.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That was allegedly. We got to make sure we say that.
Went to the playoffs the year after, so were they trying to lose?
Yeah, now he's investing fully. Give Tyreek Hill the deal.
Exactly.
Let's make up
Saves
for
up
that
the
little
money.
thing. Yeah. But it was other owners were like, can't have this happening. Can't have you just dancing in Tom Brady's DMs.
Nope.
Offering up a percentage of the fucking team whenever he's on the Patriots. Can't have this happen.
No.
You're losing. I think you got fined heavy.
Yeah.
And then a first round is a big time punishment, because as we're looking, only 31 picks for a night that the NFL dominates the entire media world.
Yeah.
So it'll naturally be shorter. So that punishment of losing a first rounder is a big deal that they gave to Miami. But what is going to take place? Will it be a defense-heavy draft? Will there be more quarterbacks than we imagine, or much less quarterbacks than we could imagine? This one's a real question mark, Pack, for the first time in a few years, it feels like.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of quarterbacks, I think. I think it's going to be 4 quarterbacks in the first round. I think it's going to be more big guys on the defensive side, D tackles, D ends, and linebacker as far as draft-wise. And you can kind of tell because who was getting paid and who wasn't getting paid as far as the offseason, too. So
You think that's an indicator of what they think they'll be able to get in the draft?
Oh, yeah, that's a big indicator.
Okay. Not a bad deal there. That's not a bad read.
No, not at all.
That's like I don't think we've ever had that particular narrative where it's like, all right, they're paying these people because they don't think that there's going to be any of those types of people in the draft coming up. Not a bad,
Yeah.
running backs.
Yeah, you can go and
getting paid.
get your young running back right now for cheap in the 2nd, 3rd round, 4th round. That's probably going to be very productive.
They're saying there's a potential couple running backs going to get traded on draft night. People are saying Dalvin Cook's going to get fucking traded on
Zeke
draft night.
still inside.
Dalvin Cook, Zeke. But the over-under right now is 1.5 for running backs in the first round. Bijan's going in the first round, so it's if someone sneaks in
2nd, 3rd round.
in the
Only
or the
32
late.
picks. One guy lost his dream of being a first-round pick
It's messed up.
because the Miami Dolphins are fucking cheating.
Sure, but they picked
believe
up. If you do become the 32nd pick, you get to go to the 6-time Super Bowl champs, one of the greatest organizations of all time.
Who's that?
This is Pittsburgh Steelers because they traded Chase Claypool for fucking first-round pick.
Well, and then they got Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
For $5 million.
For $5 million on a 7th-round swap. That's wild to me. I still don't understand how that works, but that happened yesterday. Let's pivot away from football a little bit. Let's start talking about sandbagging a little bit.
Here we go.
We all know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, when you have a conversation with somebody before you play a round of golf,
Sure.
and due to the words that were exchanged by you and said person, your expectation of their level of golf is at something. Then all of a sudden, that is not the case at all. They were lying. Nay, They were sandbagging.
Oh.
Joining us now is the most handsome sandbagger I've ever seen. He has an album coming out on May 12th. It's going to be a banger.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, you can go on Spotify and be one of the hundreds of millions of people that have streamed this handsome Cowboys songs. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker McCall.
Yeah!
What's up, dude?
How we doing? Good to see you.
Hey, where'd you get that hat? Did you go down to that golf tournament that was down there in Georgia?
I played my own golf tournament down at a little club in Georgia recently. So.
Oh, really?
Nice.
I did, and I did not perform very well, but I had a great time.
Yeah, I did. There it is. You heard it.
Yep.
You heard what just happened right there?
Sandbagging again.
I got a chance to play golf with you at a very nice course down there in Georgia as well. And you were coming fresh out of the rodeo in Houston, okay? Fresh out of the rodeo, Houston. You had no hours of sleep. You were celebrating the whole thing. Right into the lunch we were having before we went out to golf at this place. And the conversation was just like, oh, I'm shit. You know, I'll be lucky to get off a tee box.
Oh, okay.
You know, that type of shit. And he's got 0 hours of sleep. Incredibly handsome, looks terrible. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like this guy's been through
Bags.
it. This guy's been through it, obviously, like the last 13 hours or so. First hole I'm on this guy, we did it was a par 3 thing we did. First hole I'm watching, almost hits a fucking hole in one.
Come on.
Oh, hits the thing. Next hole, same thing.
Ridiculous.
Next hole, same thing. 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 Next hole, same thing.
Jeez.
Next hole, same thing. It was unbelievable. No sleep. The worst this guy's ever going to be was the best golfer on the golf course out of nowhere. And he said, my dad ain't going to believe this. That's what you said. That you're a sandbagger. You have the same game. You have the same plan every time you play with everybody. Or did I just happen to see the greatest Parker McCollum performance on a golf course ever?
You quite literally saw the greatest I've ever hit the ball in my entire life.
God, you're so good. That'd be so much fun.
It just so happened to be right after I told you that I'm not a good golfer, which I'm really not. I think I shot 90 both days at the little club down in Georgia yesterday and Monday. Had a couple birdies. I had some good holes, but I had some really bad holes.
Are you a sports guy? Obviously, you're athletic. I saw your movement with the golf club. You rode a horse out of the rodeo. I still think you should ride a horse onto every stage that you're on and off of every stage that you're on, because you can ride a horse and I can't. That'd be a cool thing that you would do, but I assume in the country world it's different. You're an athlete. I assume you're a pretty athletic human being. How'd you get into singing?
When I found out that I wasn't as good of an athlete as I wanted to be, and I realized that I could play guitar and sing better than all my buddies on the football team, I decided that was the route for me.
What age?
I was probably sophomore in high school, 15, 16 years old.
Were you supposed to be in like your family in music? How'd you get into music? You just picked up a guitar one day?
No, my older brother's a really good songwriter. He'd been doing it since he was a little kid. I really just wanted to do what my big brother was doing. Had he been ice skating, I would probably be ice skating today.
Happy or not in the NHL, guy got stabbed in the face last night, 75 stitches. That's real deal. Happened last night, NHL. I'm happy that face is singing and not getting stabbed by hockey skates. So you go to Nashville, you have to, out of Texas, you go to Houston, you go to Nashville, and then you kind of get put into like the country music, I don't want to say machine, but like into the factory over there. Is that something that's real, or is that kind of blown out of proportion?
No, it's very real. I was lucky though. I put out my first 2 albums as a solo artist on my own label. So I was selling a bunch of tickets.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I was how much tickets and had my own tour bus and my band was on salary, all this stuff before I ever signed a record deal. So when I signed my deal, the ball was kind of in my court, and I basically told them the only thing that I really cared about was having creative control. I wanted to do it how I do it and didn't want anything to change. And shout out Universal Records. They've kept their word on that 100%, and they still allow me to run the show. Well, congrats to you. Not a lot of people are entrepreneurs these days, or hustlers, which is what you would have to be able to put yourself in the position that you're in, to tell Universal fucking Records, hey, I'm going to do this. Okay. All right, I'm going to wear these 2 chains. All right. I'm a gold chain cowboy. I'm going to wear really cool hats. Of course. I'm going to wear my Lucchese boots, okay? Right. Lucchese boots. I'm going to wear those things. But you got to put yourself in that position is not easy, okay? That is not an easy thing to do. So congrats on that. Having a band on salary, a lot of pressure. Congrats on that. Keeping the creative freedom. Congrats on that.
How come you don't make a song for? Will you make a song for me? Everything, you know what I mean. And I guess, it's obviously I have a beautiful bride.
Mm-hmm.
I got a baby on the way.
That's right. Sure.
I certainly love love, don't I?
Who doesn't?
Big fan.
Hey,
Of course you do.
we fucking love love. That's your avenue, though, huh? You are the love god. It feels like we were listening to all your songs this morning to kind of refresh everybody. It's like this guy is a heartthrob.
Yes, he is.
Is that on purpose or no? It's just natural how your brain works.
Just always my favorite songs in country music growing up were sad love songs about everything going terribly wrong. And now I'm married as well. I have a wonderful wife, and I still sit around most of the time when I'm playing guitar trying to write songs like that. So it's kind of like sometimes I can turn it on and I can go there and write those songs, and sometimes I try to and I fail miserably. So
You want to just make us one time that's just like, I got fucked up last night. You do a lot of drinking songs. You got a lot of drinking songs.
I got some drinking songs. I got a couple on this new record coming out too. But Pat, the only time that we've ever hung out, I was fucked up. So
hey, we had a pretty good time that night. Hey, I don't know what you expected going in there. I didn't know what to expect going in there. I don't know if that's what I should have expected. What ended up happening, but man, we had a good time out there, Parker.
Yeah, I have my story about you at dinner at that place is one of my favorite stories, and I will tell it forever and ever and ever any chance that I get.
What is it?
I was at this nice club down in Georgia. You have to dress very nice for dinner, and Pat here forgot, I think, his entire suitcase, so he brought no clothes for dinner.
True. Yeah.
When Mr. Manning had sent us a very specific itinerary and instruction on what to bring and what to wear, Pat shows up with absolutely nothing.
That happened, yeah.
And but what he did bring was a massive bag of some fun gummies, for lack of a better term, and he had them in his arm. You can see he had them in his arm like this, walking around the dinner room.
Just offering
at this nice club in Georgia, passing them out, and he gave me a couple. That I thought were, some low dose. They were high dose. I should have asked. That's my fault. Not my first rodeo. And it got the best of me. I lost that battle miserably, and I thought I was going to die later that night, but I didn't. Still here. Shout out, Pat.
Here. Still here. Here.
Sure.
Hey, you pulled it off well, because you did tell me the next morning we had a conversation about what had happened, and he goes, "What was that, dude?" Give me one of those. I was like, good time. We had a good time. It was a great night. You pulled it off. You were put into a situation that I don't know if I would have been able to do, that you did. I seen this guy grab guitar in living room, of place, singing exactly how it sounds like on Spotify. So you listen to him sing. There's a lot of effort, right? It's a lot of, it is hey, your voice is a grand one, right? Is that the proper, I don't know music well enough. Is that how it should be described?
It's loud.
Yeah, this guy's fucking loud. Okay? Takes a lot of effort. It was really well done, though, on 2 hours of sleep while on cloud 55. I was right there with you, though. So, if I had to sing, it wouldn't have sounded anywhere near as good as yours, but I would have battled for you. And ever since that moment, I was like, all right, Parker McCollum, cool dude. I think I even told the boys, once I got back to my room where there was maybe a phone I was allowed to use, I said, hey, boys, Parker McCollum, cool fucking guy. Let's talk about this album coming out May 12th. Hey, never enough. Is that never enough good times? Never enough edibles? Never enough whiskey? Never enough beats to nod your head to? Never enough I'm not enough. What do we got coming in? And did you write this song? And what's the process to get to a new album, or this album? And what's the process to get here?
I wrote all the songs but one. It's my first time cutting an outside song in I didn't have an outside song on my last record. So I chose to do one this record, wrote all the other songs. It's kind of a crazy process when you tour as much as I do. You're kind of just fitting in studio time, where you here and there and kind of piecing things together. But this record, I think it's the best collection of songs I've put together so far in my career. But it's the never enough thing kind of comes from everything you mentioned and then everything you didn't mention. Kind of feel like you never can work enough. No matter how much you do, it's never enough. You climb one mountain that you thought you would never be able to climb, and all of a sudden you're at the top of it, and the only thing you do is look up at the next mountain that you want to climb, and it seems like, no matter what it is, material things or accolades or awards or whatever, you always want more, and it's never enough.
I see a lot of them hanging behind you. I assume another one's coming. I love hearing that you've only taken one song from somebody else. What do you got to do? You got to have a lot of trust in that human. You got to like that human. Why is it that you just, because of your creative control, I guess, you just kind of want your voice to be heard? Because isn't it very normal in country music? Because what was that song? Nick, you remember, I was listening to it. It was Kenny Chesney. It was about life, obviously. It was a good one.
Trip Around the Sun?
Yeah, Trip Around the Sun might have been what it was. And I was watching an award show, and that song won like an award. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm happy it did.
Go, Kenny.
That's a good song. And Kenny gets up, looks like he's still sitting, but he gets up. Whoa. He starts walking his way to the stage or whatever. And then they're like, this song was written by, and they had 70 fucking people on it. I'm like, well, whose story was I listening to? I didn't know whose brain I wanted to like say thank you to for like how great it was. Feels like that's how your business operates. You do not operate that way.
I write a lot of songs with my friends. Co-writing is something I didn't do for a long time. I had never really done it until I signed my record deal, and I was kind of jaded towards it for a while. But now I really enjoy it, just because now I just hang out with the best songwriters in the world that have written some of my favorite songs in the history of country music, and they come over to my house and want to write songs with me. It's kind of cool, and it gets me excited about it. But the outside song, man, it's called Things I Never Told You, and my buddy Taylor Phillips texted it to me one day, and I listened to it one time, and there's a line in it that said I had a Playboy stashed in a Johnny Cash LP sleeve in my room. And that was a line I said, damn, I wish I would have written that. I'm going to sing the shit out of that song.
I love that. I love the little piecing it together. I also like the fact that you said, yeah, now the greatest songwriters in the world just come to my house. What are you guys doing? Smoking dope? We got instrumentals in the back. We got a bunch of guitars. We got whiskey. How does one of those writing sessions go, and how long are they?
They can be 2 hours. They can be all day. But usually I'm the only one that's probably smoking something. Not always. Most of the time that's the case. But everybody kind of has their vice. Everybody, they usually supply your own vice. Whatever you need to write songs, you're kind of expected to bring it, and then if you don't, there's probably some of whatever you want already there.
Ty Schmidt has a question for you, Parker.
Yeah, Parker. I think I read that George Strait was one of like your big inspirations growing up. And obviously, like when you're going to perform in concert, everyone's there to hear your music and all that kind of stuff. But it seems like, the more concerts I go to, like the things that people really remember are the covers. How do you choose like what covers you're going to do, especially when you're talking about how you want so much creative control? Like I assume that's kind of difficult, kind of landed. And, when you have an unbelievable voice, I assume you're just like, well, fuck, I can cover any of these songs. Like how do you go about that process and decide which covers you're actually going to sing?
We don't do any covers.
Wow.
What?
We have before.
Live shows?
Yeah, live shows?
Yeah, live shows, no covers right now on this tour. And I don't think, we would do like Dwight Yoakam's version of Suspicious Minds last year on tour. And the kids just did not know it. And then they would message me after the show saying, man, I love your new song, Suspicious Minds. I'm like, dude, that's an Elvis song that Dwight Yoakam covered, and we do his verse. So it just didn't connect. So they really, it's every now and then we'll throw one in there, but it's super rare for us.
I watch The Voice or any of these things. You got to pick the right song.
You do. That's right.
Hey, song selection is a big fucking deal, Parker.
Play to the crowd.
Okay.
It's a big deal.
What are you doing? You doing amphitheaters, arenas? What are we? Where are we right now in the career? Because we looked at streaming numbers. Mm-hmm. Hilarious.
Absurd.
Hilarious. And how many shows a year?
Yeah. Well, I played about 130 last year. I'll only do about 95 this year, which is, significantly less for me. But it's really, that's the American dream, right? Work less, make more money.
Yes.
Wow.
And but we do quite a few arenas. We do some big amphitheaters. We got a show in Dallas coming up that'll sell out 20,000 people amphitheater.
Bro, you're doing a fucking stadium.
Yeah, we do. We'll do. Well, those are with Wallen. The stadium shows are opening up for Wallen. So.
Okay, good move.
Hey, you guys get along? You and Morgan? He seems to be on top of the world. He's the guy right now in the country music world.
Yeah, he's the guy. I don't know if anybody will ever do what he's doing again.
Why?
It's kind of unprecedented.
What?
I don't even know if the numbers and to be 30 years old, I think he's 29 or 30 and selling out 2 nights at MetLife Stadium and, whatever the Washington football team's called now, their stadium, we're playing there with them, and we're playing Wrigley Field with them, we're playing Fenway Park with them, and they'll all sell out 40, 50,000 people. So
they're the Commanders.
Okay.
The Commanders, yes.
Wake up.
You're a big NFL guy, right, aren't you?
A big NFL guy.
Loves the Texans.
Really?
Loves the Texans.
That sucks.
Number 2 overall pick, Parker.
Okay.
Here we go. We're going to get better this year.
Well,
if I had to guess, whoever we draft with that second pick probably won't have a great career, and whoever goes first and third will probably be Hall of Famers. So,
absolutely miserable. That's fantastic. Tone has a question for you.
Parker, I feel like we're sitting on a big money idea. We open up a bar in Nashville.
Boom.
We call it Hell of a Year so people could stumble out. They said we had Hell of a Year in there.
Boom. Spent a year and hell of a year last night.
All the artists are doing it. What do you think?
You got
if people would really spend an entire year in there, I would say there's no way it could fail. Just mathematically thinking off the top of my head, if you're in there for a year, you're going to have to pay for a lot more stuff than just an evening.
Agreed.
So I think that's pretty genius. But, I live in I'm actually leaving Nashville this weekend. And I have a house here, I have a house in Texas. I'm moving back to my house in Texas full time. So,
congrats. That's the goal, right? Come to Nashville. It's like college, university. Do your thing. Boom, we're moving back to Texas. Good for you.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations. We're going to miss you in Nashville, though. We're opening a bar. Hell of a month. Hell of a month. Just need him for 1 month. Connor has a question for you, Parker.
Yeah, Parker, obviously it has been a hell of a year for you. And with the new album coming out, Never Enough, it's good to know that you ain't going nowhere. But with all the traveling and touring that you do, is it hard for loved ones to get a handle on you? Because I assume there's a lot of people out there that are, trying to be loved by you, and you're pretty hard. Because in the end, you're really just kind of living like a cowboy.
Well done. Anytime I get hounded in the airport or anywhere, that's usually how they approach me, is by saying all of my song titles. That's spot on.
Hey, Mark.
Well done.
Yeah.
But man, the travel thing gets it gets kind of a grind, and at the same time you're so used to it. I mean, I'm sure Pat understands it. Through an NFL season, I mean, you see your house for like 3 hours for those 16, 17, 18 weeks. And it's kind of the same way for me, but it's just, 47, 48 weeks out of the year. You come home on Sunday. You might come home on Sunday, but you're leaving on Wednesday night immediately. And there's actually a lot of similarities. I always make quite a few comparisons between professional sports and the music business. It's just, you're in there. If you're playing a professional sport, you're in the entertainment industry. You 100% are. And you have to perform, and you got to be on, and there's no excuses. And
how long do you play?
How
long do you play for?
We usually do about an hour and a half.
Nice. What do you do? I'm not giving it away, I guess.
Yeah, go see a show.
I was going to say, well, what's the order? What's the order in which we do it? Because there's a strategy. I assume you've been on the road a long time grinding. You got to play a banger, right? Don't you to get them there? And then
come out with a banger heavy.
Banger heavy. And then you got to leave a couple in the chamber, right, for the end of the night. So, right? Isn't that a balance?
Yeah, I've been really lucky. I've had a few number ones now, but I've had songs that, are higher streamed and more popular than my number ones. So we have quite a few hits in our set. So it's actually nowadays it's pretty nice. You can throw some deep cuts in there every now and then, but it's kind of nice to just play hit and then another hit and then another hit.
What?
And then another.
What? Did you murder that deer behind you or no?
I murdered that deer. I did with my bow and arrow.
Oh, did we have camo on? Did we have face paint on? Were we hanging out in a blind?
I don't know. You can watch the hunt on YouTube, actually.
You're a content creator? You're a internet hunter?
No. I think I've done it twice. But I'm about to sign a deal with a bow company here in a few weeks, and I'll have to do a couple hunts a year on camera. So.
Congrats, dude.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Lucchese boots, a bow company, moving back to Texas.
That's right.
Geez, you're going to be the face of fucking Texas. You're going to be Texas's finest.
Yeah.
You do fishing as well or just hunting?
I love to fish. I don't have the time to fish throughout the year. I actually block off all of the month of November and 3 weeks in December just to hunt. But it's like the prime time fishing throughout the year, I'm typically on the road, so I don't get to fish as much as I'd like.
Pac-Man Jones has a question for you.
Parker, I got a lot of big friends down there. Any big features on this new album that's coming out?
No features on my record. I did just do a song with Diplo that's supposed to be coming out.
Oh,
shit. EDM.
Fucking Diplo, dude?
Jeez.
And then I just did a song with a young girl who's going crazy, blowing up on TikTok and stuff right now. And she sent me this song about Texas and asked me to sing on it. And I was kind of blown away at how good the song was. And so I was out in El Paso, had some Luke Casey meetings out there last week, and then we played that arena out there. And so I guess what I did originally, she didn't like. She's like, "Will you redo it?" So I went to a studio out there in El Paso and recut it. And I don't know, maybe she hates it, maybe she loves it, but I think it'll see the light of day.
Hold on, what genre of music?
She's like a pop rapper singer, incredibly talented, phenomenal voice. She's really young. She's like basically still a kid, but she's going crazy on the internet right now, and so talented. So I'd never met her. Her label reached out to my label, said, would Parker want to be on this song? And I listened to the song and loved it. So
what about Diplo? You and him just sandbagging out there, just having a good time, and he was like, "I got this cool beat," and you're like, "Oh, I can sing shit over that." What is it? A techno song? When are we gonna hear that?
No, it's not really. It sounds like if you took one of my songs and put Diplo's spin on it.
Great.
Okay.
But I thought it was going to be not good at all, but it actually turned out. I was really surprised at how well it turned out. And so he's playing Stagecoach, and I'm playing Stagecoach, I think on the same day in a couple weeks. So there's some talk about us debuting the song at Stagecoach. I haven't had any confirmation.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Diplo, Parker McCollum debuting a song Stagecoach a couple weeks.
No confirmation on that here on the Pat McAfee
Breaking
Show.
news!
Yep. Confirmed.
Diplo and Parker are going to be out in the middle of a desert in California, and they are going to debut a new song. That's going to be awesome. Thank you for that piece of information there, Parker.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
We're excited to hear that. We're pumped to hear that. I'm thankful you stopped by to chat with us, brother. I hope I get to see you again sometime. 48 weeks on the road. That's like WWE.
Yeah.
You always compare like professional athletics. You should think about WWE. It seems like that's what you're doing, but you're performing for 90 minutes. That's a lot. Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Most of the time, sometimes Sunday, sometimes Wednesday.
You're a grinder, buddy. Congrats on all the success. Can't wait to hear Never Enough.
Thank you. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to be on the Pat McAfee Show, so I'm glad I checked that off my bucket list.
All right, fuck off, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker McCollum.
That was so genuine.
No.
Didn't sound like it.
No, we appreciate you, man. You're welcome back anytime. We can't wait for May 12th. We got a countdown, actually.
Hell yeah.
May 12th. It's right over here in the office.
Clock. Yep.
Never Enough coming out. Never enough mountains to climb.
That's right.
Never enough whiskey to drink.
What?
Never enough love, I think. Is that what it is? Did we just guess it? No spoiler.
That's pretty close.
Okay.
How many singles are coming off of this album, you think? Do you have to prepare for that? Like which one to release it all by themselves, or do you know that before you release it?
No, I have no idea. I let the label decide what they want singles to be, so I got to sing them regardless.
True. Ladies and gentlemen, Parker McCollum.
Yeah, Parker.
He's a Texans fan. He's miserable.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I think the Texans are a great. Thank you to Parker for his time. Good luck with
Parker.
that.
Thank you, Parker.
He was unbelievable golfing.
He looks exactly like Phillip Rivers.
Does he? I didn't even think about that.
Just way bigger.
That's all I could think about for like the last 20 minutes.
Potentially more athletic too. Phillip Rivers, hell of a quarterback.
Hell of a quarterback.
Let's not get crazy. He can throw the hell of a depiction. He can catch it. He's an incredible competitor. I think those things would say he's a better athlete. But I think just physically, body, running, moving.
Sure.
Parker was a dog.
Oh, yeah. I saw that vein. I saw how vascular he is.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing if he's working out every day. I think he was actually on the goddamn ranch as a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
that was
light
on
ranching,
Wikipedia.
full ranching.
I think he's an actual light ranching. I think he's actual rancher.
Yeah. Every summer said on his grandpappy's ranch.
So he's a hunter. He's handsome.
Why?
A rancher.
Right.
And he gets creative control for his songs.
Pretty
He's
good.
living like the Texas country life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Parker.
I love when EDM and country mixes together. They do. Morgan Wallen actually did one that was awesome. I can't remember who did it.
Kane Brown, Marshmallow, I believe they have one
Zach
that's pretty
Brown
good.
and Avicii did
Zach
one.
Brown and Avicii was good. Broken Arrows, I
Tim
think.
McGraw and Nelly back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one was a banger. The Texans thing, too, if whoever they draft is a bust, he can actually blame the Colts for that.
Why?
Because of that Week 17 or Week 18 win over the Colts right before the clock ticked to 0. They would have had the number 1 pick if they just lost.
What was his deal with the whole, it's been my lifelong dream to come on there? We get it, Parker.
We get it.
Okay.
He's just bullshitting.
I'm happy for him. He's a good dude, man. He is a self-critic. Boy,
Love that.
he does not like or think anything that he did was good. He crushed it in that living room, and then the guitar went over to somebody else who had a top 5 song at the time.
Yep.
And then that person sang that song. Wild situation that I should never be in ever again, but probably won't ever be in again. But when I was in it, I was like, this is a movie that's happening in front of me. We go over, I go over to the kitchen, grab a drink, and I'm going to make a little bit more whiskey.
Right.
Person that was hosting the event owned the whiskey, so I was actually drinking the house's whiskey.
That's cool.
At the place that I was at. Delicious. Diet Coke in there. Oh, my God. I'm living. This dude, this zombie comes walking up to me, incredibly handsome. And I guess he was really high now. I'm learning that he
Oh, yeah.
really high. I'm like, you fucking killed that. Oh, my God. Because he sings loud. Like, it's not like a
Mumbling.
it's not like a casual, like, hey, he is like a project voice. That thing was echoing around the entire course that we were on. And he, not one flub and not one break of the whole thing.
That's big.
And I had seen how much this guy had drank, and I seen how much this guy had eaten, and I know how long he'd been up. It was phenomenal. So I wanted to tell him, like, hey, that was really fucking good. Like, I don't know what people are supposed to do in that particular situation, and I don't want to knock your talent or anything and make, this is not to be offensive at all. That was fucking unbelievable what you just did right there. And I missed, and he started labeling, like, a bunch of words in the mail. I'm like, what is your deal, dude? Get the fuck away from me, bro. Like, just get the guitar again. And then,
Do it again.
So I think he's like, that's why he's such a hard worker. He probably assumes, like, he's never
Yeah. Never enough.
Sure.
which is a shame. Speaking of never enough, we got a list here. I wanted to do, does that sound okay?
Yeah.
I got these new earpieces on. I wanted to do something. These are cool.
Can't even tell you have earpieces.
I got earpieces on right now.
What? How?
There's an earpiece in my ear right now. You see that? Boom. Chuck Pagano sent it to me.
Can't even see it.
I can barely see.
Anthony Calhoun, Wish TV.
Oh, you Chuck.
Doesn't sound as good as the bigger earpieces.
Oh, okay. That's a bummer.
Yeah, no bass really, but I can hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks sweet.
It does look like I got nothing. It looks like I got like the updated hearing aids.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That mic just a little sounds a little off.
Yeah, right?
Just a little.
does, yeah,
Now that
for
you
sure.
talk more, it does sound a little off.
A little cloudy.
I think
Yeah.
it's picking up us too, and now I'm hearing a very.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, now it's getting
gone.
better.
How about mine?
Now you sound better.
Sound better.
Test 1 2 1 2. Pac-Man, can you hear me?
Sound good to me.
Okay, Pac. Hey, that's good ears on, Pac.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in draft season. Okay, we are just 8 days away from the NFL draft. The first round kicks off next Thursday, the 27th, right here, youtube.com/the Pat McAfee Show for our fourth annual draft spectacular. It should be a great night. It'll be a blast. We'll see dreams come true. But what we need to remember, while these players are getting drafted and dreams are coming true, that the NFL's hard.
That's right.
The NFL's not easy.
It's not.
Some of these dudes look like absolute superstars, freaks, men that we have never seen before, some people are being described as, and they have yet to step foot onto an NFL football field. Everybody calls some people a bust that don't do well.
Sure.
I think that's a little bit rude. What's a bust? Well, when expectation levels are and they perform at you see they bust into a record book that nobody wants to be a part of.
In a bad way.
But I think the word bust is a little bit negative.
It is.
Because that is acting like the NFL is easy. That is acting like what you accomplished before you got in the NFL actually matters once you get into the NFL, when you're competing against the generation before you, the generation before them, the generation before them,
Right.
and the generation before them, and all the superstars from the entire fucking crew. It is not easy to make it in the NFL. So when you hear a name called a second overall pick, first overall pick, 30th overall pick, 22nd overall pick, and teams think that the franchise is going to change immediately because this quarterback is going to come in here and make magic, I say stats don't say that's true.
No, they don't.
We actually had to put together a list, and I don't like doing this.
No.
Pac-Man, I don't like pointing out negatives for players. I'm a pro player guy. Love players seeing
seeing good stuff in players and telling good stories about players, not bad stories. Negativity's too easy. You could bury people all day and get numbers on the internet and numbers on TV. We choose not to do that. We choose to be super positive, but to protect this next generation of NFLers, we need to set an expectation level at a reality level, which is the fact that a lot of these guys are going to fucking suck.
Oh, yeah, most of them.
That get drafted. A lot of these guys are going to suck. Here's 10 that we pieced together, Tone Diggs and I, about guys that were drafted as quarterbacks to go in the NFL in the first round, and they were supposed to be franchise changers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what they were? Not. Let's start at the top, Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell, obviously out of LSU. This dude was a staggering 6 foot something. He was obviously heavy, had a big body. He was a man that didn't know his team from the other team and threw a lot of different interceptions. At one point when he was at LSU, coming out of the college into the NFL, he was on his knee, threw the ball 65, 70 yards.
Yep.
This dude's arm talent is next level. He showed up at an interview driving a Cadillac Escalade on 30-inch rims. 30s.
I didn't know it was possible.
The issue was he never watched film. People wondered why did he never watch film? Well, because he could throw a ball 70 yards on one knee, and he had 30-inch rims before he even got into the NFL draft. Does that mean that he was set up for failure? No. He failed himself. But the NFL is really hard. It's not easy to be a great quarterback in the NFL. Jamarcus Russell proved that time and time again. Overall stats, 3 years, 7-18 as a quarterback starter, 18 touchdowns in total, 23 interceptions. Obviously, Jamarcus Russell, probably an incredible guy. I don't know him personally. Not the way his NFL career was supposed to go and everybody else's thoughts. But let's remember, if Jamarcus Russell was to play football with you, he'd beat the fuck out of you.
Oh, yeah.
So remember that whenever you're saying what you're saying. That's me included. Another guy, let's go down to Houston, Parker McCollum's team. When he gets heartbroken about what his team chooses to do. Here's David Carr. Is that name familiar? Yes, it is. Because that guy's brother just signed with the New Orleans Saints for $400 million.
Yep.
Now, granted, Lamar Jackson's asking for way too much, but this man was supposed to change the game for the Houston Texans, and he did a lot of, boom, that right there, throwing it to the other team. David Carr, 10 years. Started 5 of them, 23 and 56 as a starter, 65 touchdowns, 71 interceptions, was sacked 76 times in his first year, which is a stat that needs to be talked about because a lot of the situations that these quarterbacks are going to, bad. Now, is anything going to be able to help you throwing into a defensive meeting room like this one right here? No. But I assume the team that he went to was not that great. The organization that he went to was not that great. And his football play ended up being not that great.
No, actually, too, that was the expansion draft. First year the team existed.
Damn.
They didn't have anything figured out.
No
They didn't even know how to do lunch. Let's go to another man. This guy was drafted out of North Dakota State. We're the Philadelphia Eagles. Then he would go on to join the Indianapolis Colts. And on one particular play against Aaron Donald, he would sprain both of his fucking ankles while attempting to throw an interception. That's Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, obviously, we all remember when he came into the draft. Was it going to be him or Goff?
Yeah.
Him or Goff. Now, not that we're going to get crazy about Goff. Did lead the team to a Super Bowl. That team much better, I guess. And Carson Wentz technically has a Super Bowl ring because of what happened after he left the Philadelphia Eagles. But his career is now over.
Pretty much.
Yeah, not on a team.
He's on his third team. Out of his third team. Overall stats, 46, 45, and 1.
Okay.
151 touchdowns, 66 interceptions. I think people would say this is a success story, but he also has that on his film. Let's go to the next. Jake Locker. Remember this fucking guy to Washington?
Yeah.
He wears purple. It is fourth quarter against division rival. 5 minutes left. There's Darius J. Butler
Ooh, D-Bud.
picking him off. Now, obviously, with the score being as close as it was, this is a one-score game late. He didn't play that terrible, but he just wasn't able to get the job done in the biggest moment against us on a very regular basis because we had that fucking guy, and he didn't. Joe LaFed just got tossed over there. Jake Locker was the number 8 overall pick, top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Damn.
Started 23 games, 9 and 14.
Not great.
But if Jake Locker was to play pickup football with you, with me, not with Pac, they have done that. I think he's picked them off.
He tries.
He would beat us all, but he stunk as an NFL quarterback because the NFL
is
Is hard.
Next one. This guy won a fucking Heisman.
Hell yeah.
He sat in the draft room for how long? I'll tell you. Number 22 overall pick. Second quarter, 20-0. Who's that? Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Oh, God.
Adam Pac-Man Jones. High stepping to the sideline to celebrate a pick. They're up 20-0 over Johnny Manziel in the Cleveland Browns in the second quarter.
Damn.
Now, I don't know what Pac-Man saw here. Pac, what did you see?
A late though.
Just a late throw.
Really late.
Tried to make a play. He did that thing whenever he was in college to Alabama and numerous other people and was able to throw touchdowns and highlight reels. But instead what happened was a former number 6 overall pick who's still in the NFL, who knows football better than you do, boom, he's sitting right there and starts the drive at the half-yard line. Pac, why not get the ball in the end zone? Get that thing a touchback.
Yeah, it would have been good.
Oh, it can always get better, I guess. Can always get better.
Sorry,
This
Pat.
guy, good player.
Great player.
If he was to play pickup football with you, he would fucking beat you.
Rip it up.
But instead, 2-6 record, only played in 8 games. 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
8 games.
This guy,
They
right
can't
here.
start
8 starters, 8 starts. And that happens. Now, did he get an opportunity to fully display his skill set? Probably not.
No.
He has come out and said that he did not give a fuck enough, though, has not studied enough film, was not in there early enough, was not doing all that. He's a great football player, but the NFL is hard. Here's another guy who learned this. This guy had a fucking hot tub in his dorm room. This dude was a superstar at UCLA. He was known as the Rosen one. This time, all he did was throw a completion to the Slaymaker for 6 as an Arizona Cardinal. Was only there 1 year.
Wow.
Only there 1 year.
Top 10 pick.
1 year with the Cardinals.
Why?
That's crazy.
He would go on to start 16 games in total. 3-13 record. 3-13 record. 12 touchdowns, 21 interceptions.
Okay.
That was one of them.
Gosh.
There was 20 others that had happened. Once again, though, Josh Rosen, good at football. The NFL is hard. Here's another guy, number 3 overall pick. Holy shit, out of USC. Sam Darnold. This guy has so many different arm angles. He's a baller. First throw of his career.
Oh, no.
Boom.
Sammy.
Pick.
Sammy.
6. How you doing? Keep it moving. That was his introduction to the NFL. Then you remember on Monday Night Football, they fucking killed him. This guy's seeing goes.
Stinks.
Had to play against Bill Belichick. Sam Darnold might have been a guy, might be a guy for the Niners, might have been a guy for the Carolina Panthers at the end of the year. Now, granted, hasn't played in any very meaningful games, has not won a lot of games. Overall record of 21-34.
Not great.
61 touchdowns, 55 interceptions. Not Sam Darnold's fault entirely. If he was to play football with you, he'd be better than you. But once again, the NFL is hard. This guy, married to a lady who is a prominent role in the football world. Christian Ponder, number 12 overall pick by the Minnesota Vikings out of FSU. He'd play for 3 years. He'd be 14, 21, and 1.
Okay.
38 touchdowns, 36 interceptions.
Not bad.
Next quarterbacks taken after he was drafted number 12, Andy Dalton, and then obviously Colin Kaepernick.
Of course.
So those two would have a lot more success, obviously, than Christian Ponder, and people would say that Christian Ponder's a bust. I say that's a little bit negative. I think Christian Ponder's a great football player, but the NFL is hard.
Toby Gerhardt, shout out. He was on that field.
Shout out to Toby Gerhardt. Shout out to the Detroit Lions getting in this game.
Yeah,
Because they've had more than a few of these. Joey Harrington
Oh, Teddy.
out of Oregon. This dude was up there in Oregon in the beautiful town, and Teddy Bruschi said, "Thank you very much. I weigh 265 pounds, and I just got a pick 6 with a cowboy collar because we rope-a-doped you into throwing that easy ball." 6 years in the NFL. 26-50.
Holy shit.
He was the number 3 overall pick in the 2002 draft. 79 touchdowns, 85 interceptions.
Okay.
Once again, we have to remember Joey Harrington, if he's throwing 7-on-7 against you or your friends, he's picking you guys apart. But when other people that play football for a living are on the field, it makes the NFL hard.
Vrabel leading the way.
And the most recent one, I think people will always talk about this, and it's certainly going to become a much more interesting situation as Aaron Rodgers joins the scene.
Sure. For sure.
There's a dude out of BYU who's currently a quarterback for the New York Jets. His name's Zach Wilson. And against this particular Patriots team, he just gives them the ball all the time. And that's not an easy defense play against. Obviously, on the other sideline, not this one, this is the Jets sideline. On the other sideline, there's an old fuck that's just wandering who knows everything about football. His name's Bill Belichick. He is on the defensive side of the ball. He is obviously going to try to confuse the shit out of these young quarterbacks. He's been making Zach Wilson look like a rookie for every year Zach Wilson is in the NFL. That is not Zach Wilson's fault. Zach Wilson might have football talent. Zach Wilson might be good at football. Is his team good? Well, they're saying to get Aaron Rodgers, they'll be great. Is the teams he play against good? Yes, but also the NFL is hard. So we're going to see a lot of busts on next Thursday night.
Big time.
Yeah.
On the 4th annual Draft Spectacular, we're going to be watching real time the next name that's going to be added to this particular low light reel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not their fault. The NFL is hard. What a time. I didn't like doing that.
No.
Didn't like showing low lights.
Didn't want to.
But I feel like it is our duty to let people know.
What you're watching next Thursday night, dreams coming true.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Money being made.
A lot of lives changed.
Franchises potentially changing.
Yep.
But what is most likely is that person's going to suck.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a letdown.
That's a shame.
And the town's going to hate them.
Yep.
And they're going to call them a waste of laundry detergent. And they're never going to amount to anything. And they'll have to go have conversations about that for the rest of their lives.
Yep.
Even though they were better than everybody they played college football with. Their friends that they played college football with, who had highlights in college football that never made it to the NFL, have a better memory of football than the people that go in the NFL and just get fucking cooked and have to be regarded as a bust this entire time. But once again, it is not their fault.
No.
And that's
Not at all.
The NFL is hard.
And
doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah, to that point too, and that's why so many, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth rounders, seventh rounders like yourself turn out, because once you get there, it's more so the work you put in once you're in the building, and sometimes that just doesn't correlate.
Good situations, who can figure it out, who has the right mentality, who doesn't.
Coaching.
Who doesn't have the same ability that they had in college because the game is vastly different. I mean, there's just so many different things that go into it, and everybody just assumes if you're a first rounder, you're going to be great.
It's got to be the right situation, too.
Hell yeah. Got to have the people around you.
I love Dallas, but as far as defensive-wise, it wasn't the best situation for me. I played okay. I ain't played like I played normally. And people called me a bust, but it just wasn't the right situation. When I went to Cincinnati, the defense fit me a little better, playing in the 4-3, playing a lot more man coverage, and not playing match coverage. So it's got a lot to do with what situation you're in also, too.
So many things playing into it all. And what we're saying is we're going to see 25 busts.
Yeah.
25 busts.
Legitimately.
So we did.
If we want to go into what busts are, we're probably going to see 24 to 25 of them next Thursday.
And we did, that was since 2000. That was quarterbacks since 2000. The list would be a lot longer if it was earlier than that. And the list was a lot longer. We whittled that thing down from probably like 25 to 10 just because we don't have the fucking time. There's
a lot of busts out there.
A ton of them.
And anytime you say that, you just kind of be like, oh, this guy stinks at football. It's like, better at football than you, better at football than all their friends. But the NFL is not an easy place just to fucking make a living. It's not an easy place to figure out, let alone like locker room dynamics and politics and money and off the field stuff. That all gets added into it. Just the level of skill, though, that is at every fucking position. At college, even whenever you're playing in the SEC or the Big Ten or any of these great conferences, there's at least one or two holes on every single team somewhere. Like, hey, that guy, great player. Yeah, he's in the
Good
SEC.
college player.
But also, we can get that guy. We're going to attack that. In the NFL, there might be some young guys that suck or some guys that don't have it figured out. But at every position, it's all-star.
Yeah.
It's this is all-star game. From the last 20 fucking seasons of college football, it is a difficult thing to figure out, and we have to keep that in mind.
Well, and in terms of expectations, like you see what Brandon Beane just said, where they asked him about like his first-round grades. He's like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to say the exact number. He's like, but we don't have very many first-round grades on our board, but like no one gives a shit about that. Like fans and stuff like that. Like if you're the 13th overall pick, but a team actually had like, oh, this guy is actually probably like a mid-second rounder. Like fans don't give a shit about that. It's like, hey, you were the 12th overall pick. Like you better be coming in and making waves immediately.
Jamarcus Russell, number 1 overall. David Carr, number 1 overall. Carson Wentz, number 2 overall. Jake Locker, number 8 overall. People are talking about the number 8 pick with the Raiders having it.
Yeah.
Maybe having a quarterback. Maybe somebody trades up there. 8th overall, pretty high.
Oh, yeah.
Very.
That's very, very high. Did not work out. These are all probably good people. I do not know these people, by the way. Manziel, 22. Rosen was top 10.
Oh, yeah.
He was a top 10 pick.
Rosen.
Josh Rosen was top 10 pick. He's on 5 different teams. probably a good guy, was a guy at UCLA.
Yeah.
Obviously, they called him the Rosen one. Everybody was pumped up about it. 3-13 as a starter in the NFL. 3-13. I hate that we have to do this. I hate that we have to say that, but this is the reality of the fucking situation.
Well,
that we're staring down.
that Rosen and Darnold draft, well, Darnold got taken before Josh Allen and Lamar. Rosen got taken before Lamar in that same draft. So it's like there was other guys, too, that these teams could have had.
What are you saying, Pac?
And I was picking back off what Ty was saying. You got to realize we get paid to play. Because if your ass don't do your job, somebody else is coming in to do your job.
Christian Ponder, number 12 overall. Yeah. Joey Harrington, number 3 overall.
Oh, yeah.
High pick.
Zach Wilson, number 2 overall. Jeez Louise. They're getting money. They're getting paid. They made a living in the NFL. But they are going to have to answer questions forever about, hey, why didn't it work out? Why didn't it work? Some asshole, when they're golfing, is going to say, who's that Joey Harrington? Bust.
Yeah.
It's like Joey Harrington, I assume, would love to say, like, you know how fucking hard it is to just win in the NFL? People see Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers, these people that are able to figure it out. And they're like, holy fuck, Joey Burrow, that was easy for him to do. It's like, these are aliens, bro.
Yeah.
There is not a lot of those types of people out there.
In Lions fans' eyes, Joey Harrington is the bust. Eric Ebron was a bust, but no, it is Joey Harrington every single time.
And a year before he gets drafted, he's on the cover of NCAA Football 2002.
Yeah.
Living his best fucking life.
Oh, yeah.
Think about how awesome his life was because of how good he was at football.
Right.
Then Joey Harrington goes on to have a 26-50 record.
And let's assume
you
it
think
wasn't.
he loves football? I don't think so.
And let's assume it wasn't his fault. We know it's the Lions. We know what they do. Let's assume that there was a lot of things that led to that.
And that's because the NFL is hard. All right, let's get to a break. Hour 2 will be on the other side with AJ Hawk. I think that's. I think we need to remember that.
Yeah.
Let's stop calling people busts.
Exactly.
Okay. These people are all better than you at football.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's some busts out there. Fuck that. No.
Still better than us, not you.
I think that we still have the right to do our job, and our job is to say who are busts.
Yeah, you do what you have to do. Right. I'm just talking.
Bust.
You were in the NFL for 14 years.
Yeah, you played a long time.
You played 14 years in the NFL.
6 overall pick.
Corner.
I'm just saying, like, when some guy who was incredible at high school football sees Joey Harrington, that guy, this is a hypothetical human, it's not a real human.
Yes.
But let's assume this human exists in bunches. Feels comfortable telling Joey Harrington how bad he was at football.
Hey, you suck.
You fucking terrible football, dude. It's like, okay, bro, shut the fuck up, please. You know what I mean? The NFL's tough. Some people make it look easy. Need to find those people. Need not find the bums.
Yeah.
There's 26 of them coming on Thursday night, though. That needs to be remembered. Let's get to a break. AJ Hawk will join us on the other side. We also have Mike Rupp talking about hockey. Host of That's Hockey Talk, also on NHL Network, and a Stanley Cup champion. He was at Nick's wedding this weekend. Strapping lad.
Yeah,
Huge
big
son of a bitch.
Head straight to shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, just.
Great bald head.
Thank God his beard's back, too.
I almost wanted to like take his suit coat over the top and see if he just instantly fucking grabbed me and started socking me. Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Could you imagine you walk up with like 2 glasses in your hands and you just drop your gloves in?
Oh,
then fucking go straight for his jacket.
missed opportunity.
Did you see his mitts? He's got some
His
bear
hands are
paws.
so big.
So I think I said this on the show. I don't know if I did or not. Every time I saw him at Nick's wedding, because the only time I saw him, I was pretty fucked up. I just looked at him and go, you boozing? You go, why does this guy keep asking me if I'm boozing or not? I have a drink in my hand every time you see. Yes, I'm boozing. Okay. All right.
Making sure.
All right.
Checking in.
I want to make sure we're boozing. It was 400 degrees when I saw Mike Rupp.
Yeah.
And he was the life of the party at the time I saw
He was.
him. I love that man.
Yeah, he
the
crushed.
best.
We'll be talking to him in about 10 minutes. Same with AJ Hawk, who's the face of Ohio. We'll also take some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. 1-833-432-3663 or 1-833-4-DA-DOOM. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Yeah, dude, what am I supposed to do here? Fuck, dude. Like, what are we supposed to do? People should not tell me this stuff. They know they should. Can't do it. Our sources have told us that Mac Jones ain't going 3.
What? Oh my God.
I mean, it seems like Trey Lance is going at 3.
Draft odds changed dramatically.
Odds have just changed, by the way.
Before you went on air, Mac Jones was minus 270, I believe, and Trey Lance was plus 280. And now Trey Lance is plus 105.
The Mac Jones not going to the Niners news was just the tip of the iceberg with me and sources. Insert Jay Glazer at the first commercial break.
That's a fucking big thing, man.
How the hell am I supposed to hold that in? From what we've been potentially told, there's some things cooking. I've heard something's cooking right now, by the way. I don't know what's real and what isn't real. Come on! Something big! Huge! We got 2 hours and 19 minutes on this. Why? But 3 hours later, guess what happened? Aaron Rodgers is on the move. Hashtag JNew, dude. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with Green Bay Packers that he has told some within the organization that he does not want to return to the team. Ty.
I mean, you alienate the fucking guy. No wonder he doesn't want to fucking come back. He's done. It's over. That's the end of it. Negligence from the top of the organization to the bottom. You got to do something. You had to do something. And they didn't do a goddamn thing. So I don't blame him.
I didn't know that's how that whole thing was going to come out. Me neither. I didn't know that was going to be it. That's the Packers definitely releasing that information.
1,000%.
Oh, yeah. And that's Aaron telling them, by the way, I ain't fucking coming back. Aaron probably was like, I ain't fucking coming back. So Green Bay probably trying to save tail here. Say, Schefter, we need you to write an article about how things are going right now from our point of view with Aaron Rodgers. He has all the cards.
He has
all the cards. Imagine if he goes to a place where he has just as many weapons as everybody else and has a full organization that's like all the way behind him. They'll fucking win. This is fucking insane. And then finally, it becomes time for our biggest event of the year. Hello and welcome to the second annual NFL Draft Spectacular. Yeah! Trey Lance, let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, I beat you, dude. Yo, it's $1,000. Thanks for playing, Julio Jones is a Colt by the end of tonight.
You can't control him, can you?
Dan's lying. Dan, stop being a hater, Dan.
I mean, obviously, it's great competition. You know, not just Pat, though. You know, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, you know, Clyde, you know, all these guys.
There's always things that are taken out of context, but there's always things that maybe aren't. You never know.
JJ, you're the best. Hey, Mad Mel, dude.
Great to be back, AJ. Great to see you. Good to see you're still a sack of shit like you were last year.
Listen,
Chris. Hey, I've never worn a jockstrap, but I've sniffed plenty of them, so I know what's going on with these players. Okay? I don't give a fuck. Who cares? I just want to eat. Zito, did we get that food order?
With boots on the ground in Cleveland, Jason Glazer. Jason Glazer, your thoughts?
Well, obviously, I knew this was going to happen. The only person who probably didn't know the competition was going to go here.
No, you have in the studio.
That's when live you go.
Now, wait a minute.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
And then let me talk. And then,
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
What if this works?
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. No,
Yes,
you
I
didn't.
did. I
No, you
had
didn't.
this.
I did.
Yeah,
I
no,
did.
no, you didn't.
I did. You
I
did.
had this.
I
I
did.
had
You
it.
did.
Trust me. Can I
You did.
talk, for Christ's sake?
Okay, fine, yeah.
Thank you. As we're live on the air, I look down at my phone and says, hey, $8 deal with SeatGeek just happened. SeatGeek is back. We have some breaking news that literally just got texted to my phone. And I think it's because nobody had a clue that 131,000 fucking people are potentially going to be watching this far into the thing.
SeatGeek's back!
Yeah. And if you use hashtag Draft Spectacular and hashtag SeatGeek is back, they will pick a winner and will get you 2 season tickets to your favorite NFL team.
Holy shit!
I cannot believe the Draft Spectacular was as big as it was. There's 100,000. What are you doing, people? Let's go! Yeah! 100,000 people! We are so thankful. It fucking caused a firestorm with the amount of people that watched them. Articles written by these marketing nerds and their little community tech people saying, hey, this is the dawn of a new day. This is why SeatGeek survives. You watch the thing, you're like, man, this is pretty big. Probably get in on this. We appreciate that, dude.
Oh, you're going to get articles written about you tomorrow.
Here we go now. Here we go. Let's go.
Get it off of you, AJ!
Good step.
Barefoot, get it off of you!
Let's go.
All right, baby. Hey, T.
Yeah. Way to go, Bob.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Winter Wednesday, April 19th, it's almost 420 sports program. Hour 2 starts right now.
Much money!
Much money to everybody, including Dudesy, who is the artificial intelligent podcast host alongside Will Sasso and friend. It has been sent a cease and desist for its Tom Brady stand-up hour that it had out there.
Yep.
We were pretty surprised that it lasted as long as it did because of how closely it resembled Tom Brady
Yes.
and also how hilarious and good it was.
Yeah.
Great delivery.
Tom Brady probably will take those words, maybe use them as his own,
should.
and go out and tour the country because he sounded hilarious in that. Dudesy has to put on hold the Tom Brady stand-up hour is what the internet's reporting. So much money to all parties involved in that particular situation. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. And 14-year NFL icon, the all-pro Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah, Pac-Man.
Pac, good to see you, pal.
Yes, sir.
What did we learn in the first hour?
We learned a lot.
The NFL
Is hard.
You played 14 years in the NFL.
A long time.
That's a long, long time. There's another man that got drafted 5th overall.
Yeah.
He ended up being the all-time leading tackler for the team that drafted him at 5 overall. That's paying off.
That's right.
That's showing up.
Yeah.
That's being a guy. He's now the face of Ohio. He's a college football national champion and a Super Bowl champion, COVID survivor, father of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hall. AJ, the NFL's hard, bro. I think people forget that.
I saw the little segment. It's good. It's good to know. Yeah, hey, you can say whatever you want, sit there, yell at your screens. Oh, this guy sucks. He's terrible. But yeah, he'll run circles around you.
Yeah, see, which is kind of, we wanted to piece something together with this NFL film relationship that we still have, I think. I don't know how long it'll be. But this NFL film, I mean, hopefully, it's been great to be able to show footage on this particular program. We actually can't do business with one particular company until they get confirmation from the NFL that we're allowed to have footage on our show.
Okay.
So that's, it is not easy to get NFL footage. So we're very happy to have NFL footage. I thought to myself, what can we use NFL footage for going into the draft that maybe hasn't been used? It's like, we should articulate that there's probably 24 guys that are going to draft the next Thursday, AJ, that aren't going to be good football players in the long haul in the NFL. But in real life, great football players. It just happens to be that the NFL is very difficult, not only on the field, but off the field. AJ, your thoughts on this entire take, pal?
Yeah, I think some people are underachievers, some people are overachievers, but especially at the quarterback position, that position more than any on the whole field. Like
sprained both his ankles right there.
That was an amazing feat, amazing physical
well,
feat.
2
by
feet,
Carson Wentz right there.
Yeah.
But think about the quarterback position. So much is dependent on where you go, who your offensive coordinator is, who your head coach is, what your O-line's like, what your weapons are like around you, and do they give you time to kind of develop and get through some of the early roads that at times can be tough for quarterbacks.
And do you stink? From an NFL football standpoint.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for instance, some people just can't read defenses. Johnny Manziel was able to do this in college literally every single week. It was why he was must-see television. And Pac-Man, all he thought to himself is, as fuck, this guy's going to get out of the pocket and he's going to throw a loose ball. And he did.
Yep.
And he picked it off. And they're up 20-0 in the first quarter or the second quarter. I assume there's a lot more where this came from. But once again, Johnny Manziel, great football player.
Yeah.
If he was to go play pickup football, would beat the shit out of you at pickup football. Ends up 2-6. 2-6. That's his NFL record.
8 games.
8 games.
That's crazy.
2 years.
7 touchdowns. 7.
He's tough as hell. I don't know. Pac might not remember. We played Johnny Manziel in Cincinnati. One of our DNs retraced and hit Johnny when he was scrambling one time, and I was like running next to it, trying to cover and do whatever, and I almost like jumped. It was such a big hit, and Johnny just popped right up. It was pretty impressive.
You were startled.
Yes, it startled me. It was one of those kind of hits.
He's definitely a tough son of a bitch. He's a dog.
Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't relay, I guess, into all of the things as being a good quarterback. But as a person, I love him as a person. Everything got to go right. I don't know if he had enough tools up there. I don't know if he had the right coaches. But AJ remember that meeting. We knew he was going to get us a couple of them that week.
That's what I was about to say. Is that kind of how you guys feel whenever you're taking on a rookie quarterback? Like Anthony Richardson, Dan Orlovsky said yesterday he's the number 2 overall guy coming into this draft. And Dan Orlovsky said he has to play. He's only played 13 games. You got to play him early. As a corner going against him, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, we're probably going to get at least 1 or 2 opportunities here from this guy.
Yeah, because, and I'm not trying
No, Anthony Richardson, you get it. Rookie quarterback.
But the disguise in the NFL is so hard if you're not really like the first one at the stadium and the last one to leave to pick this shit up. Because these coaches are standing there literally sleeping on cots in the fucking office trying to figure out a way to make you misdirect think and make you check the ball down or throw it where we want you to throw the ball. And a lot of these guys can't pick up the quick adjustment to the disguise or look like we're in a zero blitz because we're mugging the A-gaps, and we're definitely not in a zero blitz because the corners are playing off, but we are time the ball snap, everybody getting to the spot. And they look like zero, but it's really a cover 2. So that's the hard part, I think, as far as quarterback. You know, Manziel came from that 5 wide, no huddle. That shit don't really relate to the NFL game.
Patrick Mahomes was able to do it.
Well, Patrick Mahomes was able to do it because he have an unbelievable coordinator. That's first and foremost. Second of all, his ass can throw the ball anywhere. As you can see, his first couple of years, he couldn't read the fucking defense. He didn't even start, I don't think, the first 2 years, did he?
First year.
Yeah,
First year, not Alex Smith.
He had a chance to be with the best offensive coordinator in the league. So his flaws can be hidden a lot more than when Manziel was up in Cleveland.
So the coach of Manziel Cleveland, bald-headed guy, was with the Packers, defense coordinator. Pettin?
Mike
Pettin was the head coach.
I remember watching, Manziel had a good game, like a good first half. He had a great first half. He was doing a lot of shit. He was doing Manziel shit. It was being successful. And Pettin gave an interview at halftime. He said, quarterback needs to stay, doesn't know what he's doing. And it was like, this is the best this guy's looked.
Yeah.
And the head coach's first thing was like, this guy needs to start playing much differently. It's like, well, I don't know how that's going to fare. Turns out 2-6, not a lot. But the coaching situation, Pettin is probably thinking the same thing. Well, if I had fucking Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback, what would it be? There's a lot of that, both sides. But I think Manziel could probably say the same thing alongside Joey Harrington and Rosen.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys probably think the same stuff, but it's just like there's aliens out there from a lot of different generations that are still in the league right now taking up spots. It's like you being dropped into that, and they're like, all right, is this dude an alien or not? And it's like more often than not, turns out,
they're not.
Just not aliens. Just not good. 25 busts coming up on Thursday. Depending on how you judge it. Like 24 to 25 busts coming next Thursday. And the expectations that night are going to be change our franchise.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Change our entire franchise. That's a crazy thing to think about with the draft.
Well, especially from a fan's perspective, because like whoever you draft, you want to one play right away and be unbelievable right away. And if you don't give those guys time, then they're screwed no matter what. And for the situation thing, like look what happened with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence's rookie year, I mean, they're the worst team in the NFL, and then he gets an offensive coach who's actually an NFL coach, and they go to the playoffs. But also, you know, situations turn out. Could you imagine what we'd be saying about Trevor Lawrence if he threw 4 picks against the Chargers and the Chargers didn't blow that game?
Yeah.
Like so many different things happen. And then it's the same with Josh Allen. First 2 years, I don't know if anyone was like, Josh Allen is with Mahomes and all these other guys. Like it took him a little bit, and that's why it's so hard, because if you don't come in and play great right away, all right, this guy sucks, fuck him. Let's go draft another quarterback because this guy's not good.
It's a tough gig. Good luck to all of them.
Yeah.
And this is why we don't value draft picks like everyone else does, because you just never fucking know.
Bingo. And that's why the draft spectacular has been stupendous the last couple of years.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure this guy will beat out whoever's in the actual position. Yeah, great draft. This guy's going to change the entire.
Drafted Cole Strange. I thought he
Let's
was a
see
Hall
who
of
wins the
Famer.
draft.
Didn't even know
It's
who
always
he-
fun to grade the draft the next day and see who won. Yeah, we know.
Next day in real time. We're like, "Boom, this team just did. Now, Philadelphia Eagles did win last year.
Jordan Davis.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
AJ Brown.
We knew AJ Brown. Okay, we know AJ Brown. On draft day, you get 100% chance a guy's going to be good. I feel like that's going to help your team.
Yeah.
I think, and that's to your point, Foxy. That's why when we saw what the Rams were doing and what Tampa was doing, and I guess who's doing it this year? Nobody.
The
Baltimore?
Jets? Yeah.
Well, Baltimore tried there, didn't they? They got Odell Beckham Jr. And our source have said that there's a chance D-Hop still ends up in Baltimore, right?
Yeah, that's what our sources said. It's a strong possibility.
Oh, strong. Really?
Yeah.
Strong possibility.
Strong possibility.
Hold on, now that's
Lamar's gonna be
breaking.
there?
That's an update. I'm sorry. Go ahead, AJ. That's breaking news. Strong possibility.
Whoa.
Is this strong possibility mean that Lamar is probably going to be there, Pack?
I can't speak on. I'm just my source says that it's a strong possibility.
Okay, so when this is reported, it'll certainly have to be reported from our show because the word that was used as the possibility to describe her is, I don't know if that's coming out in any other program.
No,
Probably
and
not.
it's not strong.
Could you imagine Ian Rappaport quote tweets? Source.
Greeny said it this morning, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think when he got thrown off. No, it was yesterday, maybe. Yeah.
Did he say I had to rush through the streets because I had a strong urge to take a shit? Shit. Sorry about that.
That
Joining
sounds
us
like
now
Greeny.
is a man who won a Stanley Cup. This guy is an absolute dog. Getting a chance to see this bald-headed human kind of wander around a Pittsburgh event was fascinating because he's very strapping, handsome, tall, tough, and he's a booze bag. Ladies and gentlemen, host of That's Hockey Talk and also on NHL Network, Mike Rupp.
Hey, what is that? Might be the best intro I've ever received. I'm not gonna lie, that was good.
I'm happy
Good.
we got to see you. You're a big fucking dude. Like, so we were taking photos. Nick was taking photos. We were taking photos. We're kind of off to the side, and you just were kind of like Bigfoot, kind of walking through a couple different groups, and we had eyes on you. And I don't even think I'd seen that you were there yet. I didn't know who was kind of potentially moseying around, and I think it was Ty. I think it was Ty who said, "You see fucking Rupp?" And I'm like, "No, is he here?" And I turn and look. He goes, "Yeah, it's the big one." And you are massive. You are massive. You had to be what, like 6'8" on skates? You had to be a real like intimidating force. Life of the party. Rupp, we love you, buddy.
Love you, Rupper.
It was an honor to see you. He's the big one in the back.
You can see me poking my head. That's my life pictures. You know, anytime a photo ops when you're a kid and you're on your youth team, I'm always the big goof in the back that's looking over everybody. So we saw it here. But hey, I had a great time, great connecting with you guys. Congrats, Nick and Carly. It was an awesome weekend, man. I enjoyed it. Great weather in Pittsburgh. I'll tell you, when we got there, so we went out for a couple pregame pops down at. We went down to a brewery down there, Southern Tier, and one turned to 2 and 3 and 4. And then, we're coming. I'm like, we're going to be late. We come walking in literally right before you guys walk down the aisle. And I get the welcoming double birds from Connor. I'm like, all right, we're here.
All right, happy you made it. You're happy you made it.
Yeah.
Sounds like you played it perfectly. Had 4 or 5 pops and show up right on time. A person that tried to do the same thing, Mark Madden.
Yeah.
I don't know how many pops he was having, but he tried to show up right on time. He ended up in his own section.
Yep.
We were walking out, and Mark's just standing in his own section right to the left. Had to wait, almost like he was welcoming us to the wedding.
Yeah, Usher.
Like, Double M, good to see you.
Did he tell you his situation about parking? Dude, it was incredible. Like, so Double M, he's telling me like that there's nowhere to park. I thought I was going to be able to park. There's nowhere to park. So he said, I don't know how far he lives, but he said he was downtown Pittsburgh, couldn't find a place to park. So he drove home, dropped his car off, got an Uber, and came back. And I think that's why he was kind of getting there right at that time.
And that's why he literally said, I couldn't park anywhere. So I had to drive home. He told me the time. I think it was like 8 minutes or something like that. 7 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever it was. And he said, then I got an Uber back. I'm like, damn, Mark, that's impressive. Because I'm just leaving that thing right in the no park zone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting a ticket.
Absolutely.
And I'm fucking maybe getting towed and I'm out of there. He's like, nope, not doing it. He made it back. He was great. He was also life of the party.
Oh, yeah.
He was walking around seeing everybody. Let's start chatting about hockey a little bit here, Rupper. You're a Stanley Cup champion. The NHL playoffs are electrifying. How great is it when a guy gets 75 stitches to the head, comes back onto the ice, and they ask him afterward, what was going through your mind aside from a skate? He said, I just want to know if we scored or not. That's just common mentality in hockey, and that's something hockey has that nobody else has, I think, at this point.
I mean, that picture's tough to watch. And you were talking about it earlier. I know, like, he had some back pressure, like getting pushed. I don't think the defender knew that his face was on a knife, right? Like, and he's pushing down on him. And, I mean, I don't know. I think that, I was actually texting with one of the guys, one of the Winnipeg Jets players today. They got their day in between games right now. And I go, hey, what's up with Morgan Barron? Like, how's his face, man? What's he looking like today? And he writes back and he's like, he's good. He's good. Everything's good. But he goes, it's a scary moment. You're in that game. You see a player getting ushered off the ice with the trainer. You got blood coming. You don't know where because they're holding a towel up to it, and so they got to resume play, right? And then they at the intermission they go in. They go first thing we do. Take our shit off, bang, right in the training room. Go see him on the table. And he's laying on the table. He goes, Rupper, it was ugly. It was ugly. But once we learn that he's okay, it's just going to be a nasty ass scar. Then it's like the locker room takes over, right? Well, thank God you're married, bud. You're off the market now.
Yeah.
Thank God, you don't gotta find a woman anymore. So
Old zipper face.
Yeah. It took a stab in the face, like you mentioned earlier, and he is fine. But yeah, that's the mentality. I think that it's like you sit there, you're scared in that moment. You see blood coming. You don't know exactly how bad it is. And then once you find out that, hey, we got this, you're in good hands. You got the doctors and everybody there.
Hey, where was it exactly? I don't think I got to see. So it's literally going to look like he has just a jeans zipper just straight up the side of his head. And how deep does it go in there?
I didn't get a clean look at it, but what it looks like to me, it's almost a little Mike Tyson-esque tattoo right around, I think, the eye. Right.
75 stitches, dude? That's so many.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's crazy. I've never seen that many. Like that's exceptional. How many are there? But dude, coming back, putting the cage on and playing. I mean, yeah, you want to get back there. I'm fine, cool. Let's get back out there. We got a game to win. So,
dude, just
terrible.
Beast.
I had the one time I had 36. I had 36 in the tip of my nose. I had
36 in the nose? You got a no offense.
Yeah.
That's a big nose.
Yeah. Got some surface to cover. But you know what it was is like a fish hook, right? I had a fish hook before and I got split open for like 10 in here from a fish hook, and then it was the same thing. There's a scrum. It was actually against the Penguins farm team in Wilkes-Barre. I was playing for the Devils farm team in Albany. And it's the end of the game. The guy's name's Darcy Verrott. Funny story here. We're playing there's a scrum at the end of the game. Everyone's kind of dropping the gloves and grabbing on everybody. I grab both hands, one on each guy's collar. I grab two guys because two guys came at me. And I'm looking, and I look in my right hand, and I've got Jason McDonald, who I know is a tough guy. I got this other guy over here. I don't know if he's a tough guy. So I'm like, I got to pick and choose who I'm going to try to grab here. So I'm like, I'm going to go with the tough guy. So I let go of the other guy, and I fall on top of him, and we're fighting. Everyone on the ice is fighting, so the referees aren't getting involved. This son of a bitch, Darcy Verrott, gets behind me, and he basically fish hooks my nose. It just rips my face off.
Jeez.
And so finally we break it up. I see blood pouring out. I don't know what's going on. I go to the locker room, and I get stitched up for an entire period and a half. So I'm like half the game I'm in there getting stitches inside my nose, and it's basically just right around the tip of my nose. And I remember getting stitched up, went back for the third period. I'm like, I'm going to kill this guy. I'm going to kill him. And so we went out on the ice, and I remember the first face-off. I was taking the draw. I was playing center. He was playing center. We line up for the face-off, and I'm pretending like I'm just moving on, right? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to give him a shift, and he was like kind of coming in the draw, like, are you going to do something here? And I played a shift, didn't do anything. The next shift, go to take another draw. I think he's probably like, all right, maybe he's not going to do anything. As soon as the puck dropped, I just dropped my gloves and hit him. Started another one, right? So fast forward about 4 years. I'm in Columbus playing for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I get sent down to the minors for a weekend to get some games in, and because I wasn't playing much in Columbus. So I'm down in the minors, and I'm walking through the locker room. And I remember at the end of that fight when I fought him, when my nose was all over the place, my nostril was like hanging off. Ugh. And I said to him, I'm like, I'm coming at you every time I see you the rest of my life, and whatever. So I'm walking through our locker room, Columbus's locker room. I turn the corner and I see this guy.
Here we go.
I got like this hot flash, like I'm going to kill him. I'm like, wait, he's on our team now? He was on our team. We called him up from the East Coast Hockey League. And you know what we did? We went out to lunch that day. We had lunch. We had a beer, and we talked about it. I was like, dude, you don't understand. I want to fight you right now. He's like, I'm sorry, dude. Like I had to, you get in those moments and things get crazy.
Hey, that's good.
We made up.
Let's put our swords down.
Right.
That's good. Darcy that's good news. Happy you got that figured out. I assume he was not exactly thrilled to have you as a man that was hunting him for the rest of his life. So he loved that lunch as much as you did, and the Blue Jackets. Skate to the face happen often? Because, Happy Gilmore, obviously. Right. I'm the only guy to ever take my skate off and stab somebody with it. It seems like that's always potentially there. Fingers, picking up sticks down on the ground. Face, obviously, I guess, because you're down on the ground and there's skates flying around. It doesn't seem to happen that often, though. Am I reading that right or no?
Yeah, so skate to the face does not, thank God, it doesn't happen often. You know where it gets it a lot of times? You get skate to like the inner thigh, or you get it to the back of, there's times where you get it. So as a hockey player, for the fans that don't know, your padding is basically in the front of you, right? So you've got your shin pads are in the front. Your hockey pants have pads in the front, not very limited in the back, right? So it's mostly for blocking shots and the puck or slashes with a stick. So that the vulnerable spots are usually the backside. So you'll see players, and a lot of times it happens with goalies, right? Like they're making these desperate saves. They're laying on their stomach, kind of doing snow angels trying to make these saves. And their vulnerable piece is sticking up. So you got players battling front. So you got guys stepping on them. So you usually see it in the back of the legs, which is still not good. But thank God, Morgan Barron's okay, and hopefully we don't see that too much more.
Yeah, let's keep skates away from faces, boys.
Yeah,
skates on ice. Skates on ice, pucks on net. Got it, AJ?
Rupert, you mentioned when you're playing in Columbus, they sent you down to the minors to get some games in. What's your mentality like? Getting sent down to play in the minors, is that tough to handle? Are you going in that game and just taking everybody out?
Yeah, well, you get sent down. I remember there was the so I wasn't playing much. I got traded to Columbus, and so they're basically like, hey, we're going to send you down for a weekend to get some games in. We're going to bring you back after the weekend. So I knew I was only going down for 3 days, and I think there was 3
Do they
games.
tell the truth in the NHL? NFL, that would be a lot. Hey, we plan on bringing you back to the practice squad, and then you are never hearing for that person again.
I was protected because of my contract, the way it played out. They can only send me down for that time. So yes, but not always. You don't always get the truth in those situations. So I went down there. It was actually kind of cool because when I got sent down to play those 3 games in the American League, 2 of the games I was in Columbus, like I mentioned. 2 of the games were in Cleveland. So obviously, I mentioned to you guys before, I'm from Cleveland, so my family was able to go there. My parents were able to go. Yeah. So I got at least play in front of them for a couple games and then went back. But yeah, man, AJ, it's hard because that was a point in my career where, I was a part of a cup team. We won a cup. And then you hit a point in your career, like, is that it? Am I a minor league guy now? And you got to kind of reinvent yourself. So that's why, I needed to do, and a lot of guys in that position need to do.
And you did. Still a legend, beloved by everybody in the NHL, it seems. Even the guys that you punch in the face on basis, which did you see Chara, 26 miles, 8-minute mile average, that fucking guy the other day?
Dog.
Dude. Incredible. He did something else in the offseason a couple years ago, like heights. I don't know what mountain it was in the world, but he does these crazy, that's a big man. That's a big man motor in the Boston.
And here's him finger in your mouth.
Yeah. Look at that. I mean, look at the size.
Why are you biting? Is that a technique of yours? I'm gonna bite these nubs. I'm gonna bite these nubs.
No, I wasn't.
Touch your tonsils.
I don't know. That just picture caught us at a weird time, I guess. But I wasn't trying to bite him. But it was that guy's. I've said it before, and he's the nicest human being on earth. But when you drop the gloves, he's pretty scary. So,
did you guys went skate to skate there?
Yeah.
Is that normal? Like, is that how it in the bare knuckle fighting?
Yeah.
They have like a line.
Yep.
Like you got to stay on the line. You have to stay in this area so that you can actively punch each other. Does it end up kind of skate to skate here? Because that feels like quite a disadvantage for the shorter person in this particular fight. You by like 6 inches, right?
Yeah, so I know this is just a weird way. I think that we're coming in as both righties. We're going to come in with set up that way, right, for our strong hand to be kind of cocked back. Normally it looks all different ways, but the funny thing is, so in most fights, so this would be that's squaring up. So if that's like the honorable way to fight is squaring up. Like, hey, if you're going to fight someone, we start from the same point. We don't jump them and do all that stuff. But here's the thing: when you give up size, and generally speaking, like I usually didn't give up size. So if you're smaller and you're fighting me, you should not square up with me. I mean, I might think you're a rat. Yeah, you should jump in and get in tight, right? You want to take away that space, so I can't string you out with my reach. And generally speaking, smaller guys did that to me always. I never had to do that because the guy was bigger. But in this situation, I should have been like, when he's asking me to go, just keep moving close to him, not saying anything, and then be like, all right, let's go, and then get in close. But as soon as I squared up, I'm like, Jesus, I've never been in this situation before. This probably wasn't the greatest of moves to make. So
Let me bite his fingers. Let me bite his fingers.
But that's what everybody else. That's why I give so much credit to the smaller, tough guys. Like they give up size in every fight and squaring up, man. It's they got to have a lot of kahunas for that.
Didn't you've told the story before, and I don't remember the exact. Chara asked you. He was like, "Sir, will you please fight me?" Right? Isn't that what happened?
He said, "May I have this fight? May I have this fight?" So I'm like, I've never been asked like that before, but I mean, but no, in the course of the game, it was a situation in the game. I should not have fought him at that moment. So I said, "Hey, big man, like I'll give it to you late in the third period, but we got to get this game in the bag first. I'm not going to give you guys any kind of momentum here. And then like throughout the game, please, Rupper, please. And I'm like, okay. And then, then he ends up on top of me and beats me up. And then he's just like, he literally looks right in my face and he's like, Thank you. I'll remember that. I'm like, remember it for what? I ain't fighting you again.
That's hockey there. That is literally hockey right there.
Unwritten rule.
We're about to throw bombs at each other's face. He was good, huh? Did he ever lose? Jar fight?
Very rarely. He did. Yeah, he did. He was like,
how about you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I lose a lot. I wasn't as tough as some of the other tough guys. Hey, listen, here's the thing. Like what I had to be is like I'm not trying to sound like Tommy Tough Guy here, but I would fight anybody, but I'd probably lose a lot of times, I wasn't that player. Ohio. I wasn't that player growing up, but I always felt like, and I was always told from some of the veterans when I came in, don't ever say no to a fight. You say no to a fight, you're going to have to deal with that tenfold. Once they smell the blood, like, hey, he doesn't want it. So I'm like, I'm going to fight everybody who asks me to fight. So then eventually when you start doing that, less people ask you to fight because they think this guy's fucking nut. You know what I mean? So it kind of helps itself out a little bit.
Well, that's amazing. We're lucky that you do stuff alongside us, and that's Hockey Talk. Big time legend everywhere, it sounds like. Connor has a question for you about the current NHL playoffs.
Yeah, Rupper, obviously the Bruins are the overall one seed, and right now everything's looking good, up 1-0 on the Panthers. But what's going on with Patrice Bergeron? Apparently he's not missing tonight's game because of an illness. It is something else. And then my second question is around the goalies. If Olmark, plays really well, then there's no worry. But if he starts to fade a little bit, will they pull the trigger quick and go to the backup Swayman or no?
First off, happy belated, buddy.
Thanks, Rob. I
appreciate it. I missed it yesterday.
No,
so
all good.
But, so here's the situation for, I think, Bruins fans. Florida Panthers, I don't want to say there's no way they win this series, but I mean, you're talking about the Boston Bruins have had one of the best regular seasons ever in hockey.
Hell yeah.
And if there's a
since
time
2005.
now,
ever.
Since 2005.
Most wins ever.
Since 2005.
Stick tap it up.
They are absolutely loaded at every position where they can have a couple injuries and they won't miss a beat. This is their captain, Patrice Bergeron. He's very vital for this team. But this is a round where I don't think they need him, and they'll be fine. They're not going to lose if Patrice Bergeron's out. So it's an upper body injury. There was that stomach bug running around the team, so it was a little dicey before game one. He's got upper body injury. I think it's more, Connor, just precautionary. Hey, we know that we're going to need this guy when we play the big boys down the line here. So I think they're just trying to be cautious with this, and I think that's the right move. But as far as the goaltending goes, I mean, they got a great situation because Linus Ullmark, their starter, he's going to win the Vezina for best goalie of the year. But their backup goalie, Jeremy Swayman, was actually, he's their first round pick. He was the one that was supposed to be the goalie of the future, and he's very good too. So whatever happens, I mean, they're going to ride Ullmark because he's been incredible. But if something happened and you had to go to your backup, it's not like a normal backup. Like he's like starter 1B. So they're all set, man. They're good to go.
Boston Bruins, greatest team, regular season team since 2005. Documented.
Ever.
Absolutely documented. They would have 61 wins if it wasn't for the 4 shootout wins, which would be number 2 all time. Congratulations.
Yeah, if there was no shootout back then, we would have won it in overtime because we knew we wouldn't have a chance.
I mean, maybe. That's valid. Okay, so that's why we'll just say in this era, shootout era, best of all time. Are they going to win it? They're going to win it?
Oh, man. Everything's pointing to, I mean, they're built They're built like no other. It's hard for me just being a fan of all sports. Like when we watch it, like we've seen it in every sport. When you going wire to wire, being like the team, it's hard, man. They have been the best team from day one of this season
ever,
all the way through, breaking records, and then at the deadline going and getting some big name players to come in and complement the group. My history of watching sports tells me it's too good to be true that something is going to go sour. If you're talking about who they've got on their roster, they should win it. Yes, but I'm not picking them to win. I have a feeling they're gonna get bumped and surprise us.
See, but Bruins fans were saying we already had something that came and attacked us. You know, we got unlucky at it. It was when that stomach bug ran through our team, like that girl with the Phoenix Suns a couple years ago.
That's right. And they still
but
won.
they've already beat that, and Patrice Bergeron doesn't even have to play against this series.
Yeah, so who cares?
That was like some bad news that came out, and then they win night one, and then you're like, they don't need them anyways. Doesn't matter. It's like if they are truly the best team, we've seen in the past too in sports, best team can just fucking steamroll. Hey, it can just happen.
Yeah.
I hope it does for the people of Boston. You guys haven't won enough.
That's right. I completely agree. It's been a while. It's been since 2018. One of our teams hasn't won.
Almost half a decade.
That's a long time.
Ty has a question for you.
Rupper, what the fuck is going on with the Golden Knights? I came into the playoffs incredibly excited. Stoner's back. I'm just elated. And then they go out and just lay a fucking egg at home in the toughest barn in the NHL. And I know they play better on the road typically, but I mean, just give me something here, I mean, they got 18 fucking goalies. They don't know which one to play. I personally would love to see Jonathan Quick in between the pipes, but what's going on here? Like, is last night, is that an indication that they might be in trouble in this first round here?
They just no-showed last night. You nailed it. They laid an egg. I mean, it's
can't happen. This is the best part of the year.
Stoner did have cement in his skates. He looks awfully slow last
first game back.
But
Florida.
If you want a positive to take out of last night, Mark Stone's been dealing with these injuries for a number of years. He's their captain. I mean, he is the heartbeat of their team. And so we've been talking. I know you've been waiting for the big boy to get back. He comes back in game one. Like, I'm thinking to myself, is this the last ditch effort? Does he just have this chronic back injury and this injury that he's had for a number of years? Like, is he just going to try to go? So I paid attention to what he was doing. He didn't look, I mean, he hasn't played much hockey, so he's going to look rusty, but he played 21 and a half minutes, man. So that to me is very encouraging. Like, it's not like it was a smoke screen. Like, it wasn't like it was smoke screen where, we got our guy back. We're going to try to make this feel like it's a emotional boost for the team. Like, he actually played a good amount of minutes in the game. So I think that's a good sign because he can help them. Their best players weren't their best players. It was a no-show. And this Winnipeg team, this is a tough draw though, because Winnipeg for the first 3 months of the season, they were going toe-to-toe with Gump's Dallas Stars for the best team in the West.
They suck.
And then the last probably 6-7 weeks of the season, they shit the bed. So now all of a sudden we're like, are they a good team or are they a bad team? And now you're a number one seed in Vegas, and you've got that team who just eat their way into the playoffs. But for more than half the year, they were one of the better teams in the league. So I think that's what you're getting right now. It's going to be a battle in the series in Vegas. They got to have their big guys show up. Jackie Aces, I know, is on here. He's got to he's got to lead. He's got to be a juggernaut for this team.
Come on, Jack.
Come on.
Jackie, please.
We need him to get a hat trick, too. Donate $100,000. Does he care about charity?
Come on, Jockey.
You tell me, Rupp.
Like the kids?
You tell me, Rupp. You guys got a bad draw, dude. Tough barn.
We play better on the road. We'll go fucking beat their asses up in Winnipeg.
No, not in Winnipeg. That's a tough barn.
Now we're talking
That's
barn.
a tough barn.
T-Mobile Arena is the toughest barn in the NHL.
Not true.
So.
Tom Diggs has a question for you, Rupper.
The Leafs have lost in the first round in 6 straight seasons, and then you think this year, they get the Bolts, who #Go Bolts,
Go Bolts,
off of multiple long runs with an older team, maybe, and they were limping in. Maybe this is the year they get one in the first round, and then they come out and lay a fucking egg last night. Are the Leafs cursed? Have you dealt with curses in the NHL? How do you feel about Go Bolts going forward?
You know what? I was picking. We knew this match. This was the one matchup we knew all season long, pretty much. I mean, it's probably say since December because of the Bruins. Okay, so the way that it works in that division, Bruins have run away with number one, right?
Yeah.
So we've known the 2-3 in that division have been Toronto and Tampa all season long. So we've known that these two teams are going to play. Tampa's history. Tampa's, they've been they have that pedigree. And Toronto's trying to figure out how to get out of the first round in 18 years, right? And this is a team that's really good, really loaded, but they melt down at the wrong times. And
classic Canada.
So Tampa kind
No
of
offense, Canada.
kind of came limping into the playoffs, where I was like, hey, Toronto might be able to get them this year. And that game last night, I was shocked. And this is where it goes. You have had, and you're not going to find a bigger market in hockey. Toronto is the market. It's the epicenter of hockey.
Great
it's the
city.
Mecca of hockey. And it's they're nuts for their teams. There's a ton of pressure there, a ton of pressure on these players. So you're going in all cocky, feeling good about it, and you go into game one and you get whacked right in the face, 7-3. And this is the team that you beat you, has made it to the last 3 straight Stanley Cups, won 2 of them. Now you have a question in goal. What are we going to do? The goalie that we thought was going to be a refreshing, new blood, he got rocked in game 1. Game 2 is going to be huge tomorrow night in Toronto. I'm interested to see what this team's got as far as a backbone. They plenty of time left, but I think Tampa made a big statement in game 1.
Backbone. Oh, that's quite a. Oh, those are different. I've been to a couple of different dispensaries up there in Toronto. That place is beautiful.
Awesome.
That city is gorgeous, clean, super clean, very active.
Right on the water.
It is beautiful. You're saying a lot of pressure for them. Been in the playoffs 18 years. What are we talking about? These guys stink.
No, the problem is they've been to the playoffs, but they haven't passed the first round in 18 years, and they've had great teams. They
like the
find a way.
Penguins.
I mean, you can get into it later. Ask Connor about the meltdown has always been against the Bruins.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Every
always
time.
been. So this is a team. It's hilarious because the Bruins have been their, kryptonite for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, they're like, holy shit, we don't have to play the Bruins. We got the Bolts. We're going to play the Bolts. The Bolts beat them in 7, while Toronto, I think, was up 3-2, and then they lost game 6, game 7 because of Vasilevsky, the goaltender in Tampa. So, and then it's like now this year they get, Tampa again. So a lot of the whining about the playoff structure and seeding is coming out of Toronto because Toronto plays in a very tough division, and they have a terrible first round draw every year, and they can't find a way to win.
Yeah, if you want to win the cup, you're going to have to play everybody.
Bingo.
Get over it, Toronto. Okay, sorry.
Stop being
Sorry about it.
a bunch of babies.
That's right.
Don't put your mask back on either, okay?
Yeah. Canada.
Did you hear they were doing that? They were thinking, Gumpy kept us updated on that whole thing. They were thinking about putting the mask back on.
They make me fucking put on this mask again.
But maybe they know stuff that we don't know.
The seeding is kind of stupid, though.
Why is the seating stupid, Nick?
Well, Pat, you battle all season to come in second place, and then your reward is playing the third place team instead of the 7th place team. Doesn't make any sense.
Then, you know what? Lose less games and be 1. Sorry.
Yeah, what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
Who's foreplay?
You got to beat everybody if you want to win.
4 plays 5?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you play.
Just like the NBA.
That's stupid.
What?
What? Yeah, so here's what I think they're going for, and it gives us this, is they go, easy breakdown is you've got 2 conferences, and you've got 2 divisions in each conference, okay? So you can see it kind of structured right there. And so in your division, the top seed will play against one of the 2 wild cards, and 2 and 3 will play each other. So all this sets up is 2 and 3 in every division will play each other. The problem is those are really good teams in a lot of the divisions. They're teams that could be cup favorites, and they're playing round 1 against another team that is a cup favorite because they don't have a reseeding of just going 1 through 8. So a lot of fans want that. But here's where
we want that. It's a new tournament. Give us it's a new tournament. It's a new league.
This is where I like it, though. This guarantees us some good matchups.
Right.
Round 1 is electric every year because we have great fucking teams playing great fucking teams.
Bingo.
And we can sit there and be like, oh, well, I like it because I want this team. I want Boston to go against Tampa in the Eastern Conference Finals. So let's structure it this way. There's no guarantee that both those teams make it there. So it sets up for a great first round, but it also sets up, because of that structure, a lot of these teams will play each other from year to year in the first round. So it gets that rivalry going.
Okay, I like that. I like the thought of that. I wouldn't like it if I was a hockey player, though.
Right. No.
Oh, so that makes sense. We're much better than that team. And we got to play this team that's much better than that team. But that team gets to play a couple shitbags over there? That makes no sense. Is this not the highest level? Are we not trying to find the best team? Shouldn't the better teams play the worst team?
Boom.
It'd be hard for me not to think that. But I do like the thought of, who's it, Bettman over there?
Gary?
Gary Bettman's
Get
like,
him there.
listen, let's put similarly ranked teams with each other so they got good games. That's what we need to care about, good games. Speaking of that type of stuff, good games, eyeballs, Pac-Man has a question for you.
My question to you is: the NHL is getting more views with ESPN and TNA. What are your thoughts on that? With that subject?
Yeah, no, it's good, man. This the partnership that they have. You know what? It's just like any other sport where hockey's clearly not as big as some of the other sports, but we got it on different platforms, right? It's all about having it available and getting it more and more available for everybody to watch. It's this is year 2 of the new deal between both networks, and I like it. I think that it's been great. It's kind of funny though. So ESPN has been more your traditional coverage, and then obviously with TNT, it's kind of taken on a little more of like the NBA on TNT, where it's a little more personality. You're never gonna be able to duplicate Shaq and Charles and stuff like that, but it's kind of a different feel. So I like it. I think that it gives these fans access in a different way, and you can kind of pick and choose where you want to consume this. So it's big for hockey. Hockey's it's still trying to grow and get bigger every year. So I think this kind of makes it more available for everybody.
Go ahead, AJ, last one.
Roper, who's the most exciting player left in the playoffs for us to watch right now?
Great question.
Pasta.
Oh man, most exciting players. It's still got to be Connor McDavid. I mean,
They suck,
Connor,
though. Hey, thank you for asking that question, AJ, because we talked about this yesterday. We can't have the greatest fucking player to potentially ever play stuck in a shitbag team. What are we getting him out of there?
So here's my thing, and this is one where I've been saying it, and then I'd said it earlier in the year about Austin Matthews in Toronto, and kind of I say it tongue in cheek. I know the Toronto fans lose their mind when you kind of mess with the potential future of their team. But here we go. We got Austin Matthews, which might be the best American in the game, playing in Toronto. Okay.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid is the best player in the world. He's playing in Edmonton. Both absolute superstars, and we all know that when you're judged upon your greatness, Hall of Fame careers, and these guys will be Hall of Famers. How many cups have you won? Neither of them have won any. We just talked about Toronto. Austin Matthews hasn't won a round yet. It doesn't mean he's not an incredible player. So it's like my thing is both these two guys are coming up in I think 2 years on their deal. If Edmonton does not make some noise, and they have made some noise in the playoffs, but if they get knocked out in round 1, if Toronto loses again in round 1, these guys got to get out of there. They've got to lay the hammer on the table. You know what? It's about my legacy here. They can't do anymore. It's not on them. The teams have been shit the way they've been built around them. And so it's something to monitor. I wonder if these guys at some point, if this year, if they don't get it done, if these guys will try to push that envelope and get out in a couple years. But
The NHL should be pushing the envelope to get him the fuck out of there.
Get him to Boston.
For the good of hockey, Rupper.
Bring him home.
Bring him to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Vegas.
They all want to play with Pasta. Sorry,
They want to play with
They don't want to
Sid
play with
and
Pasta.
Gino.
Bingo. They want to play with Sid.
In 2 years, they'll be dust in the wind.
They want to learn from Mario.
It's interesting though, because here's one that's very interesting. So you remember earlier in the year, I'll end it with this. So you know how the Arizona Coyotes are playing in Mullet Arena, 5,000 seat arena. I know you guys have talked about that earlier. It's not a great look, right? But they're trying to do what they can. They're trying to get the city of Tempe to pass this arena project and get all this. So they're going through some time right now. They have potential getting the first overall pick this year in Connor Bedard, who's supposed to be a franchise-changing player in this year's draft. The draft lottery is coming up here in a couple weeks. Austin Matthews is a born-raised Arizona kid. And so if they get the new arena, great living space surrounding the arena, all that good stuff, they get Connor Bedard, you're telling me Austin Matthews isn't going to want to go back home to play and now build that team to be a juggernaut? It's very interesting stuff. So, it's a lot of interesting moving parts here, but these superstars got to win cups, and they know it.
Yeah, it'd be cool if he just went to Pittsburgh instead. Going home's fun, but hockey time's better.
Yeah, but also you can go to Chef Bo's.
Yeah, but could you imagine if he ends up going back to Arizona and they don't get Connor Bedard and they just suck in front of 5,000 people? This guy just...
Well, the good thing is that'll happen before he has to make that decision. So, yes, if they don't get him and they still suck and they don't get no new arena, Austin Matthews ain't going there.
Okay, good. But what if Connor Bedard goes? So you got Bedard?
Correct.
Connor Bedard is supposed to be the next one.
Right.
He goes to Arizona. Okay, nobody's going to watch him on TV ever. Austin Matthews, greatest American, hasn't even won a series up in Canada. Connor McJesus, this guy is spectacular to watch. Let's put him in the smallest market in all of professional sport. Where's that going to be? Somewhere in Canada. Where? Upper left Canada.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They love hockey up there. Great. I love that they love hockey. I appreciate the barn that they have. I love the love that they have for hockey. But for the good of the sport, can we get one of these guys of the future onto a team that matters?
Yeah.
Into a market that is basically known for hockey? Bring McJesus to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
The NHL should force that trade.
No.
The NHL should say, hey, you have to, for the good of the entire league.
Yep.
You know how they have that bullshit rule for the playoffs? These teams that are similar get to play against each other. These ones, for the good of the league, they do that. For the good of the league. Why don't they do that with a player that needs to be seen? What do you think that's ever going to happen? Or how do we?
I mean, they're not going to be able to do it to that level. No, yeah, we know that. But you don't think behind closed doors that people at the league, I'm sure, like, man, if these players were in these spots, like, it would be better for business, you know.
Yeah.
I think about it even as a player. So as a player, we have hockey-related revenue where we have to pay escrow into every year, right? So at the end of the year, if hockey's generated $5 billion, there's a percentage and it plays out, and that's how much the players are supposed to make a portion of, 50% of. And so part of that too, it's the playoffs. So as players, we'd sit there and be like, I want every big market to go on a fucking run in the playoffs. Because if the Chicago Blackhawks go on a run, if the Boston Bruins go on a run, Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leafs, New York Rangers, that's good for everybody. Everyone's making money because the hockey-related revenue is going up, and we get 50% of it, right? So it's thought about. Players think about it. The league thinks about it. I agree with you, though. These guys need to be seen, and I think that's the next goal for the league. How can we get these guys seen via TV packages or where they're playing?
All right. Well, hopefully they'll do it because the NHL needs Pittsburgh Penguins to be back.
Yeah, I didn't list that team.
NHL. I'll be excited to see what these ratings are. Get ESPN, you get TNT. Great question by Pack. You bring up all these new TV deals. No Sidney Crosby. So
yeah, we'll see.
You tell me what that means for the league. These little bonuses, you don't think these guys are pissed that the Pittsburgh Penguins aren't in there? They are. But we aren't pissed at all because we had a chance to chat with the Stanley Cup champion, Cleveland Mike Rupp. Did you hear about him winning the Face of Ohio award?
Yeah. I did. Congrats, Age. That's awesome, man. Good stuff, dude.
Thank you. Next year, we're trying to get you that, Rupper.
Look at that. What is it? Just a circle? What is it on there?
It's his face sideways.
I think it's a football. I think it's a football
shovel.
It's his face sideways. But Rupper, obviously, you're from Cleveland, Ohio. You represent everything that Ohio is. You just said, like, I'll fight 1,000 guys, lose to 990 of them. I
don't care.
I don't care at all. Like, you are, I believe, in Ohio fucked through and through. Always have been. What does it mean to you whenever a guy like AJ wins the Ohio's Finest Award? Do you have any words that you like to say about our guy? What's that, AJ? What's your deal?
Rupper, it was great chatting with you today.
He's embarrassed. He's so embarrassed.
You don't have to play into this garbage.
Rupper, what do you think Ohio's finest?
Ohio's finest.
What do you think that means, Rupper? What do you think Ohio's finest? Like, if you had to describe Ohio's finest, how would you go about describing it, you think?
It's everything for probably Pennsylvania to look up to. For Pennsylvania's finest, probably, right?
Get them off.
We set the bar. I'm sorry, Pat.
Okay, Rupper.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Rupp. All right. Thanks, Rupper.
Good job. Way to
all right, thanks, Rupp. Stanley Cup champ.
Boy, Rupper.
Shit state.
Ohio?
Oh. Shitbird?
No.
No, shitbirds. Opposite shitbirds.
Yeah.
It's kind of what Ohio's known for, is just hardworking, loyal, talented.
Scumbags.
Potential.
Oh.
I mean, there's a chance.
Yeah.
There's a chance. There's a chance a little bit of that in there, too.
Mm-hmm.
But they wear that as a badge of honor. Did you guys get your red coats yet? Oh. You guys wearing red coats?
Huh.
That would make sense.
Wow.
Wouldn't it? Oh, my God.
Benedict Arnold.
We would like to purchase the red coats for the Ohio's finest. The Ohio's finest team. Like it's a Hall of Fame.
I don't think that's part of it.
Not
I don't think
paying
that's
your
part of it. Not
taxes.
yet, at least.
All right, let's get to a break. We'll be back with Hour 3 on the other side. We got Vaughn Miller joining us.
Let's go.
We also got some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. Can't wait to chat with Vaughn.
Yeah.
Remember, in the first hour, we had breaking news from a source.
Yep.
There is a strong.
Very strong.
So I didn't say it right. Strong.
There you go.
Strong.
Yeah.
Possibility
Strong.
Of the Ravens potentially being in the D-Hop world.
Whoa.
That's per source says that Pac-Man talked to.
What?
That's a big deal. That's going pretty big on the internet right now.
A huge deal.
I don't know if they're quoting Strong.
They should be.
Scrum. Scrum.
Boom.
Is that like an SHK?
SCHK sounds like.
CHK?
Yeah, CH.
Strong. He's putting it on ticker. Do we want just the K? SK?
Strong.
But pronounced strong?
It should be SCH.
Okay.
Strong.
We got to redo the tweet, too. It's been out for longer than 30 minutes. Can't edit it. Fuck. It's all right. Still strong possibility.
As long as there's a K in there.
Leave it like it is.
What, on the tweet?
Yeah.
We'll put it on the ticker, though. We'll be able to change it. Okay. Speaking of the ticker, released a new album, Never Enough, drop on May. Did you get to see Parker McCollum at all?
Can't wait.
I saw a little bit of him. Yeah, he seems like a good dude.
He seems strong.
He and I took the same amount of edibles, you know.
And he was still hanging.
That's never a good idea for the other.
You might have gave him that one little gummy you gave me that one time that had me.
Listen.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, I remember.
Explosive.
I feel like I got pretty high tolerance in this entire.
I'd say so.
I got pretty high tolerance in the old game, you know. So that's always a fun time when people are like, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's like, "All right,
okay,
absolutely, let's do this. This will be fun." And then just kind of watching the elevator head up to the next floor.
Yep.
And then to the next one.
You probably never even had a panic attack, have you?
There was that one time I did. I was in San Francisco. It was it had 4x. I didn't know it was a 4x strength. And it was like 100 or something like that. So it was like 400.
400,
that one got me. I had to lock the door of the hotel. I'm like, all right, let's just stay in here. You know what I mean? Let's keep those blinds closed.
Yeah, control the controllables.
Let's lock that door. Let's just go ahead and shut it. I was supposed to go to an event. I don't think I'm supposed to be in public.
Maybe the next one.
So I know where people.
Do know what people.
I do know what people go through. I don't know if I got it to the extent that people did, because I started making jokes about it. You know, because I started hearing myself talk to other people. Like, you're gonna come down. You're gonna come down, and then, like, there's sometimes in there where I didn't think I was ever gonna come down.
Stuck like that forever.
400. I started doing the math. Man, this is like maybe 24 hours straight. What are we? That is so many. How are they allowed to sell that? Then I went into the whole.
Right.
Yeah.
How am I even allowed to have what I just had? How come nobody told me about what I was doing? So I locked it down. I think I could have made it. If I had to go to the event, I think I could have got through it. But boy, that was one where I was freaking out a little bit. That's the only time, thank God.
Probably don't sell that anymore.
I bet you they sell more.
Yeah.
There's some people out
8X.
there. Like, there's some people out there that smoke.
Yeah.
That's like, they're zombies.
Dad
Sure.
Professionals.
Yeah, like professionals.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Dad? I don't do those.
No, those are those people though.
Yeah, I don't do the dabs much. Those people like wake up and smoke like
Yeah.
No thanks.
the equivalent of 10 blunts before they even get out of bed. It's like,
I'll do a dab.
is your brain gonna work? What's that?
Dab is cool.
I don't think I've ever done the old dab thing.
It's not that bad.
What is it? It's in that little
It's
machine.
rising. That's all it is, rising.
It's in that machine thing, the glass
rig?
thing.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've walked into places.
Puffco's.
Yeah, you got to have the torch for it.
Torch to.
No, you don't need a torch for the new one.
Don't be marked.
So the reason
Yeah,
why
I'm
I
not
never
up to
did it is
date.
because it looked like people were smoking crack.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
basically.
I'm not doing that. That's weed? Oh, okay, cool. Do you have a lighter? I'll just go smoke this thing over here. But you're saying there's new ways.
Yeah.
Sounds like. All right, cool. I don't want to be put in a position where I got to smoke like from a spoon.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, those pens.
Mentally might freak out then.
Right.
You know what I mean? That might be what am I doing here? Let's get to a break. Shout out to Parker McCollum.
Shout
He
out.
performed very well. I don't know what he sounds like on stages normally. I heard him in the living room. Very high.
May 12th.
And he was unbelievable. May 12th, new album. AJ, gonna go get it?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it already.
Never enough.
Show me your receipt.
Screenshot it.
Yeah.
I will.
I don't believe you.
If this goes
How do you
in,
do that? I don't know how to do that.
if this goes in, we'll give away. Actually, we won't give away. We can't give away albums.
No.
Good. Tried.
Just download Spotify. It'll be
Yeah.
there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What'd you buy?
I bought Sunday ticket yesterday. It was awesome.
How much? $3.79.
No, they got a $100 off special running right now if you get it before June something. So it was
Okay.
like $2 something.
Sorry, Hulu.
I had a chance to chat with some of the people up there who are kind of in that world. You know, at the Google YouTube thing with NFL Sunday Ticket. I don't know if they know they're very intelligent and they're working diligently for this to be a success. And I think my messaging to them was like, it's going to be better than fucking what DirecTV had.
Yeah.
Okay. So just know that. Like you're coming in after a terrible person. So like DirecTV was good at some point. It was great, but there's a lot of flaws in that particular thing.
Yeah.
And everybody experienced it every year for probably like the last 5 years. And they knew they were probably not going to get the next one.
Yeah.
So they weren't making it better. It was just like, hey, here's our service. So I think YouTube, Google, going to be able to do well. 80% of the people that are going to get it are going to be, what, 20 minutes before the season starts?
Yeah,
Probably. Most likely.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I told them that. I was like,
Maybe day of.
they're like, we're really trying to get this thing going. We're doing this whole thing. I'm like, bro, does not matter.
Nope.
The day of is when you need to know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just want, that's how I operate. Every human I talk to is like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, my team's not playing on Fox right now. I need to fucking go get Sunday ticket.
And they were like, well, we hope to get to, it wasn't them exactly. It was like a team that was working on it. We hope to get to this amount at this time, this amount at this time. Like, that's the goals. It's like, none of that matters.
Nope.
None of that matters. 20 minutes before the season kicks off, everybody's going to buy that fucking thing.
When I logged into my YouTube TV yesterday, it was fucking big and bold right in front of me. It said sign up right now, and I fucking clicked like 4 buttons and I had it. I was like,
See, they're already way ahead of DirecTV.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. And
Way
their layout,
ahead.
too. Their
What's that?
layout with the multiple games on the TV.
4 games.
You couldn't do that. You could only do that on your computer. You couldn't do it on your TV.
Congratulations to Google and YouTube getting in the game.
Unbelievable.
Might be good news if you're a big NFL show on YouTube and Google.
Could be.
Oh, there we go. Get the readers on.
We're up something.
Oh, that was in.
Rim on
Look
time.
good.
Could you imagine if that goes in? That's like an indicator right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
A lot of decisions to be made.
I mean, that
There it
works.
is.
You know,
There it is.
It works.
That'll play.
Nice.
That'll play.
hilarious.
It works.
Next hour, we'll shoot again.
Okay.
My percentages are getting pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, from that distance, that's.
It is. It feels easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it goes in all the time for you.
I mean, it just feels easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
This is like
keep
the
going.
commercial.
Exactly. That's what we're saying.
That's the problem.
Fuck.
If you're ever sitting courtside and you get the ball,
Not bad.
that's the shot right there every time.
Yeah, I know, right? Just stand there. We got to get the seats from here.
You're like 10 feet back from the.
Boom.
All right. Let's get to a break.
6% Hall of Fame.
Hour 3 will be on the other side. We got Von Miller and phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Goodbye. I mean, that's a joke. All right? See you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening and welcome to the McAfee and Hawk second annual, third annual Draft Spectacular!
The receiver, I think, could be an option.
Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State.
God damn it!
The Titans are trading wide receiver A.J. Brown to the Eagles.
I didn't even care when they drafted me.
A little surprising with Devontae. It's extremely difficult to ever picture yourself in any jersey but that one you've worn for 10 years.
I mean, Mel fucking Kiper.
Congratulations.
Kind of had a good feeling he would be there.
You have a mask on.
It's the Patriots. They're on the clock. We are war ready.
Balls on this kid.
What?
We got a good pick here.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't.
I knew you'd get drafted with. He had sex with my wife.
Oh, shut the fuck up, MCDC.
There's 100,000. What are you doing, people? Let's go. 100,000 people. Not to 128,000.
Here we go.
Hilarious surprises for Draft Spectacular night.
We're talking hockey. Rowdy and Rupper talking hockey.
That was the first time I found out it was Mario Brothers. That's all. Growing up, like everybody called it Mario Bros. You know, that was just
Once you're called the fucking king of New York, you didn't feel like you had to dress to the higher level.
What I love about New York is
however you want to dress, however you want to, who you want to be, you blend in, and it's so comfortable.
This is an organization in Arizona that wasn't paying their fucking bills earlier in the season.
Again, he's not trying to square off with Cats because no one.
Someone didn't pay the electric bill around
You
here.
fucking bum.
Where you at? Away from the dungeon? What is that? You got the bricks in the back. The fuck's going on?
Is this a fucking Saw? Is this a Saw movie, dude?
Yeah.
Where's fucking Jigsaw?
You want to play a game?
Hey, boss. Thanks for talking.
Hey. You said you swept the stars. That kind of shut me up. For the rest of
Not one of my finest moments or proudest moments or whatever you want to call it, but I tell you one thing. It's infamous in the sense that I go into schools and young kids will come up to me and they go, "Oh, you really gave it to Bellows." And I got to oh, kid,
Yeah.
you know, that was computer generated.
Get into the Blues alumni kind of unofficially / officially. They gave me one of these bad boys.
Oh,
So
look at that.
I
Got you
feel-
one of
I feel
these.
pretty.
Look at that thing.
That's what? We're winning the fucking Stanley Cup. The Red Wings are almost as bad as Fox internet service right Whoa! there. The Bruins are getting fucking ran out of town tonight. Your biggest lock, I got it. And Ty knows, even though he might be Mark Stoner in this thing, the Vegas Golden Knights fucking stink. Texas, what's that known for? WrestleMania's coming to town? Wally Mania's coming to town? Not the goddamn Dallas Stars. Let's go, Pens. We can't lose with 7 in the stands. Now,
Hey, great haircut. Good to meet you finally.
You know, we're
Yeah,
just
I love it.
side in the chair.
I love it.
It's as simple as this, okay? You gotta have fuck you in the game.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't, you're missing something.
I said, "Sir, if I could just speak up on his behalf, this is like the second greatest player ever." And Mario turned and looked at me and goes, "Second? Behind who?"
All 4 of those guys aren't rolling, or it's not enough to win one round. This is supposed to be a team big enough to win a cup. We're talking about one friggin' round.
Aaron Burrows told me, and he said this to Henrik Lundqvist's face at dinner. He goes, "Henke, you know how they did the renovation at the Garden for $1 billion? It's all you, bro. It's all you building the net. $1 billion renovation at the Garden, paid for in 5 years. It wasn't because the Knicks were in the playoffs. It's because the Rangers went on all those runs, and the stud on the team, among several, was their goalie, Henrik Lundqvist."
Gino, honestly, he's one of the funniest guys you can be around, and he probably busted my chops more than anybody. "Why are you so slow? You old. Like, he would look up like my old contracts and be like, "What? No, you're no good."
They grabbed me on. This was good hockey.
Please welcome from West
McAfee.
Virginia University,
Here we go.
2014 Colts Man of the Year and
He is.
two-time Pro
Do we have a
Bowler
7-second
Pat
delay?
McAfee.
He's Man of America, not Man of the Year. He's Man of
Hello,
America.
Nashville. I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin. 2 years ago, when I retired from the Colts, I retired alongside 2 greats, Robert Mathis and Joe Wrights. A couple months later, I watched the draft. Robert Mathis announced the pick, Joe Wrights announced the pick, and then an orangutan announced the 4th-round draft pick. I was replaced by a zoo animal. I was not upset about it because the orangutan was terrible at his job. With that being said, the Indianapolis Colts are the hottest team, not only in the AFC South, but the entire NFL. A young nucleus surrounding the Stanford nerd, Andrew Luck. 2 All-Pros were drafted last year, 10 this year. And with the 89th pick of the 2019 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts, Jim Irsay and Chris Ballard select future Hall of Famer, linebacker from Stanford,
Bobby Okereke. Okereke.
Pat McAfee, everybody.
Nicely done, Pat.
I mean, that's 10 out of 10 right there. Fake Dungy loves it.
There's fear around what does it mean if I'm not 100% and I don't play my absolute best? Can I live with that reality? And I think many people can't.
Rodgers has been playing through pain a lot here. We've seen him throughout his career play through pain, but now two things, the thumb and the ribs.
For me, I can because I know what competitive greatness is. Going out there and trying to do your best all the time and putting your body on the line. If you're 90%, 80%, 70% gives your team the best chance to win, then you're out there and you're playing.
Aaron's going to suck it up. You know what he's going to do. This is their seasons on the line.
Yes. And also being able to look in the mirror. I mean, that's honestly the only person you have to really appease, whose opinion you got to live up to, is that person staring right back at you. That's why I've always wanted to play, and that's why I've never wanted to come out of games, because I want to look in the mirror and know that I did everything I could to be out there with my guys, put my body on the line willingly. That's the nature of being a fierce competitor and striving for competitive greatness, is that it's not really a question. I don't need somebody to tell me, maybe another week you'll be 100%. Maybe just wait one more week. No.
Felt like I was in a fucking movie right there, dude.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Winter Wednesday, April 19th, 2023. And hour 3 of this sports program starts right now.
Much better!
A little disappointed there.
Why is that?
Well, the boys were thinking about running an audible there. To my left, your right is the face of Ohio, the Buckeye champion, Ohio's finest, AJ Hawk.
Hell yeah.
And there's a 14-year NFL vet here who's an icon and a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Here you go, Pac-Man.
Then there's 3 people on this stage every single day with me that I am lucky to call peers, friends, and co-workers.
Hell yeah, brother.
The Toxic Table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt, and one half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs. These 3, AJ, doubted themselves.
I don't know about
These
that.
3 were standing in the batter's box and left the bat on their shoulders. They thought about changing what they were going to yell into the microphone as the open was about to begin.
Oh, no.
And they decided against it. Boys, if we're all wrong, we're all right. I appreciate the fact that you're all on the same page, but I don't love the fact that you seem like you guys lack confidence there. You can make audibles. You can get on the same page. You can do it, boys.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And we all know that, and I appreciate you saying that, but like you said, we can't, just go into something being all wrong, all right. We have to be united as one team.
Yeah, if you're all wrong, you're all right, though.
No, we can't be. What were you going to say?
If we're all wrong, we could be all wrong. If we all say something different.
Exactly.
For the third hour, and I got a fucking
What did you want to change it up to?
Supergrass. You wanted to say super great.
Which is a great idea, but 10 seconds to go on the countdown.
You wanted to say Supergrass, obviously, because it was a concept that a chicken farmer that we know very well has schemed up in his mind, hasn't been able to take enough time to create that because he is too busy being an absolute dog on the football field. He'll be joining us here in a few moments. That'd be Von Miller of the Buffalo Bills, who are back at practice in their Western New York with all eyes on a Lombo arriving at some point over there. There's also some other stories around the NFL before we get to Von Miller. Nick Caserio responds to rumors that he's leaving. He says, nah, okay, he's not leaving. 49ers are also listening to trade calls for Trey Lance.
Makes sense.
Now, I did not get to hear the whole clip. I was caught up on all the phone calls. I do apologize. I should have listened to the clip from front to back, the whole press conference. They are very much a team, though, that says, we'll listen to anything. Somebody wants to call us, We'll fucking listen. You know Christian McCaffrey, we just traded for him. If somebody wants to call us and say they want to give us 2 1s for Christian McCaffrey, especially the 2 1s that we gave up for Trey Lance to move up to number 3, we will certainly listen to that and see if it's in the right move for us. Ian Rappaport, though, says they've received inquiries from several teams looking into trade for Trey Lance. The conversations have been the result of San Francisco fielding the calls, not making them. With teams aware that Brock Purdy is likely the future starter, although we do not know how he's going to recover from Tommy John, we won't know until 3 months after the surgery. We're about 3 weeks in to the surgery right now. So we're still, quick math, 9-10 weeks away from knowing what Brock Purdy's going to be able to do this season. Could be he's going to be all right back by the beginning of it. Could be the motherfucker misses until December.
Yeah.
So there's a big window that it could be, but he seems to be very confident, as do the people speaking about it. And as soon as he became the starting quarterback for the Niners, they became great. He was obviously Mr. Irrelevant, pick number 259. 270.
257.
A lot of them. There's a lot of picks that happened. Then it was his. He was the last one. Sometimes it would be much better to be an undrafted free agent than be that late of a 7th round pick, because then you could at least pick and choose who you're going to potentially compete with for either a practice squad spot or a roster spot. When you get drafted, it's like, hey, you're coming here. Welcome to our quarterback room. Brock Purdy, he became the guy. If he's healthy, John Lynch said there'd be no reason not to give him the spot. But if he's not healthy, don't you kind of have to see what Trey Lance does? Don't you kind of have to see what Trey Lance does, AJ? And if you don't, where would he go? The Colts? Is Trey Lance coming to the Indianapolis Colts, AJ?
It's possible. I mean, the first question I had was, what's the team willing to give up in compensation for them to get rid of Trey Lance? Obviously, they're not out there, cold calling people, probably asking for Trey. But if they'd received multiple calls asking, hey, what are you thinking with Trey? Then yeah, I'm sure they probably got excited. They have Sam Darnold there that they signed as well. So if Brock Purdy for some reason isn't ready for the start of the season, they probably feel okay with Sam in there.
Yeah, it's not a bad contract either for any team. Now, granted, it would have to be a brand new offense that Trey Lance would have to learn, and who knows what he's able to do, how healthy he'll be.
Worst weapons.
Interesting dilemma for Trey Lance.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta called. He fit that scheme. I just don't think he have had enough games to say he's not the guy.
We agree.
We do agree.
And
we have no idea who he is, I feel like.
No clue.
But if they're gonna go with Purdy, they can't keep 3 of them. Didn't they just sign Sam
Darnold?
Sam Darnold. So you got to shop one of them.
Yeah,
So.
and you're not going to shop Sam. You literally just signed him.
Yeah. Right.
Brock Purdy, you're going to keep him. So Trey Lance, I guess, would be the one that you would shop. But you just made massive moves to get up to the number 3 overall pick and not take Mac Jones to take Trey Lance. Normally, and like 99% of the time, if a general manager gives up all that to move up to 3, and it is as big of a conversation as it was, and the coach's record, win-loss record, is what it is, normally that person's getting forced into the field, onto the field. Because, hey, we need to see
if you can play.
If the big brain that we made, big brain decision we made to trade away the future, we decided to do this, caused a lot of ripple effects across the entire football community. But we made this decision. We sacrificed some of the future of the franchise for this. We have to at least see if this fucking guy is the right guy, if our brains were right. If our brains were right, that this guy who had limited experience could become a franchise quarterback. Normally, egos, pride, everything else like that says that that's how humans are going to act in that situation who are making decisions. So if they trade away Trey Lance, I think a silver lining in this is the fact that John Lynch, former player, was like, yeah, last guy of the draft, actually really, really good for us.
Much better.
3rd overall guy, for whatever reason, didn't work out. New start for him. Good luck. We made a mistake, I guess, but we got to this point. Like, that is an interesting thing, AJ. That is a really interesting thing.
Well, you could easily justify it by saying, hey, we took Brock Purdy almost not as a flyer. We liked the kid in college, but they could have never envisioned exactly what would happen when he gets thrust into the lineup in the crazy groundswell of support from not only his teammates but everyone outside of the Niners, what Brock Purdy could do. And you don't have to say hey, we messed up by taking Trey Lance. Hey, Trey was the guy. We liked him. We love what he was doing. We still think he's going to be great. But we had this other guy step in, and our offense runs very well with him.
Same brain made that decision, So that's what I was.
It shows ultimate. To me, it shows that you are you're confident in yourself if you can move on from him and not say, hey, I got to keep him on just because we drafted him, we moved up. Belichick moves on from draft picks. He's not worried about hey, this looks bad. I draft this guy in the second or third round.
Well, so that's not normal, though, and I think we all know that. And I think, like...
I think you got to be pretty secure in who you are.
I agree. And you got to be confident, not only football-wise, but as an actual human, too. Like, that is a full... I think that's an indicator as the human as a whole, you know? Like, willing to say... Yeah, we shouldn't have given up 2-1s for that. That was
it's not an exact science, guys. Sorry.
That was
here
an
we go. I'm trying to win some games.
That was an expensive price for us to pay. Obviously, had to go through a lot of conversations to get that approved by ownership and everything else. And it turned out we didn't need it. Yeah, it turns out it wasn't the right play. Like, that's not a normal thing for people to do. I remember on numerous occasions, to your point about them finding him in the 7th round or whatever, like explaining to coaches and people, like, hey, I know this guy's a 6th rounder. But, like, he's much better at special teams. And the 3rd round guy that you guys took, like, he's going to be backup. He's probably not going to play a lot. Like, the 6th rounder.
Not really willing to do special teams as much as the other guy, too, probably.
Yeah, the 2nd rounder that you guys got, I get it that you invested a 2nd rounder in him, but good news, just swap them. Hey, look, in your head, we can all just 6th rounder actually in the 2nd round, 2nd rounder actually in the 6th round. You made both of those decisions. It's like, you are still the smart person that found the much better football player, but that's just not how egos actually operate. So good on him being able to potentially do that.
And the reason why John Lynch them get away with this is because they've been winning.
Yeah.
They've been fucking winning. Now, if you was in some fucking sorry-ass organization, we'll use Cleveland, for example, and you picked the quarterback.
Cleveland's got dunked on a lot today.
And you're losing, then your ass is getting fired.
Agreed completely. Be who you can afford to be is a classic statement.
Exactly what I was going to say. Like, they are, and AJ, and you guys all said it, they're secure. Like, John Lynch, Shanahan aren't going anywhere. You talked about Belichick. He's not going anywhere. They've made enough right decisions that they're allowed to make a wrong decision, even if it wasn't this expensive, so they can move this guy without worrying about their jobs.
Well, if Trey Lance goes somewhere else and has success, I think all parties would be like, yeah, happy for him.
Sweet.
Just didn't work out here. That's not normally how it goes. We're experiencing this with the Packers right now with Jordan Love. Like, they have to see him. Like, have to see him on the field.
Yeah.
Especially without the situations he's on. It's like, we caused quite a ripple effect in the NFL.
Yeah.
Quite a stir, with this whole move. We can't just sit through this entire thing and not even see. Like, that's just not how a human's going to act when a decision is made. So we're watching it happen right now in Green Bay. I guess Aaron wanting to move and being okay to move and everything like that certainly is a helper to it all. But it's an interesting dynamic when you talk about the humans being involved.
It's just hard to imagine, like, to Pac-Man's point, like, I don't know if we've seen him enough for them to just cut bait. Because, like, and again, like, compensation doesn't really matter that much because they have been winning. It's not like they can circle it and be like, well, fuck, if we would have had those 3 first-round picks, we could have gotten much better at this position and this position and this position. But if they do, like, who knows what the compensation will be, but if they end up being like, all right, fuck it, we'll get rid of him for a 4th and a 6th-round pick, and then he goes out and, like, wins an MVP the year after that when he's actually healthy, and, like, then it's like, man, what the fuck did we just do? Now, granted, you're winning with Purdy, or you were last year, so it probably makes it a little bit easier, but, like, you don't know what you have with the guy yet.
What'd you say when you're staying in the paint every once in a while?
Every once in a while, you're going to get dunked on. But that's the price of living in the paint, and especially with the Niners, with them winning. That's why a team like the Texans would be very interesting, because then all of a sudden they got Trey Lance, can probably still take a quarterback at 12 because they don't have to rush to it early, and then you can
D'Amico knows him, and the offense coordinator, right?
Yeah.
That would be cool. Say that again.
That would be sweet.
Joining us now is a man who's going to be a general manager at some point in his life. Right now, he's too busy building and stacking upon his Hall of Fame career. Two-time Super Bowl champion, an absolute stallion, MVP, ladies and gentlemen, founder of Vaughn's Vision, where he buys glasses for kids that can't afford them, not only just to, like, get them good vision, but also to look cool.
Oh yeah.
Over $5 million worth of glasses.
That's a lot.
Damn.
9,000 some recipients, $5 million worth of glasses. Good human off the field, great football player on the field.
Yes,
back from an injury, ladies and gentlemen, Von Miller.
Yeah.
Vaughn,
howdy, guys. How's it going?
Hey, hanging out, man. Good to see you. How's life? How we feeling? Saw you no knee brace yesterday, first day of workouts. The internet was pumped. Is everything good?
Yeah. Everything's good. It was good to be back with the guys. It was good to show them that I've been running around.
Holy shit, Vaughn!
Working out and doing all the cool stuff with my guys.
Go back to the beginning.
It's
of that
good
video.
to be back though,
bro. Go back and pause that thing whenever. Keep going a little bit. Bro, there's like a ball in the front of your quad.
Yeah, what
dude.
the hell?
What is it? Is that the hurt leg? Which leg did you hurt?
It's the right one. It's the right one. But I've been working on them both.
How are you feeling? You feel good? I didn't know you had big legs like that. I thought you had little stick legs. That's why you're so. I thought that's why you were so quick. I didn't know. I had no idea that you had. I mean, hey, you're yocked up down there, dude. You feel healthy? What percentage do you think you're back at right now?
I would probably say I'm 65%. I don't think I'm ready to do active football drills yet, but I'm running, I'm jogging around, doing some plyo stuff. I should be ready to go whenever it's time for them to call up on me. I should be ready to go.
You always go to OTAs. I think everybody talks about how great of a teammate you are. What is important about OTAs, and what are the Buffalo Bills doing right now at OTAs? You think that actually matter?
Honestly, it's a lot of talk about not really needing the OTAs, and I'm sure you can make the argument. I'm sure the coaches will make the argument that you need to be there, and I'm sure the players will make the argument that you shouldn't be there. I think the COVID year really showed people that we can play high quality football without OTAs. But as it stands now, if my guys are there, I want to be there, especially early on. And I think it's just from a leadership element, whether we need OTAs or not. If my guy's gonna show up there, if Josh Allen's gonna be there, the guy's gonna be there, then I need to be there. I need to be there as well. And whether it's not really about the argument from the players or the coaches, I just want to be there to show my teammates that I got their back.
Okay, I like that. You're a good teammate, bro. Quite a leader. Literally, as soon as you got to Buffalo, they were like, the addition of Dahn. Obviously, on the field, he has more sacks than everybody else in the NFL right now. But off the field in the locker room, his energy's contagious. Like as soon as, and they were already a successful competitive team with probably already noted leaders. Like, hey, this guy. So for you to drop in and be beloved as quickly as you were up there and then to showcase it, I think that says a lot about you as a human. And I assume that'll get chatted about immensely whenever your Hall of Fame conversation comes up. AJ has a question for you, though, pal.
Vaughn, I know you're on your path to eventually be a GM someday, years down the road. Have you taken part in any of the draft process there? Have you watched any film of some of these guys coming out, like some of these edge rushers?
No, I haven't watched any film. I just been in there observing and, watching the way they do business. I ask a lot of questions. And I just want to sit back and really observe, what they do. We got a great organization with the Buffalo Bills. So I want to sit back and just, see how they do it. Brandon Beane has still been, he's been the GOAT. I could text him and be like, hey, what are we thinking about this draft? And he'll send me a whole list of guys to look at. He'll send me, what they thinking and what I should be thinking as a GM if I'm ever in a situation, man. So I got a lot of great people that's pouring into me, man. I just feel so blessed and appreciative to have all these people helping me out.
You still want to do that in the future?
Yeah, I still want to do it. It's a tough job. It is a tough job, but I think I'm built for it. I think the type of man that I am, and I think my ability to evaluate not only players but athletic trainers, coaches, other front office personnel. I think I'd be great for the job for sure.
Yeah, because every once in a while you get a peek behind the curtain. You're like, whoa, I don't want to fucking do that.
Yeah,
that looked like that would be a great time. And then you're in some of these meetings.
Learning about it more and more and more. It is a tough job. These guys are not just sitting around, picking a quarterback and going to play golf. It is a 365-day job. They don't get as many vacations as everybody else. The GM has to be the first one there. The GM is the one making all the decisions, and the GM controls the trajectory of the organization. So it's a very important job. It's very demanding, but I think I'm built for it though.
Yeah, there's only 32 of them too, so you got to be great. And if you're not great, they're gonna find a new one. A lot of pressure, obviously a lot of control. Shout out to you doing real life fantasy football and learning about it, and still wanting to do it on a much smaller scale. Once you get a chance to see what the job is actually like I never want to commentate games ever.
Oh. Yeah.
Like I would never. I just assumed that was like an easy commentating games. That'd be easy. Just kind of take a couple edibles, watching the game, just doing your thing. It's like I've done it a few times. It's like I do not enjoy it that much at all. Not that great at it. Then you watch Herb Street work it. It's like, oh, that guy's brain. He's supposed to do it. Feels like your brain. You're supposed to be an NFL general manager. Right now, just a measly old, sorry-ass potential defensive MVP player. What do you think the Beals got to do next year to get over the hump? Obviously, this is a massive conversation because Stephon Diggs brought it up in a conversation. And Stephon Diggs is a big conversation around the Buffalo Bills right now. If you want to tap on that, you can. If not, no big deal. But to his point, feels like everything is always going. This year, you get hurt, and it's like, DeMar Hamlin situation happens before the season happens. It's like, what do you think the Buffalo Bills need to do to take the next step? And have you guys talked about that at all now that you're all back together?
Yeah, I think, everybody kind of, you kind of get away from the team and you sit and reflect and you have your thoughts. That was Diggs' opinion on the football team, which is, it's rightfully so. He has his opinion, and for other guys as well, you have your opinion on how the team win and what we can do to get over the hump. But for me, I don't think it's always about more. I don't think it's more hard work for us. We worked hard as hell. We did everything that you could possibly do. We're coming in early. We played our ass off during the games, and we only lost 3 games during the season. Football is tough. Football is just tough. I mean, it's not that easy to win a Super Bowl. That's why it's so special when you get there. But I don't think it's more for us. I just think our perspective. I think it's just our perspective on how we go about our work, especially when the bullets start flying and everything start going late in the season. We've had a great team for a long time. We just got to get back in the playoffs and just have another shot on goal. That's all it is. Messi will shoot 6-7 shots a game and only hit 1 or 2. Like, it's not going to happen for us each and every time. But I still feel 100% confident in our team, 100% confident in Josh Allen and the weapons that we got. A word on the street that we might be getting another big time weapon.
Whoa!
We missed out on OBJ. It's another big weapon out there if you get him.
Whoa!
Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, Damian Harris, and Cook, and all the guys that we got on offense, man. With this defense, we just picked up Taylor Rapp. He's super versatile. He can play nickel. He can play safety. Man, we got a great team coming in, man. Everybody else in our division got better. The Jets got better. The Miami Dolphins got better, and the New England Patriots got better, and we got better as well.
Okay, so what you just said there pretty big because who you're working out with over the last couple weeks. We had
my sources said that Buffalo was still good and Baltimore was getting hot.
Yeah.
That's what my
sources
said.
Sounds like you now, I don't know if you're being a pundit or a wishful thinker, or maybe a man with sources, which you would, because he's been job shadowing Bean.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been working out, right?
With the other guy.
Don't want to put you in a terrible spot, but goddamn, if anybody knew if this was going to, it would be the man who founded Vaughn's Vision, which has helped so many kids get glasses and eat. Vaughn, what do you know about the D-Hop situation as a close friend of D-Hop and also a man who has literally been in the war room for the Buffalo Bills with Brandon Beane at this exact time?
I'm always recruiting guys, especially guys that I know on and off the football field, especially the guys that I know personally. Like OBJ, we missed out on OBJ. He went to Baltimore. That was great for OBJ. He made a great decision for OBJ, and it's a great fit for OBJ. And he'll be a free agent again after the season. So you never really know. But back to what we have now. I'm talking to Hop, man, and he wants to be here. Who wouldn't want to play for the Buffalo Bills? You just got to figure out the other things that come with it. And in pro football, it's not that easy to figure out the financial element of it, especially when you're a guy like DeAndre Hopkins or you're a guy like Odell Beckham. I don't think it was ever a question, would they mind playing with Josh Allen here in Buffalo, winning games? I think everybody falls in love with that. I think now when you start working out the numbers and the finances, that's where it gets tricky. But with Hop, and I'm always optimistic, and I feel like we got a firm grip on this one, man, and we just had to wait and see.
Okay, you said a lot there. I think there's going to be quite a reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck out there, Buffalo Bills Mafia, and also the Baltimore Ravens fans who think they're potentially in the market for both D-Hop and OBJ because a report came out that Lamar said, could you please, just help me out a little bit?
Come on.
It seems like every other quarterback has weapons. Could you help me out a little bit? This guy's available. This guy's available. They're allegedly making plays. Brandon Beane, though, he is not scared to pull the trigger on anything.
Not at all.
I'm excited to see what happens with your guy D-Hop. Pac-Man Jones has something for you, Vaughn.
What's up, bro?
Pac, what up, my boy?
What's going on? Hey, I got a question. I know you've been in NFLPA meetings and all that. You're probably the team head person. I don't know if you got a chance to see what the Dodgers did. The Dodgers signed, I think his name is Andrew. I can't remember his last name. They signed him back on the team so he can get the health care. With all the stuff that D just went through in Buffalo, with all the stuff that happened on the field, do you think it's a time, or will it be this next collective bargaining that we will get insurance for after football, after the 7 years? Do you think it would ever happen?
Guys been battling with lifetime health insurance for a while now, but I think it's time. Especially when you see the type of things that happen on the football field. You see how dangerous it is. I think lifetime health insurance is a must in the National Football League. Now, do I believe that if you play 1 year in the National Football League, you get lifetime health insurance? No. I think I think that's what the discussion should be about. How long do you have to play to get to a point where you get lifetime health insurance? Is it 4 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 6 years? It's a lot of guys, if you play 10 years in the league, you're going to have some type of lingering issue that you're going to have to deal with later in life. I remember Peyton Manning talking to us in the NFLPA meetings. He was like, guys, pay attention, file your workers' comp. 95% of players that play in the NFL are going to have some type of knee or hip replacement. And then you just see it go over time, and that is true. So lifetime health insurance should be a must, especially on the next collective bargaining agreement. I think 100%, amongst other issues that we have, lifetime health insurance should be a must on this next collective bargaining agreement.
Great question, Pac. And to you, Vaughn, are you NFLPA president? Are you in there?
Yeah, I'm the rep for the Buffalo Bills, proud rep for the Buffalo Bills.
Let's go.
I'll tell you what. That's interesting. That's big for us. We need the big name players in there.
More of them.
Because I'm guilty.
We need the quarterbacks. We need Patrick Mahomes.
What?
We need Joe Burrow.
What?
We need Jalen Hurts. We need Herbert. We need all of these guys. We need Tua. Just think if Tua's on the NFLPA board. If these guys come together and they say, "Hey, we don't like playing on artificial turf," what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. That's the MBPA, right? The MBPA has all the power hitters, maybe Supergrass as well. Might be able to make that happen. But Tua learned how to fall because he's been working with a jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah, white
belt. That literally just came out today. But that literally just came out today, like within the last 45 minutes. So shout out to you, great host of a show. You could do anything.
Yeah,
you could do it.
that's right.
You could do absolutely anything. But I am one of the assholes that did this. I'd like to nominate Pat McAfee to be an NFLPA rep. And Pat, do you accept? Absolutely not. No way do I want to be a part of this whole thing. The person that recommended me was doing it just to be a fucking asshole.
Sure. Right.
Like that's not a desired job in the NFL to be a part of the NFL.
You know what the crazy thing is? This is my first year being a player rep, right? I've always been like an alternate, or I've always been involved, but being the official rep for the team, this is my first year doing it, and it's honestly not a lot of hard. It's not hard work at all. You get on you.
Yeah, but every ex-player hates you. Every ex-player hates you. Just what Pac just asked right there. Hey, do you want to sign up to be a rep for this thing? Oh, what does it come with? Well, you get a chance to go to a meeting. You maybe change the league. Also, every single time you run into an ex-player, they're going to tell you how much you fucked them and everything. It's like, oh, okay, great. I think I'm going to stay out.
It's not that much. It's not that much. It's not a lot of hard work. You listen in on calls. You give your opinion. It's probably a call every 2 to 3 weeks. The call probably lasts 20 minutes. And honestly, it's just the name power to be able to help our NFLPA. It's just the guys being able to help our NFLPA make decisions to make our league safer, to make our league better. I would be hurt, man. I would be hurt, and I would have so much regret if my sons got into the National Football League 20 years from now, and we still dealing with the same issues. If we're still fighting over guaranteed contracts, quarterbacks still not getting paid. If it's still like all of these, we still fighting over OTAs and all the small stuff, and like I would have so much regret that I didn't use the time that I had to make a difference in the National Football League, and that's really all it's about for me. I done played in 2 Super Bowls. I've been on 3 teams. I done did so much more. Now it's about how could I make the game better after I'm gone?
You're a good person for that. Yeah. We need more people to do that, that are at your level, because then I think
quarterbacks.
Okay, I agree, but also like Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, that's not that Baltimore's immediately going to put him as a player rep because he's there, but a brand that big, a businessman that big, like
can't hurt.
Him being there saying, "Yeah, I'm also with these guys." Like that is a big deal. I think that's what basketball has. That's why they have leverage over everything. The basketball, the basketball negotiations, they get done a year early.
Oh yeah,
with more money.
The NBA PA. They got LeBron James as a rep. They got, I think, Chris Paul is the president.
Yeah.
They got all the stars on there. And they came up with the Supermax. Then they came with the Supermax like 6 or 7 years ago. Came up with the Supermax, and you see these guys getting paid. Like, we got to have our stars on there too. We got to have our big name stars on there too to get that same type of deal for our guys here in the NFL. Like, we got a bigger league. It's the most powerful league. Most we make the most money out of any other league in the history of sports. Like, we got to have our NFLPA. Our NFLPA definitely has to be on top for sure.
We need to be creative over there too. Business-wise, need to start creating opportunities, I think, for players, ex-players. I think that there's growth that could happen there. And the insurance thing feels so easy with how many insurance companies market with the NFL. That feels so easy. Now, granted, I guess it's expensive, but marketing with the NFL is expensive. Feels like we should be able to make that happen. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it. And hopefully, guys that play, 8 years are in the
they get up to 8 years, man. Come on, lifetime. We just saw the DeMar Hamlin situation.
Right.
We just saw the DeMar Hamlin situation. We see guys get hurt each and every year, man. Like, bro, 8 years. 8 to 10 years, like those guys got to get lifetime health insurance. It's no brainer.
8 to 20 years, I mean, just same thing. 8 to 14, you know what I mean? What year is this for you, Vaughn?
I'm going on year 13.
Dang, congratulations. Not easy. Not easy at all. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Vaughn, obviously earlier in the offseason, Leslie Frazier took a step away for a little bit, and you've spoken on that, and everything's good there. With these last couple of days being in the building, has there been any sort of movement on who is going to be the leader of the defense off the field? Obviously, you're the guy on the field, but as far as calling plays, is there any movement on that yet?
Coach McDermott will be the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. He really got his name in the league, calling great defenses and calling great defensive games. Got his head coaching opportunity from being able to run great defenses with the Carolina Panthers. I think he was in Philly too with the Philadelphia Eagles. He did a great job there. He's gonna be our defensive coordinator. I'm excited about it. I've been on teams before where I head coach. Pac, we was on teams before where our head coach was the defensive coordinator, and they were still able to get the job done. So I don't think it'd be a tough transition for Coach McDermott. I'm pretty excited about it.
What was Pac like as a teammate?
Pac was dope, man. I love Pac, man. We used to play Boo-Ray. We used to hang out, man. He come over to any casino night that I had, any of my parties, man. He was the vet in the locker room. He was the enforcer in the locker room. And people, you don't want to fuck with Pac-Man, man. You don't want to make him mad either, man. You don't want to make him mad. He was our OG in there, man. But the energy that he had going into games, like when Pac-Man said he gonna lock down somebody, Pac-Man say this, and you just had this confidence about you that you got Pac-Man Jones on your team, and we about to go face somebody else. We can't lose. That's how I feel.
Hell yeah,
I appreciate that, V.
Yeah.
Pac, that's a legacy, dude.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Hey, AJ, what was it like having Pac-Man as a teammate?
Very similar situation, honestly. But yeah, I told you day one when Pat came out here. I know you're trying to set me up to have something not as well adverse as Vaughn said about him, so I'm not going to take the time, but Pac knows how I feel about it.
Don't have to be so defensive, dude. I'm going to tag you. We're trying to put over Pac.
Get off. That's Vaughn's question.
We're just trying to let everybody know, like, hey, Pac, he's been like that in here, too. Yeah. It's been incredible. He's been in our building 3 times a week for like the last 2 months or whatever. It's been fantastic, Vaughn. Good energy.
Man, I love Pac.
Hey, you need good energy in the building. Bad energy can drain the whole fucking place, Vaughn.
100%. You get one guy in there, one cancerous guy, and it just drains everybody, man. It might not happen the first day, but over time, late in the season, everybody be drained out, man. But fortunately, I've had great teammates my whole entire career, man. And I think, the type of guy that I am, I go out my way to learn about my teammates, to get to know them, to earn their trust. And I feel like that's why I have never had a bad teammate in the locker room, because I go out my way to be a good teammate to these guys, and I think it's reciprocated.
Glue guy, all over the place. Go ahead, AJ.
Vaughn, what do you think about Draymond getting suspended a game? You think he deserves that?
Guy had a hurt sternum.
And the NBA,
guy had a hurt sternum.
Dude grabbed his leg.
Was it on purpose? You think it was on purpose?
He was trying to get away from the dude. He could have stomped him much harder.
But the dude had his leg and the choke.
A rear naked choke on his leg. You know what I mean?
I thought he went easy. I thought Draymond went easy. He could have springboarded off that dude's chest.
Did we expect that guy to break his sternum though too? I don't think that's like that's a good little cherry on top of the whole story, I think, you know? I think that's a good little
I don't think it's on purpose, man. But NBA, they rules a little bit different, man. And I know on TV, when you got all these people watching, man, and you got all these fans watching, I'm sure they felt like they had to do something. They had to discipline Draymond in some way. But I don't know, man. Basketball is a little bit different than football. And I saw what Paul George said too. Paul George said that football guys wouldn't be able to play basketball, but he thinks there's some basketball guys that can play football, like. I don't know about that, man.
What? Because that happens right there? Because that situation?
I don't know, man. 100%. Like, we got some athletic guys in here. You seen the way DK Metcalf jumps and moves? Like, he could definitely play basketball. He can play basketball and football. And there's some guys, when you put the pads on and you start hitting the game, is a little bit different. It's not like, I know Paul George said, have you seen, Russell Westbrook run down the paint? Like, when you put pads on and you run into other people, like, it's just a different world.
Yeah, but you guys should see me in virtual reality boxing.
That's right.
In virtual reality boxing, there's no fear at all of getting hit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm wide open. I mean, I am.
Throwing bombs.
I think it's what you're saying. Like NBA, yeah. It's, baseline to baseline. We're wide open. No thoughts of anybody taking you out.
Hey, but both sports are two tough sports.
That's
man.
right.
It takes
That's
a
right.
person to play them both.
Hey, well said, Vaughn. Way to bring that whole thing home there at the end. Think about Myles Garrett playing in this fucking thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just think about his big
Myles
ass
Garrett.
underneath it. He can, he always has that, he puts that like thirst trap post out.
Yeah.
Where he's shirtless.
Yep.
Drenched.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just fucking dunking on little white Ohio kids.
Going through his legs.
And like a pickup basketball game out there. It's like, God damn, that human is vastly different than me. You know what I mean? That guy and I were not created the same. I think Myles Garrett warmed up with the Cleveland Cavaliers in summer league.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did like something with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like he warmed up with them, or it was something. But yeah, Myles Garrett's one of those guys too that could play both sports. And he could probably play both sports at at a high level too.
Look at that fucking thing, dude. What are we talking about? What are we talking?
Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine being? I guess you do, Vaughn. Jesus.
Yeah.
I guess, Vaughn, you a good basketball player?
No, I ain't got nothing for you, man. I play golf. I play golf and football. That's it.
Nope. I suck at basketball.
I'm terrible at basketball. I got 5 good fouls for you, man. And I'm gonna go sit on the bench.
That's good teammate.
There you go.
That's good teammate.
Right.
Connor has something for you. Or I'm sorry, Ty has something for you, Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn, there was a quote recently from Josh Allen that basically said, like, now as he's getting older, he understands that he needs to be a quarterback first and a football player second. Is that like a discussion around the facility, and how hard is it when you understand like how good of a runner he is? But are you guys telling him like, hey, Josh, listen, like we know you're an unbelievable runner, okay, but we don't need you getting your fucking block knocked off like 8 to 10 times a game?
Josh was just saying that just for the media to now me knowing Josh for a little bit, like Josh was just saying that because that's what the people want to hear. Josh is gonna do whatever it takes to win the game. Like that's just how he's wired. That's just who he is. Like Josh is gonna do whatever it takes to win the game. Like if it means throwing the ball 70 yards, he'll do it. If it means laying out for that first down, he'll do it. And I'm not about to what do I look like trying to give Josh Allen tips to play quarterback better? Like that's just not my lane. But I'm sure Josh is aware that he has to be safe. He has to be healthy for his teammates. I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure that he is aware of that. And I think that he thinks about those type of things too. He wants to play 15, 20, 22 years. He wants to do the same thing too. But at the same time, he wants to win games. And the number one thing on Josh Allen's mind right now is winning the Super Bowl. And to have a guy like that and going out there and practice, it just brings the most out of everybody, man. So I'm sure that he's conscious of, playing a little bit safer. But, man, when it's time to win games, he's going to be Josh Allen every time.
Yeah, now I know Josh a little bit. He was fucking lying right through his teeth.
That's not true.
I love that even more. Like, because he probably gets asked about that so much
All the time.
that he was like, all right, I'm going to come up with an answer for him early. Put this thing to bed. Well, I understand now.
100%.
Now that I'm getting older, it's you guys have been right.
I'll be a QB first.
And then football player second. And I'll remember that. That'll be at the forefront of my mind every time I take a snap. And then the reaction on the internet was, Josh Allen is maturing.
He gets it.
That's amazing. Go ahead, Tone.
Vaughn, we had George Kittle on a little bit a couple weeks ago talking about Tight End University and how basically they were going to have fun there. They were probably going to booze, and they were going to work on blocking the edge. I know you got the Pass Rush Summit. Is that coming up? Is everyone invited? What are you guys doing there?
The Pass Rush Summit, June 10th in Las Vegas. This would be my 7th Pass Rush Summit that I've had. Got all the guys coming out. Of course, I invite all the top guys each and every year. I invite the guys that's on their way up. I invite the rookies. I invite the top college pass rushers as well. And we have some high school guys there as well. So we're still going. We're still pushing, man. We've had everybody come through there from Myles Garrett, Khalil Mack. We haven't had the Watts yet, but I'm working on trying to get J.J. Watt and T.J. Watt there yet. I'm trying to find a way that I can get, some money to pay these guys, get these guys here, figure it out.
Let's figure it out.
It's not a pass rush summit unless you have T.J. Watt there, or Aaron Donald there, a Cameron Jordan there. So even though I think sometimes, especially the top guys in the league, it's misinformation about the pass rush summit. Like, it's not the Von Miller teach clinic. Like, this is just a space that I created where we can all come and talk, getting to the quarterback. We all speak the same language, and this is really the only spot in the world where we can get all the guys together and talk pass rush and talk chip blocks. And I've had Doug Flutie there. I've had quarterbacks come in and chime in and give us their point of view on how to rush the quarterback better. So this is the only place in the world where we can do this, man. And I've been fortunate to have 7 of them. Been fortunate to have, all of my top colleagues come through, man. And, hopefully this year be no different.
Yeah, let's get the Watts out there.
Why not?
Makes sense.
Let's make some content out there. Let's get a sponsor to make some content.
Doug Flutie, get Nugenics.
The Flutie Flakes, boom.
Yeah.
And Nugenics, boom.
In the video game.
And boom. And now we got everybody. You can't take that yet, I don't think, if what it's doing to Big Hurt there.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't think you're allowed to touch that stuff just yet. You're going to have to wait till you're a GM. Alongside the Pass Rush Summit, June what?
June 10th.
That's awesome.
In
Congratulations.
Las Vegas. And we'll talk some football too, and we have a little tequila too, man.
Why?
There you go. Why?
We're gonna hang out, man. We're gonna hang out and talk ball at the
You
same
smell
time.
me?
I do like the fact that you said, hell yeah. I do like the fact that you said, some of these guys think that this is like Von Miller teaching you. That's not what this is.
Yeah.
I assume that you've heard that from people where TJ Watt goes, I'm not fucking going to listen to Von Miller tell me what I need to do better. Is that what you think potentially happened, or that was the narrative that got out?
No, I just now that I'm thinking, I like to think from all perspectives, man. And I like to think if I was a guy and I'm getting invited, what would be the one knock for me not to go? And that's really the only thing that I could come up with, because it's a free weekend in Vegas. It's really not even about me. It's really about getting the young passer. It's really about getting Aiden Hutchinson around TJ Watt or Aiden Hutchinson around Cameron Jordan. If we can pick up one thing from each other, man, that's what the Pass Rush Summit is all about.
Or around Von Miller. I know you're trying to do the whole it's not just me thing, but you're a pretty big part of it.
Dude.
Yeah, pretty big part of it, pal. Before we let you go, we have to chat about not only Von Miller Day happened next Saturday in DeSoto, Texas. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Should be a great
Appreciate
time.
you guys.
No problem. Next Saturday. What okay, so that's just people just showing up. It's block. Are we having a block party? What is the setup here for Von Miller Day?
So this is a big picnic. It's not a football camp or anything like that. You see, we got Cane's on there. We got Hutchins Barbecue, Williams Chicken.
Oh.
We got our crawfish guys out there, man. We got Smokey Joe's. Man, we got all of my favorite food spots in Dallas, man. And it's just a big picnic where we hang out. We got the bounce houses for the kids, and we got activities for the kids. And I sign autographs for everybody, man. And it's really just you remember the '90s movies, like those '90s movies where they had like the picnic in the city at the park. Like, that's all it is, man, in my hometown.
Who's playing music?
I got DJs out there. I got DJ Trill. He'll be there playing music.
DJ Trill. Okay. Trill's out there in DeSoto next Saturday. That sounds like a great time. And then you got Vaughn's Vision. So you got Pass Rush Summit June 10th.
Yep.
You got Von Miller Day next Saturday in DeSoto, Texas. You got Vaughn's Vision that we read up on today. $5 million worth of glasses have been given away in like 19 different cities. Over 9,000 recipients of glasses that aren't just like, hey, here's some things that you can staple on your face, like high fashion, great glasses from somebody who has worn glasses publicly, where some people could be a little bit self-conscious about as kids. You're changing the world, bro. You're doing great things. How can we help with Vaughn's Vision?
Man, right now, just getting the word out. That's great, man. Allow me to come on your show and promote Vaughn's Vision. If anybody else wants to know more information, you can go to vaughnmiller.org, and everything about my foundation is on there. It started out by wanting to help 1 or 2 kids, and to help 9,000 kids and raise over $5 million. Man, like, I'm humbled and blessed, man. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it until the wheels fall off, man. And I just feel so humbled and blessed to be involved with Vaughn's Vision and to have all the people that back me and that back my vision as well.
Gig'em Gala there, April. I mean, dude, you're a nonstop machine, just trying to give back as much as possible. Have you always been like this, or like why do you think you're like this?
I think I just had great vets around me, man. When I came into the league, Tim Tebow was our quarterback, and he invited me out to Point Vedra, Florida, for the Tim Tebow Foundation. And it was like we played at TPC Sawgrass. During the day, it was a golf tournament. Then we had the event at night, and I saw all the things that he was doing. He was building a hospital in the Philippines, and he was changing lives and saving lives, and he was doing all type of things. I was like, man, I want to be like Tim Tebow. I want to be like everybody else in the world. I want to be like Tim Tebow, and I want to have this type of impact too. Well, I'm not Tim Tebow, and I can't build hospitals in the Philippines. But I was just sitting down, like, signing autographs one day, and I took off my glasses, and I was like, man, that's it. I'm gonna start Vaughn's Vision. I'm gonna give back contacts, LASIK surgery, and pretty much everything to do with vision in the eyes back to underprivileged kids. And people got behind me, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it's amazing because it's something that I assume not a lot of people have focused on helping. So you giving back in a meaningful way to you, and also in ways that probably haven't been helped in the past, is huge. I had LASIK. I had terrible eyes. I had contacts there for a bit. Before I had contacts, I had to do this everywhere I was. You know what I mean? I couldn't even see anything.
I was the kid. I had one pair of glasses. That's all we could afford. I had one pair of glasses, and you could just imagine 8-year-old Vaughn falling asleep, and I fall asleep with my glasses on. I roll over on them, and they're flat. I wake up in the morning, my glasses flat. My mom has to fix them. She would tape them up and super glue them up, and I have to go to school looking like that. So, I from early on, I knew how it felt to have those type of problems, and those were the people that I really wanted to help. And it just reminds me of that great Uncle Ben quote. Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility on Spider-Man, and that just stuck with me. We have a huge platform here in the NFL. We play in the greatest league in the history of the world.
Hell yeah.
You gotta be able to give back, man. You gotta do something for your people for sure.
You're a good man, Vaughn. We're lucky that we have gotten to know you a little bit. We hope to continue to do so. Good luck with Von Miller Day. Good luck getting from 65% to 100% here on the knee. And good luck in your quest for another Super Bowl and a GM job at some point. You're the man, pal.
Hey, man, Pat, AJ, man, Pac, man, all of you guys, man, I appreciate you guys for allowing me to come on here, man, and I ain't going nowhere. As long as we got a Pat McAfee show, I'll be here, baby. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, you're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Von Miller.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I wanted to be like Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah. It makes sense now because Tim Tebow's like this, fictional character pretty much.
Pretty much.
And then you meet him, it's like, no, he's really like that. It's like, holy fuck.
First vet.
And then Von Miller is like, there's no way you can do that much. Now he's got 4 events coming up while rehabbing a knee and also being a leader and trying to become a GM. It's like, some people are just different, man.
Yeah.
He's a fucking good guy.
Yeah, great guy. Unbelievable teammate, too, man. He throws some fucking good parties, too, Pat. Oh, my
I've heard, yeah. We've all heard
Great
about
parties.
him. Yeah, we've heard about him, Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've heard some people that chose to leave in certain fashions. Have done it. I've heard it's a great party. Hey,
Yeah, I think I was at that party when that guy left. But,
good teammate.
Great teammate. I love that guy. That's my boy. It was a hell of a night, man.
Yeah, Vaughn, I'm saying, though, the guy that holds the parties, good teammate.
Great teammate.
So I used to have a gathering after training camp at West Virginia. And, there was a Rich Rodriguez quote to the team at the beginning of one of the training camps. It said, "No motherfucking parties," all right? And he yelled at me or whatever. So we had a team chemistry building barbecue. We didn't have a party. Those parties, though, are a massive team chemistry builder. Like when you see somebody for the first time outside of the facility, maybe a little boozed up a little bit, and how they act, like how you look at them for the rest of the year is going to be different. You're like much closer now. You are a closer team at that point. I think those are essential. Now, granted, got to be healthy, got to be safe, got to do all that type of stuff. But like Vaughn being the one that takes it upon himself to host that and make it a big deal, I think it's just another indicator of him being a teammate and wanting the team to have as much fun and be as close as possible.
Yeah, and that was on the field and off the field, not just off the field, but on the field. He was the first one there. He held meetings, every Friday, bring extra food in for whatever the guys wanted to eat.
He said strong possibility.
Strong.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Big deal.
Now, he's been selling, though, hard. Remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
Imagine D-Hop at Buffalo. That'd be a great team for D-Hop. He's already looked at the camera and gone,
hell yeah.
Remember?
I remember.
See, I mean, from what we're hearing today from the show, it's either Buffalo or Baltimore, huh?
In Baltimore.
KC also there.
Green Bay hasn't been ruled out.
Okay.
Get done, cool.
KC.
Any other teams?
What about the Colts?
No, it doesn't sound like that.
Can't rule them out, though.
Listen, me and Ty were talking about this. The Colts haven't really done shit this offseason, okay? Signed a brand new head coach. Shout out him. I think he'll be on the show Friday.
Oh, here we go.
Sick.
Shane Steichen, I believe, will be on the show Friday. Cannot wait to meet
Steichen.
him. That is a big deal. We did make a move.
Yeah.
But whenever you talk about roster, Gardner Minshew, really the only...
Oh, he traded Stephon Gilmore, too.
Yeah, we got rid of Stephon Gilmore.
Right.
We signed Gardner Minshew, but roster, we haven't really done seemingly much.
No.
But the whole conversation is number 4 overall, number 4 overall, number 4 overall. So that's kind of been a distraction. We're talking about the Packers earlier. The only conversation the Packers have is they're losing Aaron Rodgers, going to Jordan Love. Haven't made many moves at all. This is a big-time draft for the Packers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, the big thing was, Keyshawn Nixon. They re-signed him. It was hey, they're going to let the one good returner they've had in the last 10 years, they're going to let him go. But then, the Rodgers thing has just kept him in limbo. They've had more money going into an offseason than they have since I can remember. But they couldn't do anything because Rodgers is still there. And, now they have kind of, I don't want to say backed themselves into a corner, but it is kind of need to nail the draft this year.
Well, Colts are going to have to do the same thing because we're talking about Colts are going to have to do well in the draft.
Right.
Colts are going to have to do good in the draft. If we want to get better from a team that is now the number 4 overall pick, which followed a year in which we didn't make the playoffs because we lost in Clowntown, Jacksonville.
Right.
It's you would think that you'd make a lot of plays. It's got to hit the draft. And then the Packers, same exact conversation because they've had no money to use. But then we hear from Ian Rappaport that the Packers and Jets haven't talked. So you haven't talked about potentially getting that deal done, which is holding up $60 million in free cap space, you'd assume. And then also you haven't really signed many free agents. It's all eyes are on the draft right now, it appears, in Green Bay. Good luck out there.
And they're kind of in the same position because I'm sure their thinking is we could have a franchise quarterback in Jordan Love. So that would be the big move. It's
they're signing.
Exactly. Okay, we have our guy going ahead into the future. But the Colts, depending on who they pick, do we even know if that guy is going to start the first year? You might not even have that, okay, we found our guy for the future right away. So, it's really weird. At this point, the Packers, I could see them winning 6 games, and I could see them, winning 9
11. Why not?
Exactly. Winning 10 games and competing to win the division.
Speaking of predictions, AJ, a couple things coming out of West Virginia University this morning. ESPN's FBI predicted FPI, which I don't know what that means.
Football Power Index.
There it is.
Okay, that seems real. And I'm sure on College Game Day I'll act like it is at some point.
Yep.
So let's treat it as if it's real. Because those things matter when games actually take place. Yeah. And the only reason why I say that is because for 70% of my football career, I had no idea where the football was going.
Right.
So if the FBI can figure out where I'm putting a football and I don't even know where it's going, okay, good luck. But it is nice to see projections. They say West Virginia is going to win 2 games this year. We're going to be 2-10.
Uh-oh.
Is what the ESPN FBI said. That's football. They said 2-10, Pac-Man.
Bullshit.
The FBI seems to be a hater, doesn't it?
Tough schedule.
FBI seems
Wait,
to
which
be-
two teams are they going to beat? That's a tough schedule.
I could see them going.
Penn State
2-10.
week 1.
Not the Dukes in week 2. I can tell you that.
Dukes in week. There's 2 already. Then we're losing 10 straight.
Probably.
I don't even know if
No
that's.
way.
Let's pivot away from the football team though. The ESPN FBI clearly
Got
has
it
something against.
wrong.
them. Definitely.
Fuck.
Little glitch in the system.
No, probably not. I bet it was one of
Good.
those AIs.
Chip on the shoulder.
Where you download the coach's photo and then they decide.
Yeah,
And
could
that's
have been. Or like typed in doofus on the AI thing and it spit out a picture of Neil Brown.
What is your guys' problem? I
2-10.
saw that guy give a speech yesterday. He had notes, had a paper.
What's your guys'
delivered it
problem?
well. What's your guys' problem?
I don't know. I feel like the notes in the paper, that does seem.
All
a little bit of
coaches
a
have now.
problem.
You don't even see Bill Belichick spinning the fucking thing and
Bingo.
then writing the thing
Never.
all day, every day.
Did he have a bowl cut and a visor on too? Because that's really the thing I can't get over.
It's clown
Oh
shoes.
my God.
Peck.
We're
They're with the FBI.
I know.
yeah. These guys probably the one who wrote the
FBI.
Yeah.
Pac-Man knows.
Wrote the code.
You said
Yeah.
chip on the shoulder. We're taking that FBI chip out of the fucking computer saying you aren't worth a thing unless we get.
There it is. There's a photo actually they used. And they were like, oh, okay. That's not a football coach. That guy works at
Well, hold the
Denny's.
phone. I didn't know he was wearing Croakies too.
Yes, he's from the South.
Nice.
Okay.
Come on, man.
1 in 11.
This isn't what I wanted to talk about, though, especially with AJ Hawk. I just wanted to get past this conversation. AJ, could you imagine if Ohio State was predicted to win 2 games? Like, that would never happen.
No chance.
That's where West Virginia
Be
is.
tough.
That's where West-
Wait, how many
they
got
win
big
last?
money? That's why. We getting our money up.
Yeah, but before the whole money thing, too, it was fucking.
Yeah, you guys been dead for years.
You know what I mean? It was problematic. Morgantown, West Virginia, ESPN's Football Power Index is a measure of team strength that is meant to be best predictor of a team's performance going forward for the rest of the season. Okay, a lot of words. Here's how: 9% chance to win at Penn State.
That's generous.
What do you think? You don't
You
think
got to
that-
win week 2, right? Just you got to make sure you win week 2. Don't
We're definitely winning week 2.
Maybe.
We're taking out all of Pittsburgh.
Pitt
Yeah.
should be 50-50.
We'll win week 3.
Tell them to fucking line up Carnegie Mellon in week 4. Okay? That's another school in downtown Pittsburgh. We'll take them on as
Bobby
well.
Moe, week 5.
Bingo. Give us Wallay's Robert Morris. Have them show up. We'll take them Dahn. And then the other one, the art school down there, Point Park.
Yeah.
Put them on there. We'll take out the whole fucking city of Pittsburgh and all the universities if we have to.
BYU though, that'd be a huge win.
So BYU, we got a 63% chance to beat them.
That's the only other favorable.
Cincinnati,
How the
49.7.
fuck UCF only 19%. This shit.
UCF's got fucking John Reese Plumlee, a quarterback, plays baseball, plays football.
He did that the other day.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
that?
2-10 is solid.
That's a tough schedule.
That is
a brutal.
It's a really
schedule.
hard schedule.
Yeah, get
Yeah. If you're going to win a
2-10, bro.
title, you got to fucking beat everybody anyways.
That's right.
2-10 when
TCU is in the national championship.
Well, I hate to break it to TCU, but right there, September 30th.
On my birthday,
Happy birthday, Pat.
Happy birthday.
we gonna whoop that ass.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, we are. Of course.
You seem super confident.
TCU's a big team. Remember, I seen them.
Real big team.
They are big.
They lost their
No Max Duggan, though.
Yeah, no Doug.
Yeah, but remember, last game they played, they lost by 55. I don't want to hear it.
True.
Okay.
True.
Now, granted, they made it to the national championship.
Yeah.
Beat Michigan.
If West Virginia were to play Georgia, they'd
Nobody
lose by
can beat
100.
Georgia. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the
That might be a lose-lose situation.
I don't want to talk about the football team anymore. Okay, they're working hard over there.
Trust the climb.
They got Blaine Stewart coaching over there. They're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Coach Stewart's going to figure it out. They had a super cool picture of him posing yesterday while he was coaching. Looked like it was right out of a coach's manual.
Nice.
Love that.
Blaine Stewart's going to figure it out. Okay, we love Blaine.
Love you, Blaine.
Yeah.
Love you, Blaine. We need you.
Everybody does.
Need at least 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins. Though.
I just
Can't
hope
be
he
2 and 10. Pop.
holds on to that.
Let's talk about another sport down in West Virginia. December, West Virginia basketball team will be playing against who? The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Wow.
December 30th in Cleveland, neutral site, nice. West Virginia will be. Why are we doing it in
real
Cleveland?
neutral.
Why are we doing it in Cleveland? I don't know. Probably some sort of ceremonial thing. But we're taking on Ohio State. I want to let you know, AJ. This program, depending on what day that is, how exhausted we are, will definitely be making a trip to that game if we are able.
Okay.
I do believe, and I don't want to, bring an umbrella here, but I assume the college football national championship semis, you might be on site there.
On that day?
Is it on January 1st?
Is it December 30th?
31st?
Yeah, would it be 30th or 31st?
It's always the New Year's Eve now.
What day of the week is that?
Yeah, because it could be Sunday if it's Sunday.
No matter what.
No,
I mean, why
shut.
are we acting like you're going to plan something this far out?
Because we're talking about it.
It's Saturday.
Yeah,
We'll be
we
there.
are. We
Game
are
day.
talking about it.
Saturday.
We're going to
Yeah.
forget about it.
It's Saturday. We'll be there.
Oh, so that probably is
Game day.
December 30th?
Probably is the playoffs.
We're not even going to know college basketball is happening on December 30th.
No,
Bingo.
West Virginia, Ohio State.
I'd like to see Bob Huggins I'd love to see Bob Huggins coach.
See, that's what I'm talking about. West Virginia is what's bringing this fucking Ohio State grad to that game.
Yeah.
People need to recognize.
You know what I mean?
If Ohio State's in the semis, there's no way AJ is going to
Oh
that.
yeah, he'll be taking that futurely broken into Sprinter van
Bingo.
to whatever city the college football playoff is in.
Exactly.
If they can make it back.
Yeah, I
we'll
don't know.
see.
New
We'll
QB.
see.
New QB. Who's the quarterback? No longer Quinn Ewers. He's
They don't
gone.
know yet, man. They don't know yet.
What'd you see at
He's
spring
started.
game? What'd you see at spring game?
McCord, though. McCord is Marvin Harrison Jr.'s high school quarterback, so
Oh.
he's
So
might
there
be the
you go.
front runner right now.
Is he good?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Plays at Ohio State.
At Ohio State.
Dude, they are so good at football.
I don't know how good. I mean, let's see how he does in games, but yeah, he's a stud.
AJ, do you feel obligated to be a little bit more respectful to the school that you graduated from now that they give you that prestigious award?
No, I don't feel any pressure from them to be biased. All of my biases, however you want to say it, are natural because of my experience there and my continued experience.
Hell yeah.
There you
OH.
No.
What?
OH.
I thought it was the O.
I thought we already did this.
See, you don't know because he never does it.
That's right.
And he just won the Face of Ohio award. And he's still leaving ducks.
I gave it back to multiple people at that thing actually as I was walking out. Hey, Io, buddy, yeah, here we go. Hit the rock. Boom, boom.
Got to give a speech. Yeah, they give me an award. Hey.
Like
That's all.
Mickelson giving thumbs up.
Let's go to some phone calls on the 5 Hour Energy
Phil.
phone line.
Me and Phil, give him the thumbs up. What do you mean?
You think Liv survives another 2-3 years?
Well, I don't know. Their ratings on CW are out of this world, so maybe.
What's this guy's deal?
They've been dominating.
What are they getting? They're getting like 20,000 people watching this thing?
Yeah, there's more people watching reruns of like an OC episode from like 9 years ago.
Good show. Great
Unbelievable
show.
show, which I get it. You know,
Do
but-
people know that CW still is like I could not find CW right now. If you
where would it be? Yeah.
Exactly. You say, "Hey Pat, you got 4 minutes to find a CW." I
Not
don't
even
know.
a try.
I don't know if I could do it.
Right above NBC.
Where though?
Above?
Yep.
On
right
what?
above.
Like Hulu? I don't
On
think
the
it's on
channel.
Hulu. Is it on YouTube TV?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's on there. Is it on? Where am I going to? I got to go.
Cable.
I got to go direct TV.
Yep, Xfinity.
Okay, so if I don't have that download, I'm fucked.
You're done.
I got
You're
no
done.
4
Yeah.
minutes.
Nope.
Because they're going to give me a window of 14 hours 2 weeks from now to put that in.
Exactly.
That helps
Hulu.
for the next 2 weeks.
Hulu actually, I think, does have CW.
No way.
'Cause some of their shows that they have,
Riverdale.
yeah, are on the CW.
Okay, so
or
maybe
the
I do
Hulu
find it in
network.
4 minutes.
Maybe.
Live Golf, trending now. CW. Okay, they got Superman and Lois.
Yeah,
Oh
Sleepy
yeah,
Hollow.
YouTube TV has CW. I found a show that.
Oh, and
YouTube TV does?
Yeah, because
Look at The Rock. Empire State. Is that a show?
That's a movie.
that's his newest movie. It's doing really, really well.
That's a new movie?
It's not a new movie. That was actually a direct-to-DVD movie, which is...
Oh, The Rock has made rent-to-DVD movies. Interesting.
Yeah, he had Tooth
Not
Fairy
DVD.
too.
Streaming.
That
They all
one
do
was
it
in
right to
theaters,
streaming.
though.
Oh, it was in theaters. Oh, okay.
We got to watch Empire State. Speaking of watching a movie, can somebody grab Billy McComas?
Oh, yeah.
Billy McComas represented our entire office last night at a screener.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We were offered a screener from a studio. Look out, we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
We're offered a screener from a studio for a new movie coming out. Nobody was able to make it at the time that I scheduled, including me. So 100% my fault. But Bailey McComas went, and he has a full breakdown on it.
Yeah.
He also had a full theater to himself.
Mm-hmm.
So Bill McComas is living a high life right now. The movie was called what, Bill?
Sisu.
SISU.
Correct.
The movie is by who?
I do not know the director's name. It's not like a notable director or anything like that. It's like a more artsy kind of film.
I thought it was what's his face, the guy
Tarantino
from I'm the
helped.
baddest motherfucker. The wallet.
Tarantino was a
Tarantino?
producer.
It is not. Yeah, it's not a Tarantino
Produced it.
directed movie.
No, it's John Maury Hellander.
Okay, so I thought it was a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Just
Is it good?
produced
It does have some Tarantino influence in
What
it.
does
You
that
can
mean?
tell.
Produced it?
Probably put up money.
He gave money. You give money, or he's just part of it. He didn't direct it. Like,
Is
no,
it
he
a
doesn't-
big deal with Quinn that he doesn't do? He only does 10 movies, and he's on his last one right now.
He's been saying that for years. He'll fucking go until he doesn't want.
I don't know.
Directing, not producing, directing.
I do know that I in my head, Tarantino made this movie, and then I watched the trailer, and it seemed pretty
Tarantino-ish for sure.
Yeah.
Is it a good movie?
Yeah, it's a very good movie. It's kind of like it's like an artsier version of John Wick. You know, like there's an actual true story behind it. And it's
Okay.
not just I'm pointed at these people to go kill them, but it is a very like brutal, actiony movie.
How long was the movie?
It's an hour and a half exact, I think.
Okay. And you stayed?
Yeah, stayed the whole time.
Did you have popcorn?
I did. They
All
gave
right.
us their nicest medium
good.
popcorn they could.
Had a baby.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out Caesar. We appreciate the opportunity. Sorry not more of us were able to make it, but Bill's had glowing reviews.
He did. Yeah, he said it was awesome.
The trailer looks awesome.
Yeah, trailer does look awesome. When does it come out, Bill? Did you do enough research?
He's gone.
He's gone forever.
Comes out the 28th.
I'm gonna see the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck Nike movie about getting Jordan.
Air, yeah.
Air. So
when's that out?
Reviews.
It's already out right now, but it'll be on Amazon here soon.
Amazon strictly?
Amazon, the studios was the one that produced it, so yeah.
Can't wait for all these movies that are out to be on a streaming service I can watch at home.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Right?
Yes.
Will you watch a Caesar movie? They just murder people's heads. I just saw people's heads blow up.
I'm not really a movie type guy anymore.
What does that
I
mean?
watch it. I watch everything at home. Shit, there's no reason for me. to
Oh,
go to the
did you like the movie theater? I enjoyed movie theater back in the day.
Yeah.
I do now with the lay down seats if I go, but I only go if I take my kids though, and I fall asleep and take a nap. So
IMAX is
that's
sweet.
why it's nice.
IMAX is a good time. We went and saw Top Gun renting out the theater, and it felt like we were in the cockpit. A couple
Exactly.
times. So that was cool.
Indiana State Museum also has one of the biggest screens in the state.
In the world. Oh, okay.
In the
Let's
world.
go to the phone.
In the world too.
Let's go to the 500 phone. Let's go to Ben in Wisconsin. What's going on, Ben?
Hey, how you doing? Keep it moving.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm looking to look at some rings. I was just seeing if you guys have some advice on like how to look for a ring for your girl. Actually, if it's like bring your best friend there, so you have an idea actually of what to look for, or what.
Okay, so
fake one.
does she know? Does she know that it's about time to get engaged?
We've talked about it, but we've never really set a date or anything like that.
All right, so here's a little curveball. She might have a Pinterest pin board of rings that she has potentially already liked that you could potentially show the people at the jeweler.
Interesting.
And say, hey, this is the style in which she potentially likes. I only knew that because my wife was pinning engagement rings for a couple years before we got engaged, and I was shown a few. You know, like, hey, love the way this one looks. So then whenever I went to go purchase one, it was like this style of ring, because I think there's different styles and eras and everything like that. So that could be a way to go about it. They say like you got to use a percentage of your salary. That's bullshit. Okay? You just get a good one out there if she doesn't have a Pinterest board. If you want to take her friend to see what she would like, I guess that's going above and beyond, and her friends will think you're super romantic, so not a bad play there either.
Don't start anything with a friend though. That happens.
What do you mean?
Someone takes a friend. Hey, here, show me what my wife would like. All of a sudden, these two are banging.
Hey, Ben, don't be banging your future fiance's friend.
Just telling you.
Ben, don't be putting that ring on your girl's friend. Don't be bopping
Not
around.
a chance. Not a chance in the world.
Good guy.
All right, so he just told a friend that he's not interested, which is good. That's good.
Mhm.
You're already ahead of it. You definitely want to get engaged? You think, yeah, now's the time? This is the right thing to do?
Yeah. I would say after 3 years, I would think it's definitely time to start looking for a ring.
Do you think
for her.
she'll say
She's
yes?
definitely worth it.
You think she's gonna say yes?
AJ.
Yeah, absolutely, Pat.
Well, AJ asked that question. Mitt got a big
Mitt loved it.
Mitt loved that question. Do you think there's any chance at all that when you get to wedding day, she no-shows? Because I've never been to a wedding where a no-show happened, but I had a friend where it happened, and it wasn't the bride, it was the groom. And it was allegedly electrifying.
Oh, I bet.
My friend was with a lady who was on the bride's side, and groom and crew just didn't show up. See ya. Gone. Now, terrible for bride. Okay?
Tough day.
And the families, and the wedding planner, and everything like that. But my friend that was with girl, he's kind of removed from. He said it was fucking awesome. You know, he said it was one of the wildest things he's ever been a part of. The reactions from grandparents.
Oh, I can't imagine.
And the whole thing.
Wedding band.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty crazy. Is there any chance that either of you no-show at the wedding day? Because that's what you got to think about whenever you're getting engaged. Is that potential moment happening?
I want to be there.
Well, I'm worried about it now, Pat. Thanks a lot. But no, I don't think I have to worry about that at all.
Well, maybe.
All right, that's good, Ben. And remember, the wedding is just a big party you're having for everybody that loves you. They're celebrating you. Good luck on the engagement, and maybe it's a Pinterest board. We're happy for you, Ben. We're happy for you.
Congrats, Ben.
Yeah, guys. Appreciate it.
That would think about that. Think about being like removed. Like whenever we were younger, and I guess it's never happened to you because you got married when you were like 16 or whatever. But like whenever you were younger and you were just like invited as a +1 to somebody's wedding, that you have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just bonus member in a room that you've never fucking met. And imagine one of them not showing up.
Dream scenario.
God.
Yeah, dream scenario.
That'd be so awesome, AJ. That'd be so awesome.
I went to a wedding once.
Terrible.
Yeah, but also they're doing whoever no shows is doing the other person a favor in the long run. It's better to do that than get married and then be miserable and then break up.
Yeah, and I assume what the flip side would be like, before we spend all the money on this wedding, maybe we could do it then. But day off certainly builds the dramatics.
Of course, you already spent the day off.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you know show, you're
gotta have the
I'd rather spend the money on the wedding and walk out, and then 5 years later, I don't know, I guess.
Dude, could you fathom? Could you fathom that?
Wow.
A no, being at a no-show?
What?
Imagine the bride, the whole bride side's there. And they're like, is the groom here yet? He's arriving momentarily. Right, because they have to put the fire out.
Yeah.
They're already 30 minutes late. They hit traffic. They're on the way. And then like 25 minutes later, the bride's like, so where's...
Is this happening?
He's stuck in
Boston,
traffic.
where are you, Boston? Connor, where are you?
I'm at McDonald's. Shut up. I'll be there in a second.
The day before.
I'm in the McDonald's 3 states over there, baby.
I didn't lie.
I'm ready to run for it. We love.
Love it.
Absolutely. With that being said,
that moment,
I would love to be at one of those moments
with
too.
no feelings for anybody there.
Yes.
You could step up, Con. You could step up and say, "I'll do it. I'll marry you today." Like, does that happen? And then she's like, "Oh,
that would
okay,
be
it's a
awesome
great day."
too.
You know what you did? That's like Married at First Sight. I think that's a show right now. A lot of shit TV out there.
Yep.
Love is Blind. They couldn't even get that shit up on
What a
Netflix.
joke.
Think about us every day getting alive.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Hey, way to go.
Let's go, boys.
Way to go back there, team. Pipes, wires, internet.
Yep.
We don't have anywhere near the amount of people, but like shout out to Google being able to just handle. Netflix couldn't handle the amount of people that wanted to watch that.
No.
So they couldn't get live. The tech couldn't figure it out.
Didn't go up that night at all. I think they had to wait like 24 hours to put it up.
So Love is Blind just on Chris Rock, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. People realize, I think, what was it? Mina and Mike Golick Jr. were hosting the pre-show. And
I'm very proud that nobody from our office was internet upset about Love is Blind not going live.
Oh, Foxy was beside himself.
He would be the one. He's the Bachelor watcher.
I was aware that it was happening. Put it that way.
So was I, because it was trending #1.
Yep.
And a lot of people on my timeline that I still have a lot of respect for were tweeting about it.
What the fuck?
Sure you do. Sounded like you do.
Yeah.
You said, "I sure as hell hope nobody in this studio was upset about this." And people I follow, who I have so much respect for, and I still am very good friends with them, I saw them getting upset, but I'm okay with them doing it. That's what you just said.
I guess that's kind of how it sounded. Did not mean. I was just poking around the office's internet as that was all kind of unfolding, and I did have, leaders in the clubhouse for probably. And Foxy, massive Bachelor fan.
Yep.
So had
they're calling this show the new Bachelor, actually.
Okay. So I was like, is Foxy internet mad about this?
No.
He was not.
NBA playoffs.
So then Mitt. Yeah, NBA playoffs were on.
Yeah.
So then Mitt, I'm like, all right, what's going on with Mitt?
Yeah.
Nothing. Mitt was quiet as well at the time. I do not know if he has posted since because they were never able to get it up and live.
Sure. Jersey Shore's back.
So maybe if that isn't able to get uploaded, he would lose his fucking mind.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody from our office was internet upset at the time in which it was taking place. I feel like I learned a lot about the boys in here. And I'm neither proud nor disappointed, AJ.
Okay. But it was a big win.
But it was a piece of
information. It was a big win for everybody.
That I had to learn.
Learned a lot about Netflix that night, though.
No, a lot of people. Learned a lot about a lot of people there. I'm like, really? This is what we're...
So the two live things they've done is Chris Rock and now this?
And they're allegedly getting into live sports at some point. Remember, that's been like kind of the carrot.
Yeah,
Not a great weather balloon to float out there with Love Is Blind.
I don't know, man. ESPN fucking crashed a few times. Conor McGregor over there.
Yeah, true.
You know, ESPN Plus,
Yeah,
platforms
How do you know
crash.
if you have enough infrastructure built up? How can you possibly know?
Oh, you ask the people that do the coding, and they're always the smartest people on earth, and they'll tell you the truth on what they built, on whether or not it's powerful enough. I'm sure that's how that goes, AJ.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I can imagine. Be frustrating.
It's much smaller level. We've been a part of a couple operations that have completely crashed. Boom.
In theory, it should never crash.
Whenever we were supposed to. So I asked the question, bad cop, asshole. We're saying this is going to work, yeah, 100%, with what we built.
Of course.
You are so disrespectful for even asking.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then when it completely... And then I get tweets of, where's that, you asshole? You've changed. It's like, you have no idea what I just went through with the smartest human on earth, allegedly. I tried my absolute best. I assume Netflix is not thrilled that did not.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about earlier with Sunday Ticket going over. Boy, and all those signups happening within a day or two of going live for the season. Boy, they better be ready.
We had 498,000 concurrents out of nowhere. We weren't the only people that were live. I think Google will be able to... I think YouTube and
They'll get it.
They'll handle it.
Google will be able to figure it out because of how vast they have. So many people are live right now on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's just so many people that are live right now. So it's like they handle it. Some of those newly built places just...
They're not sure.
They have no idea. And then there's just like red dots. Red, blinking lights, wrinkling lights. How do we fix it? Well, the algorithm. We need to plug it up.
They're blowing it. Yep.
Hey, Netflix, they did so many of these.
Oh, yeah.
And then take something out, plug it back in. Still not working. Well, let me take this one out. Now? No.
Yeah.
We have no answer. All right.
Try it again.
We've been trending for 12 hours. Everybody's calling us a fucking Bush League. Well, tell them we've taken it and blown on everything.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Let's go to the phones. 2 more phone calls, and we'll get the fuck out of here. Daniel in Kansas City on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Daniel?
Hey, how's it going, boys?
Keep it going, man.
Yeah, I just want to talk about how, the Chiefs, we just won a Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
The draft is in Kansas City. I should be riding high. I should be feeling pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, I can't sleep at night.
Why is that?
Because there's a guy in a wolf costume still on the loose somewhere. And if it was just me, if I was a guy who liked to dress up as a wolf and go to Chiefs games and make a ruckus, why wouldn't I show up at the draft and make a big scene?
That's right.
Oh,
no. What is it?
That are first responders.
Hey, Daniel, you know more than us, I guess, and since you are staying up, we haven't really followed along with that story since finding that he had jumped his bail and he had been on the loose. Is there still a wolf on the loose out there?
We haven't heard anything about him. I know the Kelsey brothers tried to get him on their podcast.
Well, that was like back in the day whenever they gave Super Bowl tickets, free Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah.
So like the 100 most wanted.
Yeah.
You remember when they did that?
Just waiting for someone to show up.
Come claim, and like 50 guys.
Yeah.
Were like, oh, I'm getting Super Bowl tickets. And they just walked right into their arrest. Thank you so much. Right into jail. Does feel like the draft is a water hole for the wolf to come in and get a little drink.
Yep.
And if he's still out there, they got those traps set, I would assume, for old Chiefsaholic.
They might have snipers out there because I think it is shoot on sight when they see this guy.
Do you know this guy that was a bank robber that fucking jumped his bail?
No.
So this is a real thing happening in the wild fanatic fandom world. Chiefsaholic, he was robbing banks to get money to buy tickets to go to games so he could be a Chiefs super fan. So like on the way between Kansas City and a away game,
Houston,
he got caught in Oklahoma robbing a bank so he could get money to go, I would assume,
sit in the front row on the 50-yard line.
buy tickets in the parking lot, and then he would be front row, selfie, Chiefsaholic is here. Like that's what he was. He would buy like autographed paintings and stuff, and the natural assumption is everything this guy has ever done has come from money that he just robbed from a bank hours beforehand. And then he started looking into it. He's arrested when he was like 16, when he was 20, 24, just like a career criminal almost.
Family.
And he was beloved by the Chiefs fanatic community. Underneath that wolf was real savage.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Robin
He's
Banks.
loose. He's loose, Pack. You need to keep that right there. That's him.
It's real.
That's him.
It's no joke.
This is a real story.
He's robbing banks in that costume.
Give it change the costume.
Yeah, what if he comes back as like a ferret or something?
That'd be sick.
Smart.
That'd be sweet. I haven't seen many ferret costumes.
Or a gopher.
I saw a fucking otter.
Maybe a gerbil
today
At the house?
at the house.
Pretty sweet.
An otter.
Oh. Was he eating your Fruit Loops?
No Fruit Loops out there for the otter just yet. First time seeing. I assume there's a full. They're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, be careful.
What?
They're nasty.
No, they swim on their back. They do the.
Yeah, they look
Dude,
cute.
They crack things open with rocks.
Yeah, they're vicious.
Yeah, and they also like crack pistachios on their.
They
like
do.
This.
They could also crack your fucking skull open.
Not mine.
Thank you.
Maybe yours, soft
Yeah, for
ass
sure.
skull.
It is multiple concussions.
Let's go to the phones.
Actually, I think it's soft brain.
Brains are soft in general.
Everybody, yeah, hopefully.
No, brain's a muscle. Mine's fit. Thank you.
Well,
Let's go to Aaron in California on the 5 phone line. What's going on, Aaron?
What's up, Pat? Boys, how we doing?
Hey, great, man. How are you?
Just chilling. Before I ask this question, let me just tell you, I'm a sports stooge, retarded truck driver.
Well, can't say that. Knew we were getting there.
Yeah. Quick on the trigger there.
Yeah, pretty quick there. Kids, obviously, we don't recommend saying that word ever at this stage of the game. There's other ways to describe the way in which he wanted to describe himself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That guy's dumb.
Dipshit.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
Click.
Fool.
Moron.
Let's go to Jimmy in Chicago. Jimmy, what's going on, pal?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, just hanging, Jimmy. What do you got going on, pal?
All right. I just want to know, I know you guys say we need to give all these young quarterbacks, in tough situations a little bit more time, but honestly, what do you guys think about Justin Fields and, what he showed in the last 2 years? I know Lombo's been catching a lot of flack on what he's been saying a little bit lately, so I'm just curious to see, what you guys think.
What do you think?
Personally, I don't think he's got it. I think he's going to be kind of an average quarterback and never really going to get there.
Are you a Bears fan?
I am. Everyone here thinks he's got it, and they got nothing to be worried about. I haven't seen it. I don't think the offense was as bad as people made it out to be. His support. I know it's not
91 sacks.
Not great. Yeah, but how long does he hold the ball?
It's on him.
You ain't got nobody that can get open.
I'm not saying it's all on him, but it's, I don't know. Watching some of these other guys, you got to get rid of the ball. You got to make your decisions a little bit quicker. And just looking at it,
All right. Well, Jimmy, we appreciate you. Remember Josh Allen year one, what he became? Josh Allen had a lot of explosive runs year one, just like Justin Fields has had a lot of explosive runs. Feels like he has the work ethic to continue to develop. I didn't know that Chicago was this split. Remember, there was a conversation about him maybe getting traded out of there.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young becoming the new quarterback. ZD, is what that guy's saying the common thought, or is there more people thinking that, not saying it out loud?
He's just a negative Nancy, that guy.
Oh, this guy.
DJ Moore now. So now there's no excuses.
Claypool.
Yeah, he got
This is the
weapons
year.
now.
This is his year. What do you mean? This is his prove it year.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. He took a step last year, no question. But now it's okay, we will know pretty much one way or the other whether you're a franchise guy or not.
Let's go to Lee in Duval. Last call on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. Go to 5hourenergy.com. Use promo code McAfee to receive 20% off your order of any delightful 5-Hour Energy shot. Lee, what's going on down there in Duval?
What's up, boys? Pat, how you doing?
Keep it moving, Lee. Hell yeah.
That's right. We're down here in Clown Town. Our star tight end, he got tagged, but apparently he didn't sign it. So do you think the Jags might, steal a tight end during the draft?
Hell yeah, Lee. We appreciate you calling. I think there's a chance that Jacksonville Jaguars are going to get better.
Oh, yeah.
Calvin Ridley literally just gave a speech and an answer. He said that he had 1,400 receiving yards on a broken foot. Now he's healthier, faster, better mentally. He's going to be a dog for him. Won't sign the tag. That's probably just a little leverage.
Yeah.
Just a little leverage.
He'll be there.
Little leverage. He'll sign. That's kind of how it goes. If he doesn't, though, absolute dog move. There's only been a few that have done that in the past. I think he should just be excited about whatever. Down there in Jacksonville.
Evan Ingram will be there. The Jags will get better. That division is the worst. So, yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah, it's worse than football. So, I mean, how are Jags fans not happy?
Worse than football. We have two MVP candidate running backs. Okay? Sorry that our division is a little tougher than your division. Your division, definitely. Your division, definitely. Your division.
Not even close.
Certainly. Let's not even get into the back room because it kind of weighs true. We're a ground and pound division. Okay, when you got Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor in 2 of the 4 teams, you know what you're signing up for. And that's tough guy football.
Right.
So the AFC South is the toughest division in football, naturally.
Yeah, it's not as if like with running backs age as they get older, they don't get worse. They stay the same, right?
Jonathan Taylor is very young.
Absolutely.
Bro, the Colts suck right now.
They're very bad right now.
I mean, why? They are so. I'm staring this down here 8 days before the draft. We earned the number 4 overall pick.
Earned it.
It's not like somebody else's pick.
No.
That was ours.
That's right.
Expectations going in.
There's 32 teams in the NFL. 31 of them get picks. We're picking 4.
Yeah.
Were they the favorites to win the division?
Had to be. We're the 4th favorites to win the fucking AFC.
Yeah. So
last year, 5th favorite to win the AFC last year. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, brand new coach. So you guys will be fine.
Yeah,
Spikeman gets it.
Yeah, but we're tougher than the fucking AFC North, that's for sure.
Spikeman's speech definitely showed that.
Bro, you know where real football is played at.
Where's that?
The AFC North.
You're goddamn right it is.
Come on, bro.
It's hot in the kitchen. Mike Tomlin says that.
Come on.
You don't like it, get out of the kitchen.
It's physical.
You got a married paisan back there grunting and hooting.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Pac. Let's do a giveaway before we get out of here. I made some shots earlier, so we're not going to do that again. Pac-Man, what do you want to do, pal?
What you want to do?
You have to make this shot. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
think
I think this thing is
a debate.
You have to make it. Yeah, the moon shot.
Have to.
Because it has kind of bullied you a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's beating you. You got to beat it.
AJ, anything you say to Pac-Man as he takes on his arch nemesis here, the moon shot?
Well, we saw it yesterday. I called it. I said first shot's going in. That thing went in and out 5 different times. So this one's in.
It did rattle. It did rattle. So maybe yesterday was just a little poor luck. This luck will get better. Yay!
You go, Pac-Man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if Adam Pac-Man Jones can make the moon shot from the opposite free throw line, we'll give 10 people some free merches who retweet this video. Bonus ball. Ooh. Almost took out the Thunderball net. If Adam Pac-Man Jones, who looks really cool right now, can make this moon shot.
Oh, jeez.
Halfway down again.
Oh, no.
That's okay. You found the stroke.
Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Bonus
ball. Oh,
Great
that was a
bonus
perfect
ball.
bounce.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Adam Pac-Man Jones can bury this moon shot, we'll give...
Just gauging the distance.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to get there, Pac. We got to get there.
That's a bad throw. That's a bad throw.
But there
That's
was
a bad throw.
a gust that kicked up.
Ladies and gentlemen, if a very cool-looking Adam Pac-Man Jones can bury this moon shot, we'll give 10 people. Bonus ball.
I mean, he's got to be scared to death with Bill behind him. I would never let Bill behind him.
That is true. Bill McComas is right there.
No, Bob's his guy.
Bob, if Adam Pac-Man Jones can make this moon shot, 10 people. All right.
Man,
he's
getting unlucky here.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Luck is certainly a massive part of this. He's hucking this thing up. Ladies and gentlemen, if Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Come on, Pac-Man.
Come on, Pac.
We need this. One time.
Come on, Pac.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness is this man's first attempt at what he's about to do.
That's right.
If Adam Pac-Man Jones can bury this moon shot, that's right, shot from the opposite foul line, we will give 10 people free merches from store.patmcafeeshow.com. All you have to do is retweet this video and say something nice to somebody. Adam Pac-Man Jones. All right.
Bonus ball.
Yes.
Oh, good reach.
Good grab.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Adam Pac-Man Jones can make this shot, the moon shot, we'll give 10 people 5.
I just don't understand the technique we're going with.
Whoa.
Shoot it high. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, shoot it
those are
high.
good shots. That's a tough shot.
It's a tough shot.
If the moon shot was easy, everybody would make it.
Exactly.
His pants are sweet. I like those pants with the
Pants are
pocket down
sick.
low.
Bro, he's got a backpack on his left kneecap. He looks so cool, dude. Doesn't he? He looks so cool.
I like having a lot of pockets. Different pants have weird pockets all over now.
Me too. My pants are always so tight, the pockets look weird, but having a pocket right there on the kneecap.
Footballer would love it.
Good look.
Yeah, that would be the nature's microwave.
Yeah.
Mini hot dogs all over the place.
All right. Well, we're off tomorrow. got to get something done for the draft next week.
That's right.
Yep.
Technical stuff. Came out of nowhere.
But if you want to have the draft spectacular, you got to fucking do it. So.
Mm-hmm. Wait till you see the shit we got planned for this, AJ.
It's legit.
What is it? Can you tell me? Can you give me a hint?
Hint. Ooh, what is it?
So tomorrow, what's going on? They're revamping the whole Thunderdome tomorrow?
Tearing the whole thing down.
No.
Oh,
They're redoing all the wiring and all the thing. You got to roll the dice.
We'll text
You got to roll the dice yet again on whether or not
Text AJ.
any of it will work. Yeah, we'll let you know exactly what's going on. We'll be back for a Feel Good Friday.
Hell yeah.
We are bummed that there's no giveaway. Pac, you want to throw some footballs? He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got candy. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
Do you remember how close you were for that one? Are you going to this one? Which one do you want to go to?
Go for the net, Pack.
Yeah,
Go with
let's
the camera.
Let's walk before we run.
What's his deal?
I'm just giving advice.
Pac-Man, what are you going with?
Okay.
No, you're going to hit that camera.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He makes
He was
that
so
shot.
pumped.
Oh,
He was
my
so
God.
pumped.
What a moment. If Boston Connor can make this, same spot, same exact
He's
spot.
close.
He is
Close,
the
Con, man.
picture of consistency. If Boston Connor, a man who is known for spinning the picture. Bonus ball. Oh.
Con's got a nice
Give me
little,
the fucking
nice little action,
dorsal.
though. He can throw it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boston
Yeah.
Connor will miss the backboard. Hit the backboard.
Yeah, give him the whistler, Ty.
You throwing a whistler?
I want the dorsal.
Okay, Tom
Right hand.
Diggs throwing a dorsal. Where are you going? Cut.
That thing definitely put a hole in the wall.
Hold on, bonus ball.
Oh.
Bonus ball, bonus
Is that
ball,
a
bonus
pumpkin?
ball.
Throw the pumpkin. Is that a pumpkin?
It is pumpkin. We're celebrating Halloween next year. If Boston Connor can make this throw, we'll give 10 people merches from store.patmcafeeshow.com. Java in the eye.
Oh, I thought that was it.
Quick, Bill, go get that severed head out of your locker.
Bill does not have any dead bodies in here, okay? Just so
Those are
It's not his locker. It's underneath. Duh.
it's in his car. We know that because the crows, the way they offer.
And the screams.
Big shout out to Parker McCollum. His album's coming out May 12th.
Crows
They are
just
loud.
following Bill's car around.
Mike Rupp joined us. Obviously, he's a legend. That's Hockey Talk tonight at 8 p.m. at youtube.com/That's Hockey Talk.
Thank you.
Von Miller, great to see him again. He looks great.
Yeah, it's been a while.
65%. Adam Pac-Man Jones, another incredible week, pal. We appreciate the hell out of you. Celebrate 420 tomorrow responsibly. We'll be back for a Feel Good Friday. If you're in a state where you can buy
Ohio.
Okay.
Oh,
where you sell your stuff.
Oh, Cali. Anywhere you can buy cookies, go support the brand.
Any cookies?
Any cookies.
They're in Oregon too.
Yeah. I don't think we released in Oregon, but we are Vegas, all of San Francisco. I mean, all of California, all of San Francisco, all of California, and Utah.
What's the name of it?
Cookies.
What's yours?
Pac-Man.
Get the Pac-Man.
Get the Pac-Man.
Pack
Got it.
from Cookies in California or Vegas. If you're out celebrating 420 tomorrow, do it responsibly.
That's right.
And remember, you're always going to come down. Okay? That is a very vital piece of information. If you're going to digest some in a legal state, smoke some in a legal state, vape some in a legal state, do whatever you're going to do in a legal state. Remember, you will come back down, and it is A-okay. And if you're a person who has this negative image about cannabis because the hippies and what it maybe was a long time ago, I think you should maybe have a thought about changing your opinion. You know, there's been many sciences that have proven the greatness of cannabis and what it can bring into your life and what it can replace potentially, you know? So although 420 is a big hey, these people are about to get stoned out of their fucking mind and not be able to operate, that is certainly one way to go about using cannabis, but there's so many different medicinal ways to utilize it, or people dealing with anxiety or mental health issues, or people that have focus issues, as opposed to taking a pill form or something they can smoke. People have been able to utilize cannabis for thousands of years. And then we decided to ban it. I don't think that is necessarily the right decision. I think we're on the precipice of a lot more people being able to utilize cannabis for the good as opposed to the bad. And those that say it's a gateway drug have never been around anybody that has ever gone past cannabis, because then you could say that cigarettes are certainly much more of an indicator than I would say cannabis is. Nonetheless, we appreciate you all so much. You're the best people on earth. Thank you for allowing us to do this every single day, although we're not doing it tomorrow.
True.
Friday, though.
Feel Good Friday.
That's
We'll
right.
see you at noon. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. We're going to Chef Bo's. Goodbye.